This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello and welcome. A little hot in my mic right here. I don't know about you guys. Sorry to anybody out there whose ears just got burned. Friday, October 28th. It is Feel Good Friday. I'm AJ Hawk with the boys. Football! Almost, guys. Did that kill your guys' ears?
No, just you.
Good.
It's your pack.
Good. Just killed my ears. Sorry, I did not want anyone else to have to deal with that. But welcome to everybody that is tuning in. Boys, we had a heck of a game last night, didn't we?
Yeah,
we
we
did.
did.
Amazon Prime Video, as they like to call it.
Sure.
Lamar and the boys get it done over Tom Brady. Boston Connor, Ty Schmidt, Tone Diggs. Evie's back there. I see you, Evie. Who also got there? Nick Moraldo. There's Z. Thanks for putting your hand up. Dirty Gertie's back there. Bruce Brown is somewhere.
Happy birthday, Bruce.
Happy birthday, Bruce. Bruce, happy birthday, buddy. 26 or 27 years old. Don't know if you want that public or not. Bill, I see you somewhere back there. Whoever else I missed, Mitt. Mitt looks good, man.
Yeah, he does.
Mitt does look good, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Guys, Ty, what do we say usually on Fridays right now before we start talking about these games?
No more beating around the bush.
Can't beat around the bush, Ty, can we?
No, we can't.
What do we guys I mean, this honestly was the Ravens did not look great in the first half, obviously.
No.
I feel like the Bucs came out kind of on fire, looking good. Here we go. We're moving the ball a little bit. Yes. And then all of a sudden, the second half, Lamar takes over. He's what, 8 for 8 in the second half, throwing the ball. 2 touchdowns. Looks like Lamar. He's holding signs up that say pay him, right, as he's leaving.
Very sweet.
I mean, everything they're doing is cool. Their kicker, Justin Tucker, is filming promos in the plane to Marlon Humphrey, I believe. Well, we may show some clips later of that. Like, everything, the Ravens turned on the juice in the second half, and they figured it out. What do you think it was? These crazy halftime adjustments? Con, what about you? What did you see there?
Well, I think he was like 19 of 30, Lamar, in the first half, and it felt like they kind of decided, hey, we don't need to throw the ball 30 times each half in order to win, and they started kind of getting back to the run, and they used Edwards. He had a bunch of carries. Lamar, obviously. Then they also used Justice Hill, Kenyon Drake. Like, they have like a plethora of running backs that they use, and obviously Mark Andrews goes down, and Isaiah Likely, their backup tight end comes in. He's unbelievable. So, it seemed to be the Ravens kind of took over in the second half, and also maybe Tom was thinking about some other things.
Maybe, yeah. And so I guess we just hit the wire, right? That Tom and Giselle have both commented that
Friday News Dope.
They've officially filed for divorce. Is that all this means?
I believe so,
And that probably goes through a little bit of a process before it's finalized, whatever. It sucks to watch this have to play out in the public. But even Tom and Giselle understand they're public figures. People want to know, but it has to be a little bit I guess it has to be tough if you're Tom Brady, right, Ty, and you're sitting there and hey, we're going to put this out probably Tuesday morning, talk about like, hey, we are getting divorced, we're doing all this. They both have to put these statements out. Just a unique, unprecedented time for Tom Brady. I feel like, I don't know, it would be very, very difficult to focus on football as much as he has with all this surrounding him.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know how many people stuck around and watched the post-game show where they then went to the locker room where Tom addressed the media, and you just never seen him like that before. Sure, we've seen him after a loss.
What was he? I didn't even get to see that. What was he like? Just dejected?
Yeah,
or
just defeated.
Deflated, I've heard people say.
No joke, kind of looked like he was going to cry.
I didn't mean that with, as the old Deflategate situation. But yeah, people said like he just, his body language feels like that.
His cheeks.
Yeah, just no energy. Like, looked like he was going to cry. You could kind of tell.
Really?
Like, there's just so much other shit going on in his life right now. Like, I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, and who knows? Everyone talks about him being a robot and how much he loves football and stuff like that. But, I mean, they've been married for, 13 years? You have several kids together. Like, I don't know if there's any way you can compartmentalize what's going on in your personal life when it's something like that. And, I got to prepare for a football game on a short week when our team hasn't been worth a shit the last, 4 weeks or whatever. Like, there's just... I don't know. It's really weird seeing him like that because it almost does seem like it's kind of like the dawn of a new day. And I know a lot of people are saying oh, Brady's going to play till he's 50 now, et cetera, all this kind of stuff. But you also wonder has this just taken so much out of him that it's just I don't know if I can do this anymore. Well, I don't know if I have the requisite energy to put into football when I can't find it elsewhere?
Yeah, it's a valid question. There was also reports today that said Fox plans to use him on the broadcast if he's not playing in the Super Bowl. Now, a lot of people thought that instantly meant putting him in, being like the color commentator, being the third man, the three-man booth. I don't see that happening.
No.
Your first game is not going to be the Super Bowl, I'm guessing. I don't think that's fair to Tom if they would try to get him to do that, but maybe have some part of the pregame show with Terry and the boys and everybody, right? Is that who I'm thinking of?
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah,
Yes,
'cause
Terry
it's
and
Fox and Sean Payton, and I believe Gronky is also back
Oh,
on.
Gronky
there
can
you
make
go.
it
So that'll be
They can do
easy.
something
But
hilarious
still, though,
together. Like
if there's something Tom Brady doesn't want to do, I would imagine it is publicly comment on a Super Bowl that he is not playing in,
Yes.
and he's still currently an NFL player. Like that'd be tough for him. I feel like.
Yeah, and you assume, they do go to the playoffs, and granted, maybe.
Oh,
the
do you? Are people
Falcons-
assuming that right now?
I still do.
I kind of do too. They can. Their division. Yeah.
It's kind of
Here
shit.
we go. Yeah.
So
It's
like,
open for anybody.
It's a different situation than the Packers, just because even if you kind of think they'll figure it out, they still have to battle with like a bunch of other teams to get a wild card spot, and the Vikings are kind of far ahead of them. Like they just have to win their division. They're will be one game back of whoever wins Carolina, Atlanta. So I do assume they'll win, but he'll probably be pretty pissed off because they'll lose in the playoffs and not go to the Super
Really
Bowl.
pissed.
And then you expect the guy to come and help you out on a pregame
And be
show.
all chippy. Hey, you know what? Here's my 3 keys to look for,
Yeah.
guys. And he has like his little segments. I just don't see that going
Listen,
well.
if you're getting $350 million, you put that fucking smile on. it.
375, I think.
Whatever it is.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do
kidding
whatever
me?
they need. What do you guys need from me?
I'm gonna say something stupid. Come
Okay.
on.
That doesn't sound like you.
Sure. Is there a chance that Tom's just 46 years old and he's not good at football
Is he
anymore?
45?
He's 45,
How
but
old-
he's
either way.
46 in dog
No,
years.
because so it is weird because Tom definitely overthrew some guys, underthrew
Just did
some
that math.
balls.
That's incorrect.
No, sorry, I meant divorce years.
Oh,
It adds a year.
Come on.
Yes, it adds more than one.
But when you watch Tom, though, yes, he has some throws that don't look like typical Tom throws. But then he has some deep balls that still look pretty, still look beautiful. He still throws the ball at times with zip on it, and like, okay, there he is. But then there's just more of the inconsistency that we're not used to. Like, just that was
Yeah, it was a dart.
nice throw and catch
that
right
was
there.
unreal.
If you watch Tom, like, and he drops back, like, right there, like, I like how that ball looks. That thing is a beauty. Up in
Yeah.
the air, he throws to Evans. Like,
In stride.
It just doesn't happen as consistently as it did before, I guess, right?
Well, and they have no run game. Like
Zero, which
they rush.
kills- it's gonna kill him.
I mean, Fournette had 9 carries on the first drive or something like that, and then I think they ended the game with like 45 yards. Like, so I don't think he's like washed up per se, but he is 45 years old. Like, you can't count on him.
Moving around, I feel like how the commentators like say they manipulate the pocket. That's where I feel like you can see Tom just doesn't look as comfortable. He's never looked. Obviously, he was never a blazer. He wasn't going to be flying around Lamar Jackson back there. But he definitely was able to slide around the pocket, move around, buy time, and get rid of the ball. Now it feels like he's sliding around. He's laboring a little bit more than normal, and he kind of goes down easier than he did before.
You also have an offensive line that's extremely banged up.
Yeah.
Like, it's unfair to Asa McKay, you're going to have to pass protect for 60 snaps tonight. Like, that's just the way it is. And going into the game, like, you got a third string guard in there. Like, these guys are incredibly banged up. And if you can't run the ball, like, I just don't know if that's what we were talking about, like them making the playoffs. Like, the Packers have underachieved and they haven't looked great, but the Packers are still, like, they're in close games. Like, they're not getting blown out. Like, the Patriots, like, save for that late touchdown last night, like, that was not a close game.
Tampa Bay, yeah.
Excuse me. Like, that
tough.
that was not a close game.
Neither
Last
was
week
the
against
Patriots.
Carolina, like, that wasn't a close game. Like, they're not even close to winning right now.
Diggs, you look like you have something right in your mind you wanted to tell me.
No, I've the games the last 3 weeks and before that, even against Atlanta. Like, sure, Atlanta's given teams some fits, but they're not a good team.
Not a juggernaut, as they say.
The Panthers are not a good team. The Steelers' record says they're not a good team. They're a really good team, though.
So that was a tough loss.
And then
that was
last
tough,
night, but
yeah.
like, they're also not like Packers. Who they lost to the Jets. They've lost to some Giants. They've lost to teams at least with good records that are good teams. The Bucs are getting beat by teams they should absolutely not even come close to losing to.
That's the scary thing. And what's going on with their defense at times? The Ravens rushed for almost 240 yards, I think.
Yeah. And
Now we know Lamar has a big element to that, even though Lamar rushed for 43 yards. Super
we
boost
go.
hit.
There
Here we
it
go.
is.
Yeah,
Baby, we're back.
Bad time. Pat will be on in the 1 o'clock hour. We'll talk about that. But, yeah, the super boost hit, right? Lamar has 43 yards rushing.
Yep.
And the Ravens win and cover. Is that all it was?
Yep.
25 on one run. That was a nice.
Beauty.
that was
We'll
a
take
nice
it. We'll take it. Yeah, that's
very nice. It was a very good run.
But Lamar, even when Lamar doesn't run the ball, he's such a huge impact because you have to have guys account for him. There's rules like your defense has to have when you have these quarterback runs and all these reads and everything. So even if Lamar is handing the ball off, he's helping everybody else out because there's going to be one or two defenders always going to account for Lamar because you don't want that dude to keep the ball.
Yeah, and I mean their defense, the Bucs defense still played really well. The Ravens scored 27 points, but 3 of those were on that first possession where the guy muffs a punt, and then they just
that's a huge thing for that Tampa Bay defense to hold them to a field goal right there when they got the ball. What yard line was it?
It was first and goal.
Seven maybe.
Yeah, so close. Yeah, so that was a huge win early from Tampa Bay. I felt like.
Yeah, and that was as healthy as the Ravens, offense was because Mark Andrews, I think, left on their next possession. But like Ty said, their O-line, this is probably the worst O-line Tom Brady's ever had. Like when you really think about it, their starting center's out and they just paid him. Wirfs, who is, very, very good, hasn't had, a Tristan Wirfs season just because.
Is he banged up or is he just like kind of it seemed like everybody's kind of going through something out there.
Last night he was affected by when Linderbaum put him on his back in high school wrestling. So
you think that really?
Yeah, he saw him across the field. God damn it, I lost that kid.
Did you guys see late in the game? They had like a clip of I was here. I did hear that, but they were showing like almost like a lowlights for Devin White. I don't know if you saw that or not. Not lowlights, but talking about him struggling. Kirk kind of mentioned
a lot of that talk
what he did on. Kirk was on our show talking about it, and then they just went by, and it was like you're watching not just him, but everybody else. I'm looking around like, at times it looks almost like uninspired or like, I don't know if they know what they're doing, but it just seems weird. They're waiting for a spark from somebody, and I don't know where that is.
How much of does it take out of you when you have? Like, it's hard. Like, they've had multiple runs now at the Super Bowl, deep in the playoffs. Like, there's got to be years where you just don't have the same motivation as you did. Like, it's hard
Not
to
collectively as a team though.
No.
Like, I maybe one or two old guys that have a couple rings, but I feel like the majority of people I know, like, and I was lucky enough to get one ring. It just all that meant to me was, all right, if we don't win the Super Bowl, everything is garbage. The season doesn't matter. We didn't. Once you got that ring, you never think about the regular season, none of that stuff matters. Like, we need to go get another ring, and I feel like it gives you more motivation to try to get more.
Well, but then Bowles said they were resting on their Yannis and laurels of the Super Bowl run.
That happens. I mean, I understand that part too. Like, people feel good. They get paid. Same thing. Why some guys you can't give them a second contract, third contract because they might get comfortable.
Do you think any part of it is that I don't want to say they're front runners, but it's like a lot of these guys probably expected, hey, at this point in the season, like we should be like. Or just like subconsciously,
they expected
it's
Tom.
Yeah, we should be 7-1 right now, but we're 3-5, and it's like that,
And we're all looking to the quarterback position because this guy is. We've all grown up watching him. We've seen what he can do. When's he going to turn on and help the rest of us out? But now Tom's probably thinking, hey man, I need some help from you guys right now. Like I'm leaning on you guys hard right now.
Because like you said, it just seems like there's no juice. Like they just play uninspired, and I don't know. Like if
they want to talk like. I know Todd Bowles is highly respected and people love him. I do too. I never played for him, don't know him, but I have a lot of respect for him. You coach can't sit there and give a rah-rah pump-up speech every series, every game, every play, every practice. So you can say, the coach, they don't want to play hard. Like, I don't know if anyone's saying that, but that's on the players, man. You're a grown-up. You're a professional. You should take pride in what you're putting out there on tape. You see that, Con? Like you watch them?
Absolutely. It just doesn't feel like that they have any sort of like leader, if you will, because obviously, like we just mentioned, Brady's going through his entire stuff. Mike Evans, he hasn't played as great as he has. Like even we talk about how like teams get lucky sometimes, but usually it's the teams that work the hardest and bounces go their way and that type of stuff. And it feels like that they're just unlucky right now.
Yeah,
simple fix, right?
Simple.
Honestly. One good game can turn the whole season around for the Tampa Bay Bucs.
Well, they have a long weekend now. Like they should all go. Tampa Bay is known for its dance ballet clubs.
Sure,
they should honestly all go out and get blacked out drunk together.
That's what I was thinking.
And have like then you know what? It'll get real. Guys' emotions will start coming out. Guys and then they're going to work some things out. And then all of a sudden the sun will rise like on Sunday morning, and they're all going to be walking out of that establishment, high-fiving, go to Waffle House together.
Now, I mean the game after when the West Cane Coyotes did this
when they saw their teacher was dancing.
Correct. Yeah, they didn't play that good that night, but they did play good after that. So maybe throw a couple full Coors Light fucking cans through some cars and shit like that.
Maybe go out, you all do a line dance to I Will Survive, and you all get into a brawl, spend the night in jail.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, a bonding experience, come back the next day, kind of get back on track.
Or Tom.
What about Tom?
Tom could just throw a massive fucking
a
party.
rager
but then
because he knows
this
that, guys,
is
it
the
doesn't
time.
matter. You can spray paint on the wall.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
not here
selling the
anymore.
house.
Do anything that you want. We'll invite everybody that I have in my contact list. Jay-Z will perform.
Can you imagine that contact list?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it'll be unbelievable. That's actually what they should
Oh, it'll
do.
be like in the breakup when Vince Vaughn has all the boys and those
Yes.
girls over to his apartment,
Yep.
and
Playing
fucking
poker.
Aniston shows up and she's just disgusted. That's what Giselle will walk in.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, isn't Vince playing video games with her date?
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually,
Yeah.
you're
Mike.
right. Later on in the show, Mike is his name.
Yeah, he's not that good, but
Yeah, he sucks. Vince Vaughn kills.
I hate to hear that, but the good thing
he thinks Gary's all time. So.
Yeah.
there's so many great characters in that movie. I know Evie has no idea what we're talking about. These young kids.
never
I literally
seen the
said,
movie.
have you guys referenced like 8 different movies at this point in this conversation?
Couple.
Just 3.
Yeah,
The
just 3.
breakup, Diggs reference Varsity Blues, and Nick reference The Replacements. So,
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, haven't seen any.
Just a
of them.
couple. Have you heard of any of those, Evie?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
They say
Oh,
any
good.
of
Good
them.
for you. At least you've heard of them.
Thanks.
watch a
seen The
football
Replacements?
movie.
You've never seen The Replacement?
No,
You ever seen The Program?
no.
You ever heard of The Program?
I've
I don't know
heard
if
of it
you
'cause
may
of
think
you
it doesn't
guys.
hold up, but I think it holds up.
Yeah, it holds
Yeah.
up.
Film.
I can read. Plus, Foxy just doesn't get it, okay?
You don't get it, Foxy?
I mean, I was outside playing and doing kid
Yeah,
activities while you
okay.
guys all sat in your asses and watched movies.
Don't talk to me about playing outside,
All right.
dude.
Foxy, you're a Rust Belt guy. I know that.
That's right.
Yeah, we didn't have to go to bed at 7 o'clock every night. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. And not all of us had a fall over drunk dad that we had to take care of that night. All right?
He can't go to bed at 7 if he's taking care of old
Yeah.
Pops.
No.
Thank you,
Pops passed out around 6:30.
That's a true Rust Belt upbringing, though, if that's the case.
Yeah, yes.
That's a true Midwestern Rust Belt upbringing. But going back to the Tampa Bay Bucks, Diggs, they're fine. Okay, one game can snap them out of it, I feel like, where they can kind of, okay, here we go. Something clicked, whatever. We put a good game offensively together. But their division stinks.
Yeah,
It
you're
doesn't
right.
matter. Like, they don't need to – they don't even have – I mean, yeah, they have a sense of urgency, but to win their division, what do they have to do? Honestly.
They probably have to go 9-8. Like,
Yeah.
it really doesn't feel like they have to do that much to win that division. Maybe the Falcons, continue to run all over people and they give them a run for their money. But it feels like the Ravens, like that was a big win for them, just because the Bengals are getting hot now.
Lamar needed it too, I think.
Well,
Lamar
yes.
needed to win like that in
We
the
haven't
second
even
half.
Jamar being
4 to 6 weeks, Jamar Chase, right? So is he no surgery or anything? Just
No.
a hip injury. He is dealing with something in his hip in a
Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks.
I saw a tweet. It was very, very well worded. It said, no surgery, but a lot of rehab and hard work.
Yeah, rest and rehab.
Who posted that?
Papa.
Yeah,
Who?
that Mark rap sheet.
Oh, my rap sheet, my bad.
yeah.
Wait, but a lot of what?
Rest and rehab.
So,
And a lot of hard
on.
work.
so what does that mean? What is that? Tendonitis? Some kind of?
Well, he came back and played, so he got hurt
Yeah.
at the end of the first half,
I
and then he
didn't know that.
played the second half. So I
I
don't know
don't
if he
know.
like kind of damaged it more, because would that just be?
Has he
kinda-
had any hip situations in the past that we know of? Any
I
surgeries
don't
or
think
whatever?
so.
Last year, I don't think he missed a game.
Well, I'm hoping then they're smart and they're saying, all right, he might be able to fight through it and whatever, but take care of it, man. Be ready for the playoffs.
yeah, I mean they're playing Cleveland on Monday night. I don't think he needs.
What,
to
you don't
be
think that's a
playing
worry?
there.
You don't think they're worried about Cleveland?
No, Cleveland stinks.
Yeah, what happened to them?
I mean,
Doesn't matter.
The magic kind of just rubbed off. Their Myles Garrett got into that accident. Their defense kind of hasn't played as well.
Paid $230 million for a quarterback who isn't going to play till December.
Is he actually going to
Maybe.
play in December? Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. We have before, I know. Like, what do they do with Deshaun? Do they put him in?
If they're not making the playoffs, right?
Yeah, of course not.
Then you don't put him in at all?
I don't think so. Why would you?
I wonder if Cleveland fans want to see him play.
Yes.
Definitely.
Even if they're out of the playoff hunt?
The amount
probably.
of shit that they've had
Yes.
to deal with from other fan bases because Deshaun Watson's their quarterback, they definitely want to
Okay,
You
so
pay
what,
a lot of money for something, you're going to want to use it.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of Cleveland fans who think he will fix every one of their issues,
Mm-hmm.
like that they will instantly become a playoff contender again once he comes back, which he
he
might.
could. He could help a lot of them, that's for sure. He could cover up for a lot of mistakes and a lot of issues, but if he comes back and plays bad, what if he comes back for 4 games, plays not great, then that's an even longer off season. I feel like if you're a Cleveland fan trying to talk trash to your
They'll
buds.
they'll just say that he hasn't played in 2 years. This is a nice little get your feet wet
Yeah,
again,
rust.
go into a full off season, keep your
What a
keep your nose
bizarre
clean and
situation
fucking-
up there.
That's probably perfect for him. If he just plays like 1 or 2 games, they don't matter. He just kind of gets the rust
Gets
off.
out, yeah, kind of go
Whether he
around
plays
there,
well or not,
take part in the off season, hopefully. And then what if he decides that he's not coming back to do the off season stuff? He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm hanging out at home.
Ask for another
You
trade.
might.
I mean, yeah, you never know what the guys are doing now. I can't imagine what it's like behind it. Like, players have so much more power, I feel like, now. Especially, we know the NBA, players have all the power, right?
Yeah.
They seem to run the show. Like,
They do.
LeBron, who's the Lakers head coach?
Darvin Ham.
LeBron.
which is a great
Couldn't have told
great
you.
coach, and people have a ton of respect for him. But how many people know that don't follow basketball closely?
Not a lot.
Everyone knows LeBron.
People don't have a lot of respect for him right now.
Really? Do they assume LeBron is just running
Yes.
everything?
Yeah. Well, they're 0-4 too.
See, you don't have that in football though. In the
No.
NFL, you do not have that. I don't know what there's any coach that is people are walking all over him. They're a terrible team. Is going to get fired soon anyway. I don't know any like good teams where I don't know. I guess where it's not a healthy like relationship with this is the head coach. This guy. Yeah, we love him, respect him. He lets us be individuals. But like he's in charge, you're not in charge, and I feel like basketball players are in charge. It feels like
Yeah, I mean that was the one thing about the Celtics is that was kind of the Ime Udoka.
that's why people liked him, right? It
That's
was
why
like, hey,
people liked
throwback.
him.
This dude coaches him hard. He's
Yeah.
really hard on these guys. Like, it's a great thing, right?
Exactly, yeah. And I think basketball is different too because the Lakers situation is a perfect example. Like if you have a star player and your team's doing bad, the coach gets blamed. Like they're not blaming the star player. Whereas in football, you look at the Colts, it's more so both of them. Like people will blame Frank Reich, people will blame Matt Ryan, and then if you're the first couple of years, MCDC, Sala, it's like oh well they're a young coach. Like the Lakers guy, this is his first year. I think this is his first head coaching.
He can get fired before he gets to 10 games. it
Exactly.
feels like honestly,
That has happened before with a LeBron team. They brought in a guy who
Blatt.
David Blatt.
Oh,
in
yeah, I remember
Cleveland.
that, yeah.
And he got fired 10 games in.
was it really that?
He was Bosnian.
Yeah, he was coaching overseas.
Was it really like 10 games?
I'm pretty sure it was within the first month or two.
You know who's not that guy?
Sorry.
Spoelstra in Miami. I guess he is run. I know Chris Quinn, his like main assistant. It is like I think they test their body fat like daily. Like they are absolutely on top of those guys. Evie, you know, you have some info on that?
He needs more credit. I was just gonna say, I think he's the second longest tenured head coach behind Popovich right now. Like we all, he was hired, and we're all like, oh, LeBron's just coaching the team, bullying him, but like he's had such an incredible run.
Now he's like one of the most respected coaches in the NBA, and
Yes.
I remember
By far.
that when people used to like, oh, this guy was just a video intern, right? Isn't that
Yep.
what they claimed he was?
Yeah, he's like the Matt Patricia in the NBA for a little
Good
bit.
for him for kind of sticking with it and not like he's been himself from day one, and he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I am one of the best coaches out here.
And they're really good. Or I guess not this year. They also are off to a tough start, but it feels like they're always.
They've
a
been
team
good without like the one or two giant superstars. I mean,
Yes.
they've had stars, but they're a collective team. I feel
Right.
like
They don't have like that, top 5 guy. Like they have a team and they play defense.
Like to make it. Blatt is not Bosnian.
What is he?
Yeah.
Israeli.
Okay.
It's on me.
Did it
That's
say how
on
many-
Diggs, right? What did you say? Do you want to like one shot for Diggs and have like a? Do you need to do anything, Diggs? Here.
That's on me.
Okay.
How many games did he last? Did it say?
Oh no, I wasn't worried about that.
Okay.
Why weren't you worried about that, Diggs?
With the head coach thing, though, do you think any of that could be going on in Tampa with Bulls, where it's like, yeah, he's the head coach, but last year you had BA and, some guys
Yeah, he's
maybe
such
just
a
have like
big
a different
personality, too.
relationship with him, and you kind of like Brady is kind of like the de facto, like, hey, he's running the show. There was a lot of that talk last year, and it's like the relationship he has with a lot of the guys is just kind of weird, and maybe for whatever reason his message isn't kind of connecting.
It's definitely possible. And like I said, I don't know Bulls personally, but you can look at BA compared to Bulls. Very different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure they run team meetings. They run things much differently. You're not saying one is better than other, but maybe they responded well to BA's. People got used to how BA was. Like BA definitely a straight shooter, and I know Bulls is too. But BA also like is always loud, always boisterous, always like ready to give his opinion. I don't know if Bulls is that guy. Bulls just seems like an awesome, quiet professional that does a good job. Yeah.
Well, and I'm not like being there, right? Because like Bowles has missed time during like practice weeks. Obviously, we know Brady has missed time too. Like that's why it just feels like there's no one who's kind of like holding everybody accountable. Because
what's BA doing? What do you think BA is doing through all of this?
I honestly think BA is juiced up about this. Oh, I fucking leave and this team falls apart.
You think?
How about that?
I mean, that is a natural human thing to think about.
I mean, probably not like pumped, but
because he likes Bulls, he loves them, but he's like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
He's telling us what.
I'm a pretty good coach.
AJ,
Who's not there?
Is it also possible Bulls is one of those guys, and you've talked about them before, who are like excellent, extremely talented coordinators, but maybe don't have it as a
The head coach thing. That's definitely possible. I don't know that at all, but that's definitely a thing where some guys are awesome coordinators to where offense or defense, they can put a game plan together. They have a great playbook, all this stuff. They know when to call it. But then dealing with all the rest of the garbage that comes with being a head coach, they don't want to deal with, and they don't do it as well, and they don't address the team as well. Like that's the thing. You got to connect with your team.
Yeah.
Like you have to connect somehow. I I think LaFleur's even talked about it. Like, he's gotten better up front in front of the group. And there's something about it. Either you do or you don't, though. Like, I feel like you have that or you don't. I think it can grow with time and you get more comfortable and more reps at it. But, man, a lot of times I think you're either a guy that people want to follow or they're not.
Yeah, and, like, you could even argue that with Leftwich because obviously BA is an offensive coach too, and now it's kind of just Leftwich who's putting all this stuff together. And the offensive line obviously has something to do with them not running the ball because they lost their two starting guards and their center. But it just feels like that there is something, more than football that's wrong with this team. And maybe, BA leaving is it? Maybe, to Nick's point, part of it is Todd Bowles as a head coach, and maybe it's just a combination
of like the whole Super Bowl hangover type thing.
Yeah.
Like you're right. People, it is easy. I get like once people you get something and it's easy to like reward yourself. Or I don't have to do that today. And that eventually does add up, and that's what happens to teams.
Well, and if that's your goal, right? Because that's the whole thing about Brady. It's like this guy's won 7 of these things, and he still wants to play. Like
that should inspire the rest of those guys, though.
Yeah, it should. But also, that's where it's like Brady's kind of missing time. So it's like, okay, and not everybody wants to win that much.
Yeah,
like
not everyone wants to win, but not everyone is willing to do what it takes to win.
Yeah.
That Tom Brady is willing to do, like, and the sacrifices he makes, and how he works, and how much he still cares. But I would imagine that's still the same, right? Don't you think Tom's still showing up super early, still doing all the same stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but isn't part of it too that like his big thing was always like, I mean, obviously his arm is still there and he's still throwing fucking BBs, but like he's not insanely athletic. He can't get away from the rush like some of these other guys. So like the preparation is like a massive part of his game, right? And he's seen everything, so maybe that in his head, it's like, okay, well, if I miss a couple days, like no defense is throwing something at me that I haven't seen before. But if that is a big part of your plan to get ready for Sunday, is like just nailing preparation and being ready for everything, and then you start missing a bunch of time, like maybe that is why he's a little bit off with guys like Mike Evans, and he's missing passes that typically we just don't see him miss.
They are talking a lot more, right? Like, and even same thing happens when you watch the Packers sometimes. Like something happens, you throw the ball. Quarterback gets pissed. Receiver looks like, confused. What do you mean? I was breaking out. You're throwing it inside. I'm breaking out, like off the leverage. And they're like having conversations more and more on the field in between plays about like, oh no, I need you to break this way, that way. I don't know how. Maybe we're just seeing more of that this year, or we're just paying attention. What is it?
Well, that stuff definitely comes to light when you're losing. I mean, if you're winning, like that shit just gets swept under the rug because it's like, oh, whatever.
But why would he? I guess he and like Brady and Mike Evans, they shouldn't be having those issues, right? They shouldn't be having those issues. No. They know like by now Mike Evans knows how Tom wants those routes run, and which if it's a choice route, hey, if I'm breaking in out, what am I doing? Where am I sitting down?
Yeah, I mean, but it goes back to what Ty said yesterday too. Like we've been watching these games. Like this isn't something that has just popped up now. Like this has been going on.
Thought it would though, right? Don't we keep thinking it's going to change?
Yeah, like you keep thinking, okay, get back game, get back game, get back game, and Tom Brady. But it's just that's not how the year has gone. And all the way back to training camp, it hasn't been a normal Tom Brady experience with, the diligence and all those things. He has so many other things going on off the field, and obviously maybe today being kind of the finalization of the whole entire thing might change. But
maybe it'll help it.
It might help it, but also like mentally, he's got a lot of other stuff going up, on his head, and who knows?
There's only so much space.
Yeah,
for real.
Seriously, and who knows how, his family life with his kids will be affected by this, because obviously that's something he's thinking about. But when it comes to like the communication with the receiver and being on the same page, like it hasn't seemed like he's been on the same page with any of those guys for a few games now.
Yeah, and it's easy. Obviously, we could point out, he missed 11, 12 days in training camp.
Yeah.
All of these type of things. Yeah, you'll point to that. Did that have an impact? Yeah, it absolutely did. I'm not saying that's the reason, but it had to have some kind of impact negatively with your rapport you have with your team when you miss like the heart of training camp pretty much.
Well, and I wonder if part of it too is like these guys, like we're talking about them being able to win the division still. Like you have Tom Brady, like they don't give a fuck about winning the division and making it to the playoffs. It's like you take a real look at your team and it's like, hey, is this a team that can win a Super Bowl? And I think right now it's blatantly obvious. Like, yeah, their division stinks, so they might win their division, but like this team's not winning a Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? Like, no way.
But it's still though in your brain because it's Tom Brady though. Don't you say I can envision a path where they could do it right now? They didn't know, but they got to show something in the regular season to get into the playoffs, whatever. But if let's say it's end of December and the Patriots are on a roll, and they're Tampa Bay Bucks are on a
Or
roll.
the Patriots.
Or the Patriots are probably going to be on a roll, too. Who's the quarterback on if they are?
Matt Jones.
Okay, yeah, I believe you.
Yep.
Until Bailey goes back in.
Maybe.
But if the Patriots or the Tampa Bay Bucks are rolling, we're not going to sit here and be flabbergasted. Are you going to fall on the ground shocked because the Bucks are playing well and they're possibly going to make a run in the playoffs?
No, definitely not. But I think it is one of those things where, like I said yesterday, like I'm not going to be duped by it. Like until that actually happens, like I don't think there's any reason to think like, hey, the Bucks are a legit good team. Like if they actually go out there and play well on a Sunday and beat the shit out of some team, and we actually see them start to click, and it's like, okay, this is the Bucks we expected. But I think until that happens, like you're kind of just insane to assume that like, oh yeah, they'll just figure it out. They'll be fine. They're going to end up, going to the Super Bowl, or going to the NFC Championship, and giving themselves an opportunity. I just don't think we're anywhere near that point.
Yeah, it'll be more impressive if that happens.
Yeah.
Now it's.
Is there a better chance of Tampa Bay figuring it out and making? I'm not saying win the Super Bowl, getting in the playoffs and possibly making a little run and looking good. Is there a better chance of that, or better chance that they miss the playoffs?
I would say make a run.
Just because of division.
Yeah.
They could default fall into the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. And then they get a home game, and then they have like a veteran team enough where it's like, okay, hey, we got to kind of.
Yeah, the shit matters.
Yeah,
now.
we need to go to.
I guess
the Super Bowl
we
level.
give him all this leeway and all this hope because it's Tom Brady and because he did win the Super Bowl. If he wouldn't have won the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay when he did, and he still was searching for that first ring post New England, would we still give him all this leeway and say,
Probably
hey,
not.
you never know, it's probably going to happen?
I would, but that's just because I'm a Patriots fan, and I also though think that if he didn't win that Super Bowl with Tampa, then a lot of this off the field shit kind of would have been thrown to the wayside because he was still searching for that seventh one. But that's how I think. But also,
You think that was like a turning point where she's like, okay, here we go?
I think that was a turning point with them
possible.
two, just because it's like, okay, now what? Like you've won 7, you won one without. You've answered the question like, who was it, Bill or Tom? Like, was it all Bill? Was it all Tom? You've already done that. Like, what do you have left to do? And then obviously making the decision to retire and then unretiring definitely.
Was that really his
factors into it.
decision to retire? That's what's crazy. When eventually he'll talk about
Seems
that.
like it wasn't.
I would love. Well, I'm sure. Obviously, he was okay with it, but then that was the whole thing, right? Where Shefty kind of
And Darlington, yeah.
I'm
They,
starting
like,
to
kinda
think. I'm
ruined
starting
it.
to
Jumped
think
the gun.
Darlington and Shefty's source might have been Giselle. Said, "Hey, Tom's retiring. Report it. Report it now. Report it now."
Darlington is tied in.
Is he really?
Darlington knew Bucks before anybody.
So
There's actually a graphic on ESPN, and they had when Brady was in free agency, next team up, and it was like Titans with Vrabel, and they had a few other teams, and Darlington went over and wrote Bucks onto the little graphic they had, and then obviously went to the Bucks.
she forced him into retirement.
Then what happened when the 5 weeks later?
He said, "Fucking nothing of this."
But like when people say Tom has nothing left to prove, whatever. But okay, he loves playing football, man. Why would he stop playing football?
Especially
he's
now.
still playing at a high level. Whatever you want to say about this year so far, why would he quit?
Well, he doesn't have to quit, but
That's what I'm saying.
like his wife wanted him to quit, and they have kids together, and she's been raising him basically by herself for the last like 15 years. So like he doesn't have to quit, but she asked him to
But
quit.
there's consequences.
There are consequences if you don't quit, and he was okay with those consequences. And maybe, who knows? Like again, commenting
Obviously,
on
there's
their,
more. Obviously, there's more to every story. But yeah,
right. But that's the way it is,
tough.
and I'm sure he was well aware of that. It's not like this caught him off guard, and he couldn't believe this was like. I think there were probably little strands everywhere where it's like, hey, if you do this, like, you better be prepared for what could potentially happen on the other side. And I think, he's arguably the greatest competitor of all time, and he can't turn it off. Like, is that a character flaw? Maybe, but
that's what happens.
That's what happens when you're the greatest. That's how you become the greatest of all time. Yeah,
it's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough for her too because it's not like she wasn't doing anything. Like she also has a career. You got to kind of.
She said she's kind of put it on hold.
And she had,
I get it from her.
definitely.
I give her credit
She's the
for
biggest
trying.
supermodel in the world.
I give Giselle credit for trying to get him to stop playing because I know plenty of stories of guys where their wives didn't want them to stop and wanted them to keep playing because their wives were so into the life of being the wife of an NFL guy and all this money and pushing dudes out there that legit did not want to play. I've seen multiple people continue to play, and then I learned later, Omar, are you serious?
Yeah,
this is what
holy
happened? Because she couldn't she wanted to continue to post on the gram on game day and all this stuff. So you're getting your head beat in you're 15 or whatever, and you can't walk anymore. Like that happens, I think, more than the other way around.
Yeah, probably.
That's terrifying.
And you also, like, now you do wonder, like, will this be the kind of thing where, Because I don't think it can be only football. Now, the assumption is like, oh, okay, he's getting a divorce and all this shit is going by the wayside. Now he can just focus on only football. It's like, well, not really, because if you do that, then you end up alienating your kids and you want to lose them forever. Like that, there's so much that goes into this that it's hard to just assume that.
Think how different the daily life would be.
Absolutely.
You have a daughter now. Like I have 4 kids now. Like I cannot imagine how different my life would be if all of a sudden I'm in like a different place. And like in my kid, like,
and you're just like seeing them on weekends or whatever.
Just not living with, like, it's just a completely different world. I can't even wrap my head around it. It would suck balls. It'd be awful. I'm just trying to figure out, like, Tom's going through a lot is what I'm trying to figure out in my brain.
Yeah.
Like, this is not, I cannot imagine. I'm sure he never put himself mentally in that spot where he's like, oh, this is me. This is my life. Like, this is what I'm doing.
And maybe that's why things are kind of crumbling so much, because you just like you
I
don't
get it.
assume. And
the
then
thought of that actually is overwhelming to me.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a
really
sudden
is.
it happens, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like how the fuck do I?
How did we get here?
Yeah,
like, I wonder if he and Giselle eventually probably like, hey, how did we get here? At some point, they probably did have that conversation. I know I would. Like, this sucks. Why? Yeah, I'm sure you had many situations where try to figure it out, try to make it together. And like, man, we did not envision this for what we started as, right? Things you know.
Yeah, I'm sure they were just sitting at the dinner table. They were sitting at the dinner table one night and they looked at each other and said, I fucking hate you. And Tom was like,
you think? At the same time, they both said it? They both said at the same time.
And Tom watching film as she's like making a plate for him. Yeah,
and there was like this big relief, and he was, okay, we hate each other. Let's get out of here.
Now what? You think that's what happened?
Maybe.
If they both said at the same time, then you know what? It's meant to be, right?
Yeah. Well, and who knows what's going to happen, too, because like you guys mentioned the kids. Like, obviously, Jack, he wasn't, he didn't have one of his sons with
Is he in New York usually?
I believe Jack was the ball boy with Tampa last year. I think
you're right.
Jack, and I'm not sure when. It might have been 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Tom posted on his social with Jack fishing or doing something.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
And the report was she was living in Miami. And I don't know this for a fact who she was living with, but I assume his daughter and his other son, who he had with Giselle, were probably living with her during that time.
Yeah.
Because if he's in season.
I think of schooling, everything. It's just a lot of logistics.
So
I don't
many
know how
different
you
things.
figure all that out.
Well, especially for Jack, who's the oldest kid.
How old is he? He's probably like middle school, high school almost.
He's in
13,
high school, I
14.
think, right?
Yeah, I think freshman.
Isn't he a big hockey guy?
Oh, I don't know.
I remember seeing 15 years old. Z just jumped right in my ear and let me know. Thank you, Z. I remember seeing things like where Tom was going to watch his son's hockey game like the day before a playoff game or something. There's like pictures of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how many years ago. Back in New England, though. So it could have been any of his kids. I don't know which kid it was.
State of hockey, Bruins.
How are they?
Beanpot.
How are the Bruins?
Yeah, how are they?
Let me think.
For people that don't watch a lot of hockey, how are your Boston Bruins?
Well, they just beat the Red Wings last night 5-1.
I thought the Red Wings weren't even a team, really, you guys say.
Yeah, they're not. But you know what? The
Evie,
other
are they a
thing-
team, Evie?
Why, AJ? Why are you getting in on this?
No, I'm just trying. Con's trying to brag about this.
I'm
I
not
didn't
trying
think
to-
it was something he was supposed to brag
I don't
about.
have to brag about anything. The Bruins
Well, yeah,
are the best team in
but
the
it wasn't a
NHL.
real
We're
game last
7-1.
night.
What was it, an exhibition?
Yeah, exhibition, preseason, scrimmage.
Oh, they're still
whatever.
an exhibition?
Anytime
Just
that
a
there is
loser's
hockey
excuse
game
back there.
during a football game, that hockey game does not count. Everyone knows that, and that's what happened.
A
last night.
matchup of a couple original 6 teams everyone holds in such high regard.
Exactly. He wouldn't get that because he's a dipshit.
Evie
Whoa.
wouldn't.
Whoa.
Yes.
I was just saying I respect you because you are an original 16.
No, you just called it an exhibition match, Foxy.
Well, it was.
If you had any sort of gourd, you would know that it's not just an
Any sort of
exhibition
gourd.
when two
Nah.
original 6 teams show up on the ice.
See, if you knew anything, hockey doesn't start until there's fucking snow on the ground, and there is no snow yet, so it hasn't started.
January.
It was flurrying earlier this week per Tony, who woke up
was.
early in the morning.
Hell yeah.
Evie, but what if you're like
Thank you,
0-19 before it snows, and then all of a sudden the snow comes, you're kind of already out of it?
No, they'd turn it on then, and then they would make the playoffs.
Oh, good. I look forward to watching this run with you. It should be fun, Evie.
Thank you,
I can't
AJ.
wait for a lot of hockey. But hey, what did Kurt Warner say about Tom Brady and A-Rod? You guys, I know we had something eventually, but you guys, someone was telling me about it. Was he supportive of them or not supportive of them? Con, I know you think
he was
something.
he was supportive of them, and there's kind of the quote, but he didn't say it was like on them or anything or told them to retire. He just said like, hey, it feels like there might be other things they have to do.
I think both these guys look like they're exhausted. Warner told People magazine.
true.
What's he doing for People?
Everything. He's
I
an
just
American,
think they're-
American underdog.
Yeah.
It's okay to go, Wait, it's okay to go. You know what? To go where? To leave
To
football?
leave,
To
like,
say.
just to
Tire
fucking
ice
It's
step
okay
away.
to say.
It's not how it used to be. I may not be how I used to be. I'm thinking of Toby Keith the whole time.
I may not be who I used to be.
Didn't you assume that's what the next line
Yeah.
was going to be?
Yep.
I don't even know where I'm at anymore. It's hard
Or
to
it's
get
just too
everybody up
hard
to standard.
overall.
Maybe it's time to walk away. He's saying that for both of them, Aaron
Yes.
and Tom. Maybe it's too. He's saying
Now-
it's okay to say I'm done. Basically.
They do when they
It's not being defeated, Warner said. Sorry, Diggs. That's not saying you can't do it anymore. I just think sometimes the stuff outweighs the joy of the game, which is what it looks like is happening for those two guys, and I feel for them.
They do.
But you can't put them both in the same boat, though, either. One's 5, 6, 7 years older than 5 years older, 6 years older than A-Rod.
Sure,
Yeah,
but,
6,
but
7.
Tom's talked about playing until he's 60, and Aaron's talked about many times he doesn't know how much longer he's going to play or whatever. But they do both look miserable after.
It does seem to be that way. Well, losing sucks.
Yeah.
Newsflash for everybody: losing's terrible. Losing sucks. Losing publicly for everyone to see, especially if you're struggling, just like the rest of your team is struggling, and you don't have any answers. Yeah, it sucks. You're going to be frustrated. What are you supposed to do? But you're right. They do look different than they have in the past.
Well, like with Rodgers, like, what do you think the guy's going to fucking retire after winning 2 MVPs in a row? Like, he can still play. And I know that money isn't like both these guys have more money than God, but you can give me $50 million to come back and play next year, and I'm still fucking nice. Like, yeah,
it's still part of the equation. It's not the number one. It's not the primary part of the equation of, hey, am I going to play or not? But guess what? It's still part of it. If you're getting $50 million,
yeah.
If you're one of these dudes if one of these billionaires driving around these mega yachts, if someone wants to give you $50 million to do something you love, you're probably going to do that. I would imagine, right?
Yeah, for
even
sure,
though
absolutely.
the work that it takes to get there, that's like. I think athletes, the work, it's not work. Someone's, I got to go to work, I got to go work out, got to go run, lift. No, it's not. I don't know many football players that think it's work, that look at it as work. Yeah, it's hard to do. It's physically exhausting, mentally exhausting, but it's not work. I don't think guys look at it like that.
Well, when was the last time a professional athlete actually like went out on top, like retired when they were at the peak?
Peyton,
Ray Lewis,
7.
Peyton kind of had to, right, after he won.
Yeah, but he
wasn't next to him.
He wasn't at the peak. I mean, he played terrible in that
but he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
Right. His
but
defense was awesome.
But again, like Rodgers has won an MVP 2 years in a row. Like, when you're as competitive as these guys
why
are,
would you walk away? That's what I don't understand. Why, like, they can just ride off into the sunset. No, when you can slang it and get paid $50 million a year to do it, why would I ride off into the sunset and be bored?
And Brady can still slang it.
Yeah,
like, that's the thing.
Yeah, but
like,
they could ride off and start their own fucking podcast, okay? Call it Footballing with Tom and Aaron.
That's a great idea.
Ben would sue their ass to Timbuktu.
How has footballing been, Diggs?
He'd probably join them. You know, football was 7, 12, and 12.
That'd be sweet. Do you drink beers out of the little shot glass mugs and watch the show?
Those things are awesome. When I first saw Ben drink beer out of that little mug, I ordered fucking a whole mess of mugs.
Yep. How about that?
Diggs, your delivery is amazing. Your delivery in person's even better than when I'm in my attic. Just watching his brain work and the gears go, like your brain is going a million miles.
People always forget that athletes are crazy people. Like they don't want to just sit at home and hang out.
Yeah, you're right. Is that what it is? Honestly, because like people say, you just can't play golf all day if you want to retire and do things. When athletes retire, like I'm 38. If I want to go play golf every day, I got to find a group of 65-year-olds that are retired to do that. I don't have any 38-year-olds retired. Like that's just how it is. Like it's not like your normal friend group's going to be there to hang out and be able to hang out with. If they are, they're douchers and they're hangers on, and they're on your payroll.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way, honestly.
Well, and like when you retired, like you were banged up, right? Like you weren't the same guy that you were the 10 years previous. You know what I mean? Like you weren't the same player that you were before that, and you had kids. So it's like you have shit that, it's not like a lot of these guys, like when you retire and you've been playing football for 25 years and you're
you've never thought of anything else. Yeah.
Every part of your day is regimented and planned out. Like you would go insane if all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, well,
nothing.
Well, I got 24 hours to just do whatever. Okay, I can watch TV for half an hour.
It sounds like for most people that does sound like the greatest thing ever. For me, that does sound awesome for like a day or so. Like I'd like to have a day. Like it'd be cool. But you got to have. I think the majority of people. I don't know. You guys can tell me if I'm naive here. Majority of people need something to give them purpose, something to work towards. Right.
A little.
That could be something. That could be little though. That could be like, hey, I want to physically. Like it could be a physical thing.
It could be painting.
Yeah, it could be anything like that. I wake up and I'm excited for this. It's got to be something like that, right? Diggs, like what is that for you? Other than your kid and your wife and this show, do you have anything outside of that you really love?
Besides kid, wife, and the show, my gambling record and faith.
Family, football.
Faith, family, football.
7.
Gambling record 7. No,
But I mean, you got a lot. But you have a lot though. That's what you have.
I like cutting the grass once a week. That's nice.
Boom.
There we go.
Yep.
Petting your
Okay.
dogs. You love
I do
petting
love
your
petting my
dogs.
dogs.
Yeah, you definitely wake up with a smile on your face thinking
yeah,
about
yeah.
those dogs, right? Or your
Yeah.
dog?
Yeah.
Singular?
Dogs.
How many?
2
What kind?
bulldogs.
Oh, English?
Named
English.
after flies.
The old fat snorters that
Daisy
make
and
noise?
Lily.
Whoa.
They do snore. Yeah.
Easy.
No, they're
No,
actually,
we've had them. We know.
They're not fat.
Big family dog, not fat. Like
they're not actually as
husky.
fat as other
Built
bulldogs,
weird.
but they definitely
Thank
snore.
you.
They snore a lot.
Mouth underbite with a bunch of snoring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's bulldog.
Yeah.
American bulldog.
But when,
No,
when
English.
you're talking
English.
about professional athletes, first name that pops in my head, boom, Randy Johnson. He's the fucking lead photographer
Boom.
for the Arizona
Yeah, you gotta find
Cardinals.
something you love.
There's another one too that is taking pictures.
Griffey
Ricky
does that
Williams.
once.
Ken Griffey Jr.,
Oh.
Ricky Williams. He's passionate about plenty of things.
He got a Super Bowl ring with the Ravens, and he was taking photos for him.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, why not? But you're right though. Like Tom, like you can still play at such a high level, and they want you to play. They're begging you to play.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say no? How do you turn it down? Oh, he's got nothing to prove. He's got all the money in the world. Yep, absolutely. But what's he gonna do? Like, and now he has the Fox gig. Even that is not like. Hopefully that brings he enjoys it and he can jump into it and really get into it. But still, it's not football.
We'll probably never know, and we'll have to see how this season pans out. But it'd be interesting to hear in like 15 years if he would come out and be like, you know what, I really made a mistake coming back that last year. Like I should have
It
just.
may take 5 or 6 years from now. I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Like I should have just stayed retired when I announced it. I made a massive mistake when I decided to come back.
Well, you can't compare him to other guys retiring, too.
No.
Like, this is a much different.
He's different than everybody that's come
Exactly.
before him.
Yeah. And, like, we're talking about stuff that, he can do after the game and the broadcasting, sure. He has a TB12 workout business that is all its own thing. He now has, like, a Brady brand, which is, like, their
He's doing
Jordan
movies.
brand.
I mean, he can be as involved in everything as he wants. I just
Yeah.
wonder how much he cares about all that stuff.
He made a movie in the offseason. He's never
right.
going to care about
You're
that
right.
shit.
He's not going to care about any
forever.
football. You're right.
Football is
You're
the
right.
only thing. And
His dad even said that, right?
Yes.
Didn't his dad, like, I worry for Tommy when he's done playing because he
Yeah.
doesn't have anything else. He loves this so
He said
much,
that like
right?
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like that was before I think they beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Like it's been like that forever. So like there is that adjustment for like some guys, but like again, he's much more of like
He's
a
on a
Michael
different planet.
Jordan. Yeah,
he's a different planet. He is the Michael Jordan of that.
Yes, and he has those other businesses though that Jordan has. Like I'm sure the Brady brand, he'll be involved in that. When he was retired for those 5 weeks, there were clips of him like going to business meetings, doing all that shit.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's just.
That's why he came back. He was like, this corporate life is not for this sucks. I am not doing this anymore.
Well, and he went to the Man United game and was sitting in the stands
Yeah.
and saw everybody like talking while people were playing. He was like, "Fuck this! I'm not doing this for the rest of my life."
He is the man in the arena.
Boom.
Yeah. Does he have another one coming out? The Brady for 80 or whatever?
That is the movie, and I know Jules
So that's a
Edelman
scripted with hired actors, not a
scripted
documentary.
movie with hired
Starring
actors.
Sally Field.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Really?
It's with 4 old women.
Okay, wait, what is the story? They're trying to go watch him play in the Super
It's
Bowl?
about the Super Bowl against the Falcons, which I believe was at Energy Stadium in Houston, and it's the story of 4 old grandmas who drive across the country.
true story?
True story, allegedly, who drive across the country to go see the Super Bowl.
And he got him a win, and it's a happy ending.
Yeah,
right?
there's gas.
Oh, Sally Field is in.
Oh,
Yes.
old girl in the middle.
Who's far right?
Jane Fonda,
Jane
right?
Fonda.
Yep.
Jeez, they got all the high rollers for this.
Sally
Heavy
Field far
hitters.
right?
Yeah.
Is Tom playing himself?
Tom is playing Tom.
That's
And
not
Jules
current
is
Tom,
playing
though.
Jules.
Tom doesn't look like that anymore.
What do you mean?
He's a little thinner because he's been staying up late and sleepless nights and stuff.
I mean, Tom has more looks than anybody. I know that.
Yeah,
over
he
his
does.
course of his career.
Yeah, if you want a funny little journey through the photographs, go look at Rookie Tom. And
Well,
first,
you do the whole
second,
thing where they
third year.
morph through everyone, the little
Oh, the
sort of
swipe?
GIF or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go,
Uh-huh.
they morph it and you go through his whole life. I'm like, dang, this guy, he gets better looking every day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
every year.
I mean, he had a belly button on his chin, and then it just kind of disappeared.
Is that
but
gone? How do you get that out of there?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, they
Supplements?
replaced
Eating?
his head.
What do you mean? What are you trying to say?
I mean, he got a new head.
Whatever he's doing is great. Like, we all need it, right? What do you do?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You
He
kidding
doesn't
me?
age. He ages backwards. Benjamin Button, correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
Is that movie? Have you ever heard of
Brad-
that movie, Evie?
I've heard of it, never seen it.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, dude.
Did that one win Academy Awards and everything?
No.
Got
Seems like a
nominated
movie
for
that would.
a lot. Did not win any. It was kind
Brad
of
Pitt played a little kid.
Yeah, there it is.
Does Brad eat during it the whole time
Oh,
and
that's
talk?
Ah, you know what? I don't know if he eats
He
that
does
movie.
in that
Evie.
one.
Ah, might
I know
like it.
you'd be pissed. You'd walk out of the theater.
Thank you.
See, if you look at the first photo in the top row, you can obviously see it. Now just go. If you go down 2,
Yeah, his
from
chin's
that
still
photo.
there. A little dimple, as you call it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's
look at that one,
slowly-
bottom left, right there. It is completely gone.
Might be lighting.
Perhaps.
I mean, he did yeah.
Yeah, it goes
Pretty
away.
consistent though, man. He has a lot of different hairstyles. I like it. Wait, he has no long hair. When he had sweet long hair,
He had,
it was
he had
sweet. I
long
like
hair
that.
in 2007 mid-season.
Oh yeah, it was probably that.
That was 04.
Did he
middle
play
end of the-
linebacker in that third picture?
For real, look at him there.
I mean, goddamn.
Well, that's.
I mean, the second picture. Look how the first three pictures.
All right,
His head,
ignore
and
them
jaw
all.
are serious.
Ignore them all except for top left and bottom right. Okay, just
Yeah.
take your eyes from there to there.
Well, that's when he was eating pizza and wings.
Yeah, for real.
But-
It's a good
but-
diet.
And then we found TB12, obviously, and you come down to here and it just looks like a leaner version of that guy.
Well, and even if you go from bottom right to these last 2 years, 'cause I
You ever
assume-
see the transformation of the DJ?
Jazzy Jeff,
Nope.
DJ
Khaled?
Pauly D,
Who?
Khaled.
No, more of a EDM
Paris
guy.
Hilton,
Skrillex?
Shaq.
Nah.
Calvin Harris.
Thank you, Calvin Harris.
Avicii?
Before and after.
No, what did he do?
Avicii's alive.
Before and after.
Calvin
money.
Harris is jacked, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see what he looked like before, though.
Yeah, he got money. So he started working out, looking better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Was he a lot bigger before? Because he looks jacked now to me.
Yeah. AJ was a fat slob before he got money.
Yeah.
Did you remember?
Absolutely.
You were kind of.
Big, huge kid. Big, huge kid, yeah.
Yeah.
No, luckily.
There it is.
And that's not
Wait,
the same guy.
who is this?
Yeah.
Yes, it
that's
is.
Finn Wolfhard on the left.
Who is this supposed to be?
That's Calvin Harris before and
Is that
after money.
that's not? Is that Calvin Harris on the right?
That's
Yeah.
a kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I'm not
it's
thinking
not
of Calvin
the
Harris,
same
but
guy.
that's definitely not the same
Promise
guy.
you
on
it
the
is.
left.
Yeah, it is.
Is it really?
Yep.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's what happens.
How many
when-
years apart?
3.
Congrats, Calvin. You figured it out. This, he should
I
have
was
an
gonna say, 6
infomercial.
months.
I mean, he got a haircut and he's tanner. That's all it is.
Are you kidding me?
He probably got veneers.
Look
and
how
everything.
skinnier his nose is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
jocked.
Look at his nose, Fox.
I think it's just a different angle.
He definitely.
They sliced the right guy's head off and put it onto the left guy's body. That's the only way these are the same people.
Yep.
You're right. This is a drastic transformation, Diggs. I understand why you thought of this.
This happens all the time.
Does it?
I mean, especially.
Yeah, I mean, look at
in-
fucking Bezos. Look at anyone who gets money.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably you
Elon
probably
Musk,
should, right?
Have you seen
Yeah,
Elon Musk?
Gosh, yeah. Elon looks way
Yeah,
better now.
anyone who gets money, pretty much.
Look at him before PayPal. And now.
Yeah, I know. Bezos is but Bezos like legit has his vascular
His body
at
built.
all
He's
times
jacked.
and just
He's
cruising
jacked,
around,
dude.
riding left seat. I guess it would be in his girlfriend's helicopter.
Yeah, he worked for it. I mean, look at Neville Longbottom from Harry Potter.
Ah, what do you mean? Precious. I can barely tell the difference, Con. I can barely tell the difference between these two guys.
Did you just call Elon Gold? He'll kick you off Twitter, dude. He owns
Hey,
it.
got hair plugs.
If Elon had any nutsack, he'd go back to the hair on the left.
Yes.
Right today.
Yes.
Today.
That's what he
Since
should
he bought
do.
Twitter now,
Yeah,
right? He
exactly.
should. Going back old
Say,
school.
wait, what are you going to say to me now?
Gotcha.
That's hilarious.
So he officially bought Twitter, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so.
Let
Yeah,
let that
sink in.
Fired the
bitch.
CFO, CEO, and
He fired some people already day
yeah.
one.
2,500 people.
2,500
I thought that's what the report
on.
was.
Yeah.
He was going to fire 2,500 people.
just to clean them out because they're
Trim the fat.
Cold
trim the
herd.
fat.
Yep. That's right. You don't need me that many people for Twitter.
He fired a couple of the big time people, right? You say CFO.
CFO, CEO, and like the head of
So who's
Head
left?
dev guy.
Head legal.
The bird.
security or something like
Wait, so who was left? Like, who did he like to leave around, or did he bring his own people?
I assume he brought his own people because they tried to fuck him in the deal. Remember, they told him that there was 20%
Bots?
more users than there actually.
Oh
were.
yeah. What is that? A sink he brought in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let that sink in, bitch.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that was his caption.
Where is Twitter headquarters?
Guess in
probably
California.
The
San,
nest.
probably San Fran.
Probably
area.
Silicon Valley.
Could be the new Silicon Valley is like Austin,
Tell you
Texas,
what,
right?
the
Different
nice
parts of
shocked.
Texas.
It's a nice fucking headquarters.
Why Ty just dismissed me when I said Austin, Texas, and new Silicon Valley. He got so mad.
why
There's
is
a
that?
camera on him.
That's
Oh,
because
really?
it's Waterloo,
pissed.
Iowa.
You're such an idiot.
No, it's because you think just because Rogan's down there now, you know, that it's the new Silicon Valley.
No, it's because no state income tax. So every company is like, hey, I need to get out of California. I'm going right here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it'll flip eventually.
To what?
Back
Indianapolis?
to California.
Just wait till they see all the gigantic warehouse space that we have here in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
No.
I drive by a lot of that.
Yeah, it's all bought up already though. And give it a year or two, all that gigantic warehouse
Yeah.
space just will be warehouses now.
Who is it? Who owns it?
Amazon, Walmart,
Walmart
Yeah,
owns
they're
a
all
lot of it.
distribution centers,
Home
right?
Depot.
It were like server centers. I know those server centers are
Server
in
farms.
Columbus.
Foxy lives in one of them.
You live in
Yeah.
a server farm?
Yeah, I live inside of one of those. They're
might
all
wanna-
over the fucking
I
place.
want to get some of your sperm saved. I'm gonna probably kill those swimmers. I'm guessing.
I'm already on it.
There you go.
Be
Get
careful.
Get some banked. Go give it to them. I'm sure they'll store it clean for you.
How many times-
It'll be yours when you want it in 20 years.
That's how they said that's how you got through college is just 3-4 times a week.
Sperm
going to
banks?
Sperm
Yeah.
bank and donating.
Donating
How
blood
much
and
do people
sperm.
get for dropping a load in there?
$6,000 a load.
If that was the case, we would all have a lot more money. Yeah, we would. In college, especially. Ooh,
Yeah, I
almost
don't know if.
dropped that.
Yeah, careful there. Jesus.
No,
It all depends. A premium specimen like you goes for top dollar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a thoroughbred
Do
and
people
horse
get paid
racing.
for dumping loads at,
I remember
at
I
places
looked
like
at-
that?
I remember
I
I-
get paid for plasma and blood.
I looked into donating plasma one time because I know you get paid pretty good for that, but apparently it's very painful.
Also, I went in once, and the person who was doing the injection hadn't slept for about 48 hours and looked like a massive scumbag. I was like, I'm not letting this person put a needle into my arm. No chance.
So they didn't collapse your vein right there on the spot?
Well, that's what I was worried about. So I fucking turned around and said, "Fuck it, I'm not doing
This
this."
says
Next guy died,
on
too.
average, sperm donors are paid between 100 and 150 per donation visit. You can donate 1 to 2 times a week.
You kidding me?
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah,
what's that-
$300
what's that a
bucks a
year?
week.
4,000 in 6 months on average.
I'd be like Jason Bourne, just have like 400 passports, just go in there,
Yeah, exactly. Going there 8 times a day.
eight to 12 times a day.
Like that
7 days a week.
What's that documentary where the one fertility doctor
Vaughn,
was the
right?
dad?
Oh.
He's the dad of like
That's
5,000 kids.
From
so
Indianapolis.
fucked.
That's what
It's the
it'll do.
Indiana
That's
guy.
from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
That would have been
96
you
kids.
if you had all your Jason Bourne different passports. All of a sudden, you have 600 children.
Well, they
just
never would have
because
been able
you-
to track it because it would have been under, 8 different names.
until they all showed up at your door.
Yeah,
Like, oh, sorry, I just really like
Nah,
it.
I'd be like, oh,
I
no,
get
that's
150 a pop.
Alejandro Del Pietro. I don't know him.
Indiana guy though, they say anybody who with like brown hair, brown eyes, and like a beard who's tall and tan and has a broken foot is the son of that guy, which is pretty crazy.
I don't know if there's anyone like that
I think
around
you
here.
described Mitt.
Oh yeah, Mitt. I didn't
just
put that
putting it
together. I don't know if I
together
put it
right
together. That was Mitt. Mitt, I think your dad. He's a special teams coach for the
Yes.
Raiders. Right? So
and
there's
he-
not this guy that Con is referencing.
Mitt also looks exactly like his dad. So if you're ever watching a Raiders game and see Mitt on the sidelines, you know,
know?
that's Mitt's dad.
That's good to know, Mitt. Good to know. Mitt's dad, I know, is a stud coach. The Raiders are getting back on track. We're going to take a quick 5 here in a minute, right, Ty?
Yeah. Hey,
Ty, hey, Zeke, I know you're back there. Is Pat
Yep.
going to be with us in the 1 o'clock hour at some point, right?
Oh, he should be.
He's in Mississippi for Jackson State. They're taking on who, Con?
They are taking on
Southern.
that
Southern
is right.
Miss. They're-
No, just
Nope,
Southern.
just Southern.
Not Southern
Southern.
Miss. Not Brett Favre's school. Southern.
Exactly. I got fire on the brain.
We get it. We all get it. But there's gonna be a bunch to. We're gonna recap a little bit more of the game. We'll talk about it with Pat. We'll do our picks like we always do here on Fridays. But I think there's Diggs has something too in the third hour, maybe, right?
Tony.
Maybe something.
Diggs might have something in the
Tony.
third hour. Everyone's gonna have to stick around, right? It's a great tease because this
Stick
guy,
around.
everything Tone brings us seems to be amazing.
Sure.
Everyone, take 5. We'll be back with Pat. See ya.
Take five.
Wilco Roger, it's National Tight End Day. Over.
It's another day on the job, baby. Another day on the job. This one means a little more.
Big dog. Happy National Tight End Day.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Have a day, baby. Come on. Happy holidays. Let's keep it going.
National Tight Ends Day. Let's get a few, huh? Let's get one, baby.
It's National Tight Ends Day, dude. You're my gift.
You're the best, man.
Good luck.
Thank you, big guy.
Always
Thank
rooting
you.
for you, buddy.
I still got
Good luck,
to.
man.
Still got to give George a big old hug.
Oh! Good luck today, brother.
I love you, dog. Do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
Quick pass caught by Kelsey at the 15, breaks free 20. It's a 22-yard pickup by Kelsey.
It is rumbles and bumbles.
George having a good game today on National Tight Ends Day.
I can clap for that guy right there.
You didn't get that on camera. I hit that. What? Bottle flip. Landed it. The world will never know, though, because no one got on camera.
Man, I done tripped over somebody's foot.
No, you didn't. That was all me.
I promise you.
I know.
Watch the film. Nah.
Oh, sorry. Chris, how you doing, dog?
What? What?
Oh, pull up. Oh, I got you so good. Oh! I got you.
I see you, Mr. Kittle.
Hey, got you, man. It's a fun day. It's a holiday.
Sir.
Kelsey, what up, baby?
An absolute pleasure, dog.
Thank you, man.
Much
You be
respect.
there.
Appreciate you paving the way for guys like us, man. Thank you, dog.
I'll see you when you get there.
I'm just trying to get this win. No offense.
Be great right now. Don't have a choice, right, Debo?
Mahomes wants to throw, flares it out in the flat, caught Kelsey. 45 across midfield, hurdles a defender.
Looks like he was a hurdler in high school. He's pretty good at hurdle.
I was sick. Jimmy gonna throw it for the end zone. George Kittle took it away. Touchdown! San Francisco.
Kittle down the middle, baby.
I have to score again because if I score again, Greg Olson said he'd take his shirt off in the booth. We gotta have it, dude. Tell Kyle so he makes sure to throw it to me. Because he cares.
Every yard they gain juices me up. I promise you, every yard they gain juices me up. Keep that ball rolling. Keep that foot on the pedal, boy.
The trust factor is out the roof between Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
More.
Touchdown! Kansas City!
Pour it on him! Pour it on him! Yeah! Yeah! Damn, this feel good, boy. I could live in this moment right here.
And the Chiefs are going to be 5-2 at the bye with a big win here.
You already know, man. I love you, man. Hell of a game, bro.
It's always a battle, man.
Yeah.
You the fun one to go and guard against, bro, because you tough, man.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, run and pass, bro. You tough.
Go celebrate. How do you celebrate National Tight End Day?
Well, we got a bye week, so I get to celebrate it for a whole week.
Oh, we're going to celebrate it now.
We're going to have some fun. We're going to enjoy this plane ride back home. We'll enjoy that one first.
Enjoy, guys.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey,
Why?
let's go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Shut the fuck up!
Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk, sitting in for Pat as he is down in Mississippi. He'll join us shortly for everybody. Football! That is tuned in. We appreciate everybody. I keep losing everything. You guys lose the music and everything?
No, that just turned off
that
for
just
everybody
got off,
immediately.
Oh, okay. I got multiple things going on inside my ears right now, but it's good. We're good to go. And Ty, we say we don't want to beat around the bush, and we don't because we have our guy. He is ready. Pat is down there in Mississippi, I believe, on the game day set. So let's throw it down there and pot him up if we can, Zeke. Mr. Pat McAfee, where are you, buddy?
Yeah! I'm building the set down here in Jackson, Mississippi, Mississippi State. Honored to be down here this weekend as they take on one of their rivals, Southern. I was told earlier by a man named Neely, who does a show with a man named Bishop, who's a former special agent. They host the pregame show down here. They said 3 times that this place is going to be bananas. Homecoming, which was last week, okay? Rival game against Southern, and then Alcorn as well. And obviously Jackson State has a lot of electricity, but this weekend, I guess, is supposed to be magnificent down here in Mississippi. And I'm going to try to drop myself right in the middle of all of it, AJ. I heard you've done a fantastic job, though, in the first hour here. I fucking am so bummed that I have to watch this show back after, the show's already finished. I don't get to watch live. I don't know what you're finger fucking over there, but great job. You've done a great job.
Doing it all day.
I'm just looking at this. I wanted to ask you about the game last night, man. I know you flew down there early this morning. You got to watch the game last night. Lamar turns it on second half. Yeah. Ravens look great. What do you think? Like, are the Bucs dead, and are the Ravens going to roll?
It's been an interesting little turn of the tide almost for Greg Roman, because I seen people on the internet last night talking about how smart Greg Roman is. Chuck Pagano yesterday said Greg Roman's going to have good plays, but it wasn't that long ago where Greg Roman was a big dumb dipshit. I think.
right.
That's right.
Isn't that what everybody was saying?
Oh,
Everybody-
yeah.
Literally everybody was saying he was a big dumb dipshit. So then the last couple of days with me hearing about, how good of a coach Greg Roman has become, and then people talking about their sophisticated run games, whenever they come out, and we also obviously hit the super boost, and Lamar Jackson with the 40-plus rush yards in there. And in the first half, they threw the ball 32 times and ran the ball 7 times, and Lamar didn't do shit. He had negative yards. And it was like, of course, this is what we would super boost. The team that is known for running, the team that literally has the quarterback who is one of one, who they need to pay. That sign at the end that was tossed beautifully by a fan was telling the fucking truth. Pay that man his money. Now, I don't think we have to beat that drum any longer. I feel like the world is going to do it. Even Ravens fans want the owner of the team to pay the quarterback an absurd amount of cash. That never fucking happens. Okay, that isn't happening anywhere. So I think the Ravens, entire front office should see that and be like, oh, the whole world, this would be a babyface play actually instead of a heel play. And people would be like understanding if we gave this person a little bit more than what somebody else in our division went through. Just nonetheless pay the guys fucking money. But the first half, I'm like, oh no, this is from a few years back when everybody was calling Greg Roman a big dumb dipshit. When Greg Roman and Lamar Jackson, I think behind closed doors, were talking about how he wasn't getting enough credit to be a quarterback, how people were talking about him being a running back as a quarterback, and he was running the ball the entire time. And they started throwing the ball. Remember, they threw it like 50 sometimes in one game, 48 times in one game. They were losing like 4 straight. It was like 2-3 years ago or whatever. I thought I saw shades of that in the first half. And then all of a sudden it was part of the plan. Second half, they come out and they flip the script. Lamar starts getting loose. Gussie starts running. I hope he's okay. I don't know if I'm thinking properly. I think he finished the game, right? Didn't he come back in?
Hamstring.
Yeah. I don't think he came back in. They started giving it to Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, 17. So 17 started. I called him a wide receiver, a running back, and he corrected me on Twitter and said, I've been a running back for like 7 years in the league, dude. Okay, can we please, And then last night he has a reception for a touchdown. So like kind of a fun little thing there. Congrats to Kenyon Drake making a fucking play for Lamar Jackson. But I felt like the game plan was fantastic. A lot of people had Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown scores, I think myself included, in a lot of parlays. He did not, but he was still dominant. And then on the other side, that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, they just don't appear, and that's Lamar, and Kirk called it out because that is college offense. You're reading the end or whatever. He just took it. Instead of reading off the end, he just made it another power. All right, you'll just lead for me then. He just took basically the hole that the running back had. And I'm not saying Lamar did that so he can get another rush, but I'm fucking thankful he did.
Yes.
For the good of the boost, I'm happy. And then he almost had it, and then there was a holding penalty, and Lamar threw the ball all pissed off. I threw a ball as well. If I had one, a symbolic ball I threw whenever that whole penalty happened because I thought our super boost wasn't going to hit. But on the flip side, that first drive for Tom Brady,
looking good.
Walking right.
Here we go.
He walks right down.
Yeah, he's back. He's back. Yeah.
And I put a tweet out. I'm like, of course, this team's lost 4 of the last 5 or whatever. And then on Thursday Night Football, the one we have a super boost, but where, Ty, what did we say yesterday? We're fucking trusting our eyes. Enough of the bullshit.
That's right.
Right,
yeah.
Ty?
Yeah. Hey, until we can trust this team, there is no reason to trust them. They've showed us that there is no reason to trust them. They look like shit. It's as simple as that.
They do. And we're judging off of Tom Brady, All these records are because of Tom Brady. The most important position on a team is a quarterback. And you should judge the team off the quarterback. But the never losing 3 did you hear that? AJ, have you heard that?
Yeah, I did hear that a few times, actually.
When?
What? Yeah, so I guess, I don't know if you guys have heard or not. He, in the last 20 years.
No way.
2 decades.
No.
I think, you guys are going to have to correct me if I'm wrong. I think I heard this. So in the last 20 years, he has not lost 3 consecutive games.
What?
Shit.
First time. 20
Damn.
years. Is that right? Did you guys hear this?
That cannot
there
be.
it
Is
is.
that right?
Oh, wow.
Thank you for making this.
my
Did
God.
Gertie make this or just? Oh, okay.
Holy
I think it's a
shit.
FanDuel one, but nonetheless, whoever the graphic designer was, thank you for putting it on print, pal. Now it is a official report on the internet. Yeah, this has never happened. 20 years. Crazy.
3 games.
Fucking mind. But that is why I think the line was the way it was. That was why I think all of us bought into the hype of maybe the Buccaneers are back, because when you have Tom Brady as a teammate, when you have Tom Brady as a leader, everybody else wants to be better. Remember, when he was a free agent, I said, there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to want to bring in Tom Brady because Tom Brady makes the equipment staff better. Tom Brady makes the athletic training staff better. He makes the chefs better. The people that are driving the bus to work and everything, he makes them better. Everybody wants to up their game. The coaches, the players, the teammates, everybody wants to be better. They don't want to be the reason we fucking lose. We got Tom Brady. We should win. This year, with him not being at training camp and missing some practice, I don't think it's the same standard. I don't think it's the same operation down there. I think there's some shit maybe oozing into the cracks of some different meeting rooms, and some people aren't as detail oriented as they would be in the past. And maybe the team doesn't look the same way as it has looked in the past. So I think that us trusting our eyes and saying, hey, this team appears to be fucked, and us picking against them is very mature of us, because I think the world was banking on us to just buy in to the hype that is and was the last 20 years. And this is a different situation for good reason. Tom Brady loses last night on primetime, Amazon primetime. And today, docs are filed, right? This morning, the documents actually filed for divorce. It was announced. It's like, he's got a lot of shit going on. I got nothing but respect and appreciation for what Tom Brady has done for the NFL and for the game. But I don't think we can judge this Tom Brady off of previous Tom Brady's, because this Tom Brady's going through shit that we ain't never seen Tom Brady go before, and he's fucking 45 years old. So I think we were on the right side of it. I think we're mature. Congrats to the Ravens getting a big win, holding on to the win. Kneeling a game out. That's good. Good for the Ravens. They haven't been able to do that. Thank God we had enough yards before the kneel down not to get fucked again like it was Tom Brady last year or whatever. But it was a fun night of watching Thursday Night Football, and I couldn't sleep. Because all the way through the last snap, I was trying to figure out whether or not we got fucked. We hit a super boost. It's a feel-good Friday. It's a hell of a Week 8 start for the NFL, I think, AJ.
Oh, yeah, and I think Al and Kirk were excited about what kind of game they got, too, especially the second half was fun, no question. I love Al and everything that he does, and he and Kirk are getting better and better. But when you talk about Tom, you mentioned him, like, okay, so he and Giselle have both already put out, and we don't have to sit here and talk about their divorce all show, but he had already put out a statement.
Did you guys do a lot of this in the first hour?
Yeah, we talked about it, not in depth of what's going on. We were trying to figure it out with football.
I'll watch it later.
We try to figure out how different it is. No, it doesn't.
Part of the reason why they're having struggles, just like the off the field.
It's part of it. It's not the reason, but it's part of. It's definitely part of it.
It stinks that we have to talk about it, I think, is how we all feel.
That's what we were saying that. Yeah, it just sucks. It's all public, but they both get it. They're public figures, so they understand that why people are interested, but we don't have to sit here and dig into.
But we have to talk about it. Yeah. We have to talk about it, though, because we're big, hey, football players are humans. And we're not talking about Madden ratings. We're talking about humans playing the sport, which is what kind of gets lost in a lot of other people's conversations about football and about the NFL. Like, oh, this guy's an 85. Yeah. Okay. What if that guy couldn't sleep because his baby shit their pants for fucking 2 days straight? Are they an 85 or are they a little bit more fatigued? Maybe coming in at a 79. Does that change anything on how the game is? Like, the human side of it is very real, I think. It is, X's and O's. Jimmy's and Joe's. I'm a big, the human side of it whenever I'm trying to break down the game and talk about the game. So it sucks that we even have to talk about it because we know about it, but it has to creep in, if you're a human, into your workspace. And we just thought, Tom Brady is a robot. He's a robot. He's a robot. He's an alien. He's a machine. He's a winner. He's Thomas Edward Patrick Brady the third or whatever the fuck he is. And he's a guy that we don't understand or have any comprehension of. And now it's like maybe the most relatable thing of all time is that he's 45 years old. His arm seems to be struggling, and it seems like off the field he doesn't have a perfect existence. So it might be babyface for Tom Brady, but it doesn't help them on the field, I don't think.
That's kind of how we talked about it, Pat, saying how Tom Brady's reality, the world he lives in now, when he leaves the facility is so different. I was trying to put myself in those shoes and just realize how different of a life it would be. So yeah, that can't obviously that creeps into your professional life, especially when your professional life is on stage for the whole world to see, and they also know about
highest ratings.
They know about your personal life too, to watch your professional life to see if it affects you. So he's dealing with a lot there, and you're right, it is relatable. He's a human. I would hope this would be a little tough for him to get through, I guess.
So yeah, we're all just like when Aaron came on and he wasn't the same person he always is, and he was a little bit maybe GFY.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
What's going on?
Hell yeah, they just shot a cannon.
Oh, nice.
Was it at you?
They shot no, the cannon was right over. I mean, they shot the shit out of that cannon. You guys didn't hear that at all?
No.
Great microphone.
That mic is amazing.
Yeah. This is a very good microphone. You know what I mean? Kills the sound. But I believe they're testing out a cannon over here. I don't know if that's the...
We talking like World War I cannon?
No, it seems to be a pretty fucking legit cannon. It seems like this is...
A lot of World War I.
What type of cannon is that?
Like we know cannons.
We do.
They do.
Yeah.
National
It's
Guard.
a Benelli 1224.
Holy shit, are you serious?
Benelli's a shotgun.
I hope it is. I know. That's why
that's like when you take a shot at something and hope that the answer comes back like you sounded like you knew what you were talking about right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What type of cannon is that? I thought they were going to break something. And the answer I got back was a loud one.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man, don't be rude.
This guy's a clock.
It was. You're 100% right. It was I can't believe you guys didn't hear it. That's awesome. I think that's just a sign of what's about to happen. And I don't know what we were talking about before then. To be honest, that was pretty jarring. That was a.
We're still on Tom's whole situation. Also though, so he and Giselle both put out comments though. So he had probably already had that typed out ready last night before the game. Obviously, his response to them officially
How's he
filing.
preparing for the game when he's got to fucking type up a notes section app for what he's going to say?
Bingo.
In recent days, my wife and I finalized our divorce from one another after 13 years of marriage. We arrived at this decision amicably. Okay, well, who cares then after that? Congrats. All right, happy you guys are both happy.
Yep.
What do you think he was going to say?
You guys are both-
We hate each other's guts, and so we're breaking up. Do you think that was going to be it?
I mean, wasn't there a headline about somebody saying it might get ugly or something like that?
Yeah,
Or don't want it ugly?
I assumed that was
money.
just bullshit. I don't think that they did reach
that's
it
not-
amicably. It's just like that's kind of what you have to say. Like, kind of we've heard every.
They're doing the right thing for the kids. It
Yeah,
sounds like
for sure.
That's basically what
for
it is.
sure.
Yeah.
But this was anything but amicable.
People always get divorced happy.
How do you know? Ty, are you in their house like
No, I'm just saying based on like the reports that everyone's been, it's like, if you go off that kind of stuff, like it wasn't amicable. Neither one of them were happy about this, but you do it for the kids, so you kind of understand.
Vince Vaughn and
11
Owen Wilson.
days? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, the sports soldier side had to be love at some point. Wedding night.
Yeah, if they were their, divorce lawyers, there's a chance they could have united them a little. Was it a live band, brought them back to, when they were happy together.
The 11 days at training camp that he missed.
Yeah. What was he doing?
Well, we were talking about at that point, and I felt like we were bad people at that point to talk about it. But, hindsight 50-50, looking back on it all, that was certainly a part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Was he trying to save the marriage? Was that like, I'm trying to do this? Or was that when they figured out that they were not going to be? Was that like, we need to talk right now? And that's why they said they didn't know how many days they had, how many days it would take. They were going to figure out there's like so much that we can look back on and be like, what the hell was happening? And maybe, we'll see what Tom Brady is now that it's officially amicably over. Maybe Tom's able to bounce back, but I don't think it's just Tom. No. I think like when you see Tom do certain things, even though he's Tom Brady, like whenever the top person's able to get away with some stuff, it just trickles in. It's a culture thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when other people see it, like, all right, that just is kind of, I think it all drizzles down. And Todd Bowles had to think to himself, what the fuck, dude? I thought I was going to be a head coach with Tom Brady and the whole boys from 2 years ago, Super Bowl. Thank you, Bruce Arians, for doing what you did. Because remember, Bruce, if Tom would have retired, Bruce was going to coach because he thought it'd be a tougher build and he didn't want to leave his guys with that situation. Since Tom came back, remember, this is what we were told. Since Tom came back, it was a much better team. He felt like he was okay with giving a team up to his boys now. And Todd Bowles getting another opportunity because he felt like the team was ready to go. Bowles probably like, yeah, you're damn right. You're right. And then he's in the middle of this. And Tom's like, I need 11 days. I need to get out of here. And Todd Bowles is like, fuck me. This is supposed to be the year we were going to get back into this because by all accounts, Todd Bowles is a good coach, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody says?
Yeah.
And this is a very underwhelming operation, let alone all the facts and stats there is about Tom Brady. Just the whole Tampa Bay Buccaneers team just looks, kind of looks bad. Vita Vea is a fucking problem. Let's get him to Indianapolis. If they're trying to sell down there in Tampa, Tom's supposed to be working the Super Bowl. Fox said that he wants Tom to be a part of the Super Bowl, and I guess they're just assuming he's not playing. So kind of a shot from Fox at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after last night's loss. But if they're going to trade that guy, let's get him to Indianapolis yesterday. Let's do that. He is a fucking awesome football player to watch. And Connor, to your point, he was a running back in high school, that guy.
That's right. Absolute athlete. And, you saw it on that play. You can't be, a big, fat, slow dipshit if you're going to be sacking Lamar Jackson. And Vita Vea is not.
That clip, Pat, he showed was very similar to a clip that Bruce what's Chuck Pagano showed? Sorry,
Bruce Pagano. Is that
I blacked out because I wanted to ask you about BA. We were talking about BA earlier, and Khan thinks that BA is sitting back like, see, like he's happy, like you guys needed me.
Yeah, I'm not going to say BA's like that because BA loves all those coaches, right?
Those are his people. He set up on purpose. You're right.
But just like when LaFleur said it's going to be weird if I beat my brother and my friend, like just like that type of thing happened. Where LaFleur said that, and we were all like,
"Is that how he sounded?"
I don't know if that's.
He didn't sound like that, did he?
No, that's how he
had
sounded.
to have. I don't know how those words come out of your mouth without sounding like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I might be judging, so that's on me for people that sound like that.
I'm just.
But those aren't the people that. Yeah, I might be a person that sounds like that, but also I'm not a head coach of an NFL team. You know what I mean? Like,
you might have been choked up.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I have that much thespianism in me, but I think that Bruce Arians later in life, he's certainly going to remind this crew, when they're golfing, this coaching crew, like 10 years from now, whenever they're all potentially done, because they've been coaching for fucking 400 years aside from Byron Leftwich, that entire coaching staff down there. They're going golfing. BA is going to have a little bit of his vitamins, probably in some soda or tonic water.
What?
You know what I mean? And a little bit of maybe a lime in there or lemon in there. And there'll be hey, you remember? Yeah, there will certainly be hey, cuz, you remember? Yeah, there will be a full on, I think. But they still got time. Remember, still got time. And we have to remember that, especially in the NFC South.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The NFC South, I don't know if anybody's running away with it. Tom still has time. After this thing, since it is formalized now and done, maybe he buys all the way back in. But last night, I think the Baltimore Ravens put on a big fucking show as well for everybody in the AFC North, which I think is important as well.
Yeah, they needed to win, too. I think the Ravens absolutely needed that. They needed Lamar to have a second half like that and finish a game and do everything. That was huge. But that's what would you pop that back up there, Evie, or Zeke, whoever's doing it. So you're telling me the Carolina Panthers can be number one in the NFC South if they beat the Atlanta Falcons this week?
Yep.
They're going to be first place.
They'll be 4-4.
Isn't that absurd to think about?
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's a snapshot of the NFL this year, though, isn't it, Pat? Like, as a whole, I feel like we have so much of that when you look around.
There's a lot of conferences or a lot of divisions, I mean, that the teams are either one win away from being the leader of their division and one loss away from being last in the conference. Like, that has happened, I think, in like 3 different, I don't know. I don't remember the exact number, but it has happened around in numerous divisions. Now, the NFC East, which was obviously the worst division in the history of football just a couple years ago, now they all got dogs. In the NFC West, you got some question marks over there because the Seahawks might fuck around and really cause some damage at the end of the season to a lot of teams over there, with the way the Seahawks are playing. And Pete Carroll saying, it's so much better now, isn't it? Literally to the team.
Jeez.
It is so much
Just
better.
rubbing it in Russ's face, huh?
God, you guys know. Isn't this much fun? More fun, like playing football like this? That's kind of what Pete Carroll said. And who knows if that's a much more balanced offense or if that's just the way they operate. But there's a lot of divisions right now that are up for grabs. I think the only constant is, and we should have taken this into account last night, the AFC is better than the NFC.
Yeah.
And last night was one of the best teams in the AFC taking on a middle-of-the-road NFC team right now. And that should have been our indicator immediately going into the game as opposed to everything else that we talked about. My man, thank you. I got some water.
Nice.
There we go. How is it hot down there?
No, it's actually pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
It's probably a good time to go
sun.
there. Good time of the year to head to Mississippi is probably right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a news channel shooting on me right now, so let's act like we're doing that. All right. Yeah, it's good. Everybody's been very nice. I think it is going to be electrifying. I guess it's calling for rain tomorrow. I guess it's calling for rain.
Is that the stadium like right behind you somewhere? You don't have to pan, but like I think I saw it earlier in the shot.
Yeah, stadium is right there.
Okay.
The stadium's right.
So you guys are set up like out where everyone's going to be before the game?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely done the research. There's a guy named Webb back here wearing For the Brand hoodie. I appreciate him sneaking in.
There you go, Webb. Pointing at you right there in the shirt.
There was somebody over here that had a sign. I think they moved over. Yeah, Mitt is mid. Yep. This guy.
No. That's tough. Oh, geez. Sorry, Mitt.
Yeah.
It's nice of them. Nice of someone to support the program.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds bad.
It's like what all the new, young, hip, cool kids are saying.
Is it like weed? Like you never wanted to get mids?
Yeah, you never want to smoke mid.
Exactly.
I mean,
how did that come to be?
Kids stink.
Just because mid. You want to be high level, not fucking mid.
Yeah. No cap, right?
I mean, we had terrible words.
Okay.
We had terrible words.
What kind of words did you use down there in Pittsburgh, Pat? Tell us.
Fuck you. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, maybe.
I was like 12 years old, 11 years old. Just no,
No,
I think
mid.
every generation.
That's mid.
Let me tell you about mid. You ever seen the state of fucking Ohio, pal? Okay. No offense. Ohio State Buckeyes, great team. Great team. We're gonna talk highly
you can say
about
whatever
them
you
tomorrow.
want about the state of Ohio. I'll be okay.
No, I never used to be able to do that because the state of Ohio got a little sensitive because they didn't know that it was coming from a sense of endearment from me. Whenever I'm talking about the state of Ohio, I'm appreciative.
Every state, there's garbage and there's nice areas. Like there's nice places and there's turds and there's hillbillies and whatever. Yeah, Ohio has plenty of it.
Yeah, I think it's a great state. Every person I've met from there is a person that I would like to stand right next to if we ever had a world war. Okay, it's like, all right, we would like all of Ohio to go right to the front of the line here, and then we'll see how everybody stands at the end of it. Like, I think that is a massive compliment. But Ohio is much more mid than anything I just said.
Speaking of Ohio guys, did you guys talk about Vrabes and Ben Johnson in the tunnel?
A little bit.
That whole deal, you saw that, right?
A
Vrabes.
little bit.
How about Vrabes though? Showing some range, like if he was an actor. Vrabes obviously super hard driving, tough guy, detail oriented, and then all of a sudden emotional hugging his own lineman. Are you kidding me? Like, this is awesome. This is really cool for people to see, I think.
This is Ohio too, I think, which is a part of the Ohio lore. Like, I think the genuine emotion and respect that Ohio people have for people that have earned the right to be respected, I think is very real. I think the loyalty is strong. And Vrabel in this right here, I think should be showcased a lot more often about the NFL, because it is, anytime somebody retires, they talk about the camaraderie. They talk about the locker room. They talk about the love that they don't get to experience. Games, awesome. Checks, awesome. But they miss everybody that they're around that involves the coaches. And it's shit like that that makes people miss being in the NFL whenever they're forced to retire. And it's shit like that we don't see a lot of, I think. And that's why he's the reigning coach of the year, that Ohio fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and Ben Jones,
that's a
he
real
was
thing.
super banged up, right? Played through
Yeah.
crazy, and now he's played through crazy injuries in the past too, right? That's why he met him in the tunnel.
Never
and everything.
missed.
Jeez.
I don't high school, college. I don't think he's ever. I think I read a report on the internet, so somebody's gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong.
No, this is real.
But I think he's never missed a single game ever in the offensive line. Like, that is obviously impressive. An offensive line don't think that is impressive. Okay, they don't. Well, yeah, what are we? What are we?
I'm on the team,
we play
right?
Football.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I assume, because we haven't really heard about all of his injuries or what he was going through, right? But for Vrabel to show that, I think it all puts us in perspective, because how tough Vrabel is. It's like, damn, this dude. And there were some moments in the game we saw some highlights of that guy, Ben, where he came out after pancaking somebody in like full flex. I'm like, this guy, I don't know what he's going through. He has to be in an incredible amount of pain. He seems to be a dog. And dogs are respected in the state of Ohio, I think.
Yeah,
You
the
know what I
cool
mean?
thing too about Braves, like Braves is hugging him, crying right there at the end of the game. I guarantee you, Monday morning, Braves probably was all like killing him in the film session in front of everybody when he felt like he wasn't going 100% or he was doing something he didn't want him to do.
I know you got torn pec or whatever. Okay. I know you got through the game, but we can't have this. We can't have you getting out leverage right here in the middle of our fucking play. Can't have, like, that is.
Yeah.
But that's a relationship like you would hope a coach and a player has. And a lot of people talk about college, because college, you go from young adults to full-grown people. You know what I mean? 18 to 22. There's a lot of development. There's a lot of personal care and time that is invested in that particular realm in college football. Not from like the head coach, but from like strength coach and position coach and everything like that. So to see it happen in the NFL, I think is fucking good for the game, good for the league, and makes me respect, Vrabel even more, which I didn't think was possible.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare, I think, for that to happen.
And Ben, obviously. And Ben.
Yeah, Ben. I would love to see, like, obviously HIPAA, but his medical history, his medical reports. Can you imagine all the stuff that dude has battled through? Especially for Braves to meet him right there and do that. And you can read a little bit about what he's fought through, but in Tennessee, like, you read anything from there, and every single person there says, like, this guy is God here. Like, his number better be in the Ring of Honor when he's done. Like, he's one of the most highly respected guys there. Braves told him, "I love you like my own."
Yeah.
You met one of Braves' kids. He got big old 2 Ohio kids.
That's what I was about to say. He has some. I thought about Tahoe, where the big Ohio fuck was just walking around the other Ohio fuck, which was Vrabel, and it's like, what is that? And like, that's his kid. Jesus, I think he plays for the Falcons.
Does he still? He was in camp. He was in camp with them. I know that. I don't know if he's still there or not.
Big dude, big. I love. There's a lot of Vrabel putting over Vrabel right now.
Yeah,
but honestly, everybody wanted MCDC to be the guy for like football guys.
Yep.
To become head coaches in the NFL. Oh, we got young offensive guru, whiz kids. We got the super nerd analytic person, this person. We got this person, the football guy coach style, which is just passion and meathead and going to be smart football wise, but in press conference is going to sound nothing like everybody else and how everybody else was supposed to be. MCDC was supposed to be the guy. Non-kneecaps really projected him into that candidacy.
Yep.
But I think Vrabel is such a meathead that when he does his press conferences, he does them just so boom that he kind of disguised his meatheadness.
Yeah.
And he is the football guy that is he's a reigning coach of the year who's a football guy. He's not offensive coordinator. He's not defensive coordinator. He is a culture setter. He's a part of the design and the scheme and the strategy. And it's like, those are good leaders. If you can find those people, even though they might not be able to, have you throw the ball 55 or 60 times a game and air it out every single time and find holes and zone beaters and everything like that. Building a culture is a big fucking deal. And it's like, I think that is what they mean whenever they talk about football people. Like MCDC, we're banking on the culture he was going to set. We're banking on the culture he was going to set. Like Detroit is cursed because they didn't pay, or they made Calvin Johnson pay him money back.
Yep.
Detroit is cursed because they just always have been cursed, it feels like. But MCDC is going to change the culture is all we talked about because he's a culture setter. It's like Vrabel is that fucking actual guy. Like Vrabel is the, no offense, MCDC, maybe someday,
Still
but Vrabel's like the one who, yeah, still building, obviously. Yeah. Now Vrabel didn't take that long, but
No.
Vrabel is that guy. I think that we need to be talking about a little bit more as like the culture. You know, he comes in and flips the culture. And that's a good head coach if you can find a person that can do that. But I don't think there's a lot of Vrabels out there.
No, and it felt like he didn't coach under Belichick, but it felt like the press conference thing and like the culture thing is what he brought from New England to there, because I believe he was with the Chiefs for a little and then he was
Texans
at Ohio
too.
State, and the Texans. And it feels like that, like especially the press conference stuff, like he doesn't tell you anything in it. He'll just kind of talk football. And last year, if you remember, they signed that free agent from Houston, the middle linebacker, and they asked him about it twice, and then he said, we're not talking about it. They asked about him again, and he said, all right, fuck this, and just walked off.
Yeah.
So the thing about Vrabel is I have, you know, because I'm a big fan, I assume because he loves AJ that he has seen the show. So I have tried to ask him to come on the show before, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't like asking people to come on the show. I don't enjoy it. I don't think it's fun. It's why we have next to no guests outside of our guests nowadays, because I don't want to hire a booker because I think their job's impossible and we pay a lot of money for it. I don't want to book myself. It's just not, it's not a comfortable thing. You have a chance to get shot down every single day, like by people that
It's fun.
like, you know, but you don't know. It's just not a fun thing. So Vrabel, I work up the courage. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking ask this guy to come on the show. You know, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna do it. So, hey, you ever come on a show? I said, he goes, I would suck on your show. I'm not gonna say anything. So we'll figure it out some other time. All right. I appreciate it. I don't think that's true. I think everything you say is hilarious, but he does have that mentality where he's like, I'm not fucking giving up anything to anybody. It like, fuck everybody almost. That Bussin' with the Boys podcast he did, electrifying. If that dude, when he gets into media, which I hope he does, somebody forces him into it, whether it's the internet or whatever the fuck he does, I can't wait. I cannot wait for that, AJ. Cannot wait.
If Vrabes had if he broke down, if someone put together a clip of 10 plays for him and you just watch Vrabes break it down and talk about what was going on, maybe just have someone pepper him with little questions. What do you think is going on here with this defense?
Well, and
if
talk shit
Vrabes
to
was
him, too.
Vrabes and he was and he really gave you his thoughts, it would be some of the most insightful football commentary mixed with some of the best comedy alive. It really would be awesome.
I think you would have to talk shit there too, right? I think he's pretty good at that. Pretty solid
Yeah.
at the.
I'd say all you got to do is just rev him up a little bit and let him go. It will get you. It will be amazing.
Yeah, I've heard from everybody that's ever talked to him, hey, when you talk to Vrabes now, no, if you get into it, it's coming back high heat. He's fucking incredible. That's why I can't wait for him to do media. Can't wait for the first time we get to talk to him on camera. And I'm excited that the Titans are doing well, but sorry about it, AFC South. Sam Ellinger's playing football for the Colts right now.
Yeah, okay.
It's a fucking game changer.
Back on track. Shaq Leonard is doing all right. Is he going to play? Do we know?
I believe so. I believe it was reported.
He was supposed to play last week, so he should play this week.
But now is he said I saw there was something. He said he's actually feeling really good now, right? For the first time or something?
I saw something.
For the first time?
He finally feels right.
First time, long time.
Finally
First
feels
time.
okay.
Oh.
This year so far. I think he's been trying to power through it. Now he feels okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can actually play now.
Frank said he's active and will play Sunday.
Yes.
Boom.
That's what I'm talking about, Frank. Hey, Frank delivering the good news. Frank with the fucking good news. Frankie fucking good news with that one. Let's get Shaq back. Let's go ahead and turn a corner here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'd say we need him. We do. But if you go back to Vrabel's coach, go back to Bill Belichick. You think Mac Jones is starting this week? Why will Bill not confirm he's going to start, even though he took 90% of the reps with the starters?
Connor, you're gonna, and maybe they're giving him 90% of the reps of the starters so that they can give him an accurate judgment because he was out for so long, and then they threw him back in on Monday night. Then he had a bad start, and then they pull him. So maybe they're just trying to see if he can still gel with the starters because they haven't gotten a lot of opportunity. Maybe that would be the only reason why you wouldn't just say, yeah, we're going to start him. I think they did say they're going to start with him, though, but they won't say anything about the future or whatever.
Yes.
It's interesting, man. Connor, this is the first time, right? Long time. This is some, and I know this type of thing could potentially have to happen for the transition of great, you know what I mean? For, the team to find what they're supposed to do, and it happens to be at the biggest position, but this isn't Patriots type shit. I don't think that, you know what I mean? This is a new type of Patriot shit that is being handled as the old Patriot shit. And this is a real thing, right? And
Yeah.
I'm looking into this a lot, but this is not normal. This is like Tom Brady. Tom Brady shit this year, not normal. This is not normal Tom Brady. And should I judge Tom Brady accordingly? I think I'm going to start doing that. And we did last night, and we hit the Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
But But like for this one, should I start doing the same for Bill? You think? Like, is this an oh no situation going on because it looks like you're doing something that bad teams do in your eyes, or no?
Yeah, it's definitely not something you can trust because, like, you can go back to Bledsoe and Brady and that whole entire thing where Bledsoe's the paid guy and Brady's the rookie and he sticks with Brady, and then you can go.
That
back
was injury though, right? That was a decapitation.
Exactly, that was an injury, and then you can even go back to Jimmy G, right? Like when Brady got suspended those 4 games for Deflategate, Jimmy G came in and played really well, but then he got hurt, so like they went right back to Brady. With Mac Jones getting hurt, I think they put him in too early, but the real worry there was like the aftermath of it. Like not so much pulling him and putting Zappy in, but more so like the team having no idea. Like Mike Onwenu, the guard, he said he didn't know that Zappy was in the game until they were jogging out onto the field. And it's like, okay, he had no clue that they were even thinking about putting him in. And then you look at like what Jacoby Myers said about how
it's all right.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Are they that worried about it getting out that they don't even want to tell their own team?
Well, that's what doesn't make sense. Like telling the media,
or is it indecisive? Is it indecisive? Because then it's that's
they
Bill
got to have a
Belichick.
plan. They got to have a plan, I would imagine, going in. But I understand why Bill doesn't want to tell the whole team his plan. But you got to tell your team the plan, right?
Well, and he said that the reason they pulled Mac was due to kind of the injury, but then why would you even bring him back early if you were going to pull him if he started
Probably should have
slow?
started Zappy, and
Should've
then you could put
started
Mac
Zappy.
in to be the hero.
Should have waited a week. It's the same with what happened with the Cowboys in Dak Prescott. Like instead of bringing Dak Prescott back for a Philadelphia Eagles game, you wait and then you bring him back for the Lions. Like,
so you're saying Mike McCarthy handled this better?
1,000%.
Bill Belichick?
1,000%. But at the same time, if Mac Jones was, getting paid $140 million, I don't think Bill would set him up for failure as much as the Bears against the Bears.
You don't think he'd set him up for failure? You think he would have kept him off the field longer if he was paying?
I think that
Mac Jones?
Yeah, I think if he paid Mac Jones, he wouldn't have pulled him, right? Like I think if he was going to go with him, there wouldn't be any thought of like, okay.
I
maybe
thought we were talking about coming back from injury. I thought is that what we were comparing coming back from injury, right? Because you're saying Cooper Rush situation because Dak was hurt and they were going to rush him back. Remember, Jerry said, in my mind, this is 2 weeks. They tell me 6. I say, why are you putting a number on it? I say 2, and then they ask me the same question. I say, well, it's better than 6, and then I walk off. But nonetheless, them not rushing him back until Cooper Rush threw 3 picks, I think ended up working out for them perfectly. Like that Cooper had his run, and then he showed like he wasn't like maybe going to have a perfect career as an NFL quarterback.
Yeah,
had a couple flaws, and then they were able to like off of the PR of that, they were able to just be like, oh, Dak, the guy with the cowboy hat, Dak's cleared now. Yeah, he's 100% ready to go back. It's like, oh, perfect. Now he is the hero again. Now he's babyface again, and they're able to do that. Maybe Bill didn't think that Bailey Zappi was ever going to struggle. I mean, but he showed that he could late in that second half there. Second half, he didn't do well. So
terrible.
I don't understand any of it, man. I honestly don't understand any of it, what's going on. It kind of worries me about the fucking Patriots, especially even old Buddy saying that he didn't know Zappi was in until he comes out there. Like, that shit never used to get out.
Never.
Like, that statement right there, even if it was true, that statement's never being said publicly as a Patriot. Normally it's like, we knew some things could happen tonight or whatever, and we just move on. Yeah. And then, like, go ahead.
Zappy's statement too, right? Like Zappy saying, like, when did you find out Mac was starting? And him saying, same time y'all did. It's like, what do you? Why? Like, that's not what you're supposed to say. Like, you should have said.
He's probably frustrated.
That's not what a Patriot.
No, but he's probably somewhat frustrated too. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Like you guys, this is crazy. I'm in the NFL. I'm on the Patriots. I don't really know if I'm going in or not. If I'm starting, like. It's probably blowing his mind a little bit.
Yeah, but if you want to be frustrated to the media at the Patriots, you're basically just writing
it's a new
your
time,
own death,
though, man.
Like you.
But
might
think
as
about
well.
it, Pat. It's a new time. Like, who was there at the Patriots to hold him accountable, to stop him? Like, obviously, this wouldn't happen in the past, but they had a lot of older vets there at the time that maybe, like, Bill didn't have to go tell him, like, hey, this, like, I'm sure it got to the point where Bill didn't have to police the team. It was just a known deal. Now does Bill have to go back, start doing it himself again?
Which comes back full circle to, was it Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Or was it Bill Belichick? Who set the culture? Well, we'd assume now that it was probably Tom that set the standard, which is why when he's not living up to the Tom Brady standard, we can't judge him as if he was Tom Brady, which was the standard in New England for so long. In the culture building, it seems like he's not the same guy in Tampa at this particular point of his life. Valid reasons why. 45 years old is 10 years from now. Okay, for me. I fucking ran on that treadmill yesterday for the first time in a long time. This morning, Couldn't stand up while I was taking a poop. I had to push my upper body, had to push my hamstrings and thing up. I almost fell off the john this morning. 35 years old. 35. 45 years old, this guy. Okay. TB12. He's eating avocado ice cream because he is. He looks very thin. You know what I mean? Looks very good.
He's popping up off that toilet too.
Oh, yeah, but he's getting ragged, thrown like 45 years old. All the bullshit going on in your life. Kurt Warner said this yesterday or 2 days ago in Entertainment Magazine, I think, or People Magazine.
We read it a little bit earlier.
I think both of those guys look like they're exhausted. Warner told People. Yeah, People. There it is. It's okay to get. Are they the same?
People
Entertainment and People.
New York Post, is that your thing, Tone? Isn't that your thing?
No, TMZ, People, Entertainment. They're all like the Hollywood shit, right?
Yeah.
US
Today.
Like
Variety.
I thought People was just like a vanilla, put pictures in a magazine.
No, it's
Is
definitely
People
like
with
Hollywood.
Life?
No, it's one of your porno.
What's
movies.
life?
Is People with Time?
Porno
not
mags
Life's
around.
serious.
People is a weekly American magazine specializing in stories about the personal lives of celebrities.
Okay.
Okay, so it is a
TMZ.
Hollywood thing.
Okay.
Anyway, so Kurt Warner's talking to TMZ People. I think both of those guys look like they're exhausted. It's okay to go, you know what? It's not how I used to be. I may not be who I used to be, or it's just too hard overall to get everybody up to the standard. Maybe it's time to walk away. And then he went on to say something else, I believe. I don't know if we have. It's not being defeated. That's not saying you can't do it anymore. I just think sometimes the stuff outweighs the joy of the game, which is what it looks like is happening for those two guys. And I feel for them. I don't think that's him taking a shot at Tom and Aaron at all. I think that's him acknowledging how a lot of people feel at the end of their careers. They're sick of doing, like, I was sick, and I'm just a fucking punter. I was sick of every thought as I got older being like, does this make me kick a ball better or not? Like, it was holding my entire brain capacity. I had all these ideas to do all these other things. And then at the end of the day, all I could really do, because it was my profession and it was, my main thing, got to keep my main thing. I'm thinking about kicking a fucking ball in the middle of March, April, May. It like consumes my life almost. That's why I got good, I think, at the end of my career there for the last 4 or 5 years, because it was just like every single thought. Imagine doing that till you're 45. At what point do you say, like, I am sick of this taking over my entire life? I think that's what Kurt Warner's talking about. Like how you can outgrow caring about like the greatest game, the greatest league, the greatest sport. At some point, there's like a whole pros, cons, who outweighs what, risk assessment in your happiness thing. And I think that's what Kurt's talking about. And I hope that's not happening for Aaron or Tom, because that's a miserable existence. But I could see how that would be a very valid point.
I understand what Kurt is trying to say there. Really, I mean, yeah, like is it really worth it when you have all these other things now? Tom at 45 is much different than Tom at 25. So yeah, he has a lot of things going on outside that take his attention, and maybe he wants to spend more time with. I don't know, but Pat, you want to do our picks here shortly?
Oh yeah, is he going to do the Super Bowl? You think with Fox?
You think 3-man booth? No, there's no way they do a 3-man booth, but I think they'll make him part of it as some kind of pregame panel, something. Don't you think?
Yeah, pre-show with Gronky.
Yeah,
Gronky and Tommy.
Yeah, because Gronky's back on Foxy.
That would be hilarious.
Gronk's on Fox.
Yeah, he
Fox, you all right?
Yeah, he rejoined the team. Oh yeah, no, I think he was at Foxy's house yesterday, but he's back on
Okay.
Fox.
Oh, Gronky?
Gronky was right on
he
Fox.
was
There.
there, left.
Congrats.
Fox, you okay? Remember, he was almost traded to the Lions. And he said, I quit.
That was
How about
bullshit.
that?
And he caught
It was
passing
awesome.
touch.
It was awesome.
Beast.
Just telling the
Then he goes
truth.
to Tampa.
Well, he won a Super Bowl in New England once more before he.
How many does Gronk have? 4?
Gronk has 5 with Tampa,
He has 5 rings total.
or 4 rings. No,
Okay.
you're right.
Because Vrabes has 3 as a player.
Vinatieri has 4, I think.
Yes, because he got the
3 with the Patriots, 1 with the Colts.
Yep.
Vinatieri had a full career with the Patriots and then had a second full career with the Colts. Like it seems like
I think
he
he's
had
all-time
2
leading
lives.
scorer for. I think he was all-time leading scorer for both.
Jeez.
Yeah, Gostowski passed him, but at one time, yeah, he was all-time leading scorer for Pats and Colts. They were talking about him last night too. Yeah, when they were talking about special teams players in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
And then Adams going to go in. I'm just nominated, but the whole Justin Tucker, if he buries that 61-yarder, looks like it did come out a little bit low. That O'Connor guy, he's blocking kicks. He was playing wing. He was playing wing on the punt team. 70-9 on the punt team. You look at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You scan that punt team, because there was an offensive lineman that we had. I forget who it is, and he's maybe Jonathan. He was out of Florida. He was a center. Fuck. We drafted him. Good dude. Great dude. He had incredible athleticism. And we weren't playing him at center. He was a high draft pick. We weren't playing him at center. So I asked, can we just put him at wing? Or can I have him and Jack Doyle on either side there? And then he doesn't even have to cover, certainly jog down the field. But if you give me enough time here, I think I'll be able to just get fair catches the entire year. This would be perfect. He took a couple pass sets. He was fucking unbelievable. Like, he was faster, had the arm, like throwing people down basically in practice, getting up, being able to run. He ran like a 4.8 or something, 4.7.
Damn.
I think he 4.6. I forget what it was. He was able to fucking move. I'm like, we found it. He ended up starting the next week. Like, I think that weekend, he ended up starting for whatever reason. Something happened, so it never came into fruition. So when I see a 79 on a punt team, I always immediately think back, like, good idea. Get a big guy who's athletic, let him protect. That O'Connor guy blocked a kick, fucking blocked 4 punts, broke up a pass. I think he had a sack last night. He's that dude should be talked about. That is a great football player, that dude.
Yeah. Is your guy Jonathan Harrison you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Zeke popped in my ear with that one, yeah.
I saw you talking. I didn't know if you were talking to me. My sound broke up. You were talking to Zito behind the glass.
Zeke always giving, you're usually here getting all the breaking news. Yeah, it was breaking news in the moment, real time. Thank you, Zeke. Appreciate you.
He's a good dude. Great athlete.
I thought he was going to do the little kissy,
That a baby CD.
kissy thing. There it is. Let's pop that. Let's pop those games up if we have them, if we can here. I don't know. So we're both 1-0 though, right? We won last night.
Yeah.
Super Boost hits.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
It is so. Is it me, Pat, or is it getting more difficult to pick these games as we go?
Yeah, it's been a very tough couple slates. You should see the college one too if you want to dabble in that one.
Ooh.
I've had to look at it the last couple of
Might
days.
as well
with
just
Dahn.
flip a coin for those sometimes.
This week's a tough one.
What we got this week?
There's just like a lot of fucking like 3-point spreads in college, and you have no idea which way it's going to go.
TCU WVU is only like 7 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we know how that's going to go, though.
WVU dominate, right?
Well,
overtime, yeah.
Maybe a
WVU is definitely covering. What are we talking about?
Well, yeah. If it's overtime, you never know.
Let's see what do you want to? Let's do
You
these
can lose
games
by
here,
you can
Pat.
lose by 2 scores in overtime sometimes.
That 7-point spread for a West Virginia overtime game is scary. It's not a win. It's
Yeah,
not a guarantee.
no.
It's not a guaranteed win if it goes to overtime. You're right. We have to remember that. Anyways, Denver, Jacksonville in London town. Russell Wilson's going to be more prepared than any player that has ever played in London. Doing high knees and calisthenics and stretching on the flight over to London. He does not get jet lag. He has the Broncos getting 2.5 points against the Duval County Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is a guy. Russell Wilson, is he playing? Is it 100%? Nathaniel Hackett's still getting asked questions on whether or not Russell Wilson's playing.
He said,
I think that was the
he
last
said he's cocked, locked, and ready to rock,
he
right?
said no limitations. Ready to go with no limitations.
But
give me the Broncos.
Oh, okay.
Wow, let's ride.
Russell Wilson is more prepared than anybody that's ever traveled from America to fucking London. I don't know how many people are doing half of the trip calisthenics to keep their legs and their muscles revitalized. I'm betting nobody. On the plane ride down here to Mississippi, I thought about doing high knees. I thought about it. And as soon as I lifted one of my legs up, I said, I feel like a fucking asshole. Nobody else was on the plane. I couldn't even imagine doing it with a bunch of people. Russ is going to win this one. Congrats to the Denver Broncos plus 2.5 in London.
Awesome. Well, congrats to the Jacksonville Jaguars at minus 2.5. I am taking the Jags. This is a home game for them. You know, Shad Khan probably has his yacht over there. He's doing yoga. Jacksonville minus 2.5 all day long. Next one, Bears at Cowboys.
We're done.
What do you think?
9.5 for the Chicago Bears.
That seems like a lot. Come on.
Does
The
it?
Patriots.
10 now. Not that it matters, but
Luke Getsy revenge game.
Got rid of one of their best players.
Give me the Chicago Bears plus 10 just because I'm tired of overthinking it all the time. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of me
Oh, yeah.
overthinking about me's ideas. 10 is so many fucking points. And we're going with 10, right? I think we're going with 10.
Well, it says
because
9.5 though, right?
So,
But the number right now is 10. I
Kind of
think.
a little difference there.
it's a big number.
So we're
Yeah,
going
but
with
you'll
10?
learn this. No, you'll learn this one January 1, 2023. We can't bet on it at 9.5. That time's already gone.
Yeah.
That time's already gone.
All right,
Right now it is 10.
Oh, my goodness. See, I wanted to go against you, but I'm taking Bears at plus 10 here, too.
Wow.
Just for you, Zeke.
Thank you.
There's a chopper. Hey, it's been there all day, Karen.
Have you actually seen that?
Circling.
Raiders. Wait, Raiders are going to the Saints, right? Who's starting? Andy Dalton starting.
Andy
quarterback.
Dalton
The
starting.
Red Rocket is starting. Is Jameis a healthy backup? What is it?
Jameis is a healthy backup, yes.
Okay.
Give me the Raiders. I got good vibes on the Raiders, bad vibes on the Saints. I don't know why. I apologize to everybody at the Saints. I'm sure you're great people. I like the Raiders, Devontae Adams, Derek Carr figuring it out. Give me the Raiders -1.5 on the road in a tough place to play.
Yeah, Kamara rumors too.
That he might not play?
Might be part of those vibes. Kamara has been sending out some tweets. There's a possibility that maybe he's getting traded.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be a blockbuster if he goes. I'm taking the Raiders here too at -1.5.
Oh, so the Chiefs are going to trade for fucking Kamara? Is that what's going to happen? Or the Niners are going to trade for Kamara?
It pains me to say this. I feel
Bills.
like maybe the Bills will be
God.
trading Kamara.
Oh,
That's not fair.
They have
that's not fair.
They have been poking around on running backs.
It is not fair,
What
and
would it
I'm
take?
not happy about it. Probably a first and maybe Singletary. It's bullshit.
You think?
Yeah, right, dude. It'll end up being like 2 7th-round picks somehow.
Yeah.
You know, it always,
it always
it
is.
always the 3rd and the 6th for Kadarius Toney, people were like, "Oh, the Giants fleeced them." It's like, do you watch the NFL, dude? Like, what do we even? What do
No,
we?
I don't think most people
Oh,
do. I don't think most people do watch the NFL when they have those takes.
Well, I don't know because we sound like the doofuses in their eyes if this doesn't work out. But if it does, and the Chiefs win a Super Bowl, it worked.
Yeah.
Like the only purpose is to win a fucking Super Bowl, not to put the best draft class together. The purpose is to win a fucking Super Bowl. That's what we're doing. So if it takes a 3rd and a 6th, which is a massive question mark in both of those rounds, whether or not the person's going to be worth a fuck in the NFL, if you look through like statistically, only the bangers survive. We don't talk about the other picks from those rounds that never make it ever again. You know why? Because they never made it ever again. And they were incredible in college. But if you can get a guy and they go win a Super Bowl because they win a fucking playoff game because Kadarius Toney does something worth whatever the fuck you trade, whatever it is, you won a Super Bowl. Who cares? I just don't. I guess I have a much different mindset than everybody else. But if the Bills end up with Kamara, then of course that would make sense because the good teams are aggressive and the average and bad teams aren't. And we're always sold the same story about how important the fucking draft picks are. And it's like, well, how come the teams trade them all away or win the Super Bowl? So oh, okay, doesn't matter. Super Bowl doesn't matter. Oh, okay, I understand. Having a winning season for a long time mattered. Okay, you and I are viewing the NFL vastly different then, I think.
Yeah, and then
it grinds my gears. It grinds my gears.
It does.
the Eagles conversation too was like, oh, now they have to play Robert Quinn, and right away he goes to Philadelphia, and they just void the next 2 years of his contract. So they're just getting him till the end of the year.
Did the Bears not even think about having that conversation with him at the beginning of the year? Like, hey, we don't know if you're going to fit in here. We don't know if you're going to love it. It's the first time in the system. Let's just do it for both of us. Let's get rid of these 2 last years that aren't guaranteed, which means we don't have a contract. We don't want any dead cap or anything like that.
Yeah.
And did they do that, or were they just like, we'll see if this old fucking bastard still got it? And then they go to Philadelphia day one. Sirianni's like, dog, you are it, man. You have been, dog. Remember, he's probably going back St. Louis Rams. And then he's like, don't you think for both of us, like, we should let you be a free agent at the end of the year. And like, if you want to stay, you stay. If not, yeah, perfect. Let's avoid those years. No dead cap hit. No nothing. No, boom. It just immediately gets better. Bears are paying for it.
Yep.
Bears are paying $7 million this year. 4th round pick, cool. And we don't have to pay the future. And our team potentially got better in a game. I don't think I understand how some people view football.
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
How does that work? I don't know how that works. All right, next one. Carolina is traveling to Atlanta. The battle for the NFC South, right? First place on the line here. Carolina is that 4-point dogs against Atlanta at home. Okay, here we go. What do you got, Pat?
Give me the Falcons just because I want to see Artie in the beer. Right.
All right, I'm gonna take Carolina here. I want to see PJ Walker, right?
Yep, PJ
I know
Walker.
didn't Wilk say he's why would I not start him?
Yeah,
Like,
Baker, just
Baker's
like Jameis, healthy backup.
Okay, good. They have a good solid backup there, hopefully. All right, Steelers traveling to Philly. Tone.
What do you mean?
What's the line here?
10.
10.5. Is that big enough? Should it be higher, Tone?
They normally play teams like this well. I don't know. We'll see.
What do you think, Pat? What do you got?
I don't know. What do you think, Tone? What do you think?
TJ might play a little bit.
What?
Wide.
Oh, he did practice, right?
Yeah, he's off the IR.
He keeps saying we'll see.
Give me the Steelers.
He keeps
give me
saying
the Steelers.
we'll see.
I'll take the Steelers plus 10.5 then. I like the Eagles to win. Love the Eagles. Still got that dog mentality. But if TJ Watt's playing, yes, Steelers are going to win.
My worry is not their
I'll win.
offense.
Cover,
My
cover,
worry
cover.
is their defense.
Really?
Secondary still banged up.
10.5 is just so many points, though. Especially
So
a Mike
many,
Tomlin
dude.
coach team. I'll take the Eagles here. Give me the Eagles 10.5. I don't
Everybody
love it.
saw the Steelers. Everybody saw the Steelers get fucking dog walked by the Bills.
Yep.
Right. So that's the thing. But TJ's not playing. I mean,
Yeah, it's a
it
big
all
difference.
changes when you got pressure on a quarterback. All changes. So give me the Steelers plus 10.5. Even though I like the Eagles to win. Oh, 2 for.
Okay, here we go. The Miami Dolphins traveling to Detroit to take on Evie's Lions. What do we have? The Lions or the Dolphins are 3.5 point favorites. Okay.
Yeah, I like the Dolphins. Just because they're playing the Lions.
How is it only 3.5?
Are the Dolphins good?
What?
Dolphins
They're going into the.
It's
They're going into the pride, bub.
Yeah.
They're going into the den.
You're right.
Swift's
you never
back.
know.
Ford
St. Brown's
Field.
back.
Bob Rock.
Lions players are back.
Bob Ritchie might be doing halftime again.
Yeah.
That'd be.
Yeah.
Your guy, didn't he text you this morning?
Who?
Bob Ritchie.
Bob.
He
Kid
sounded
Rock? No,
like-
I've not actually. We're not able to communicate with Kid Rock. Should
thought-
I? Or do you talk to him?
No, I don't talk. I thought he texted you saying I'm doing halftime in the Lions. And don't
Is
forget to vote
Ninja going to the
November
game or not? I know Ninja went to
Oh, yeah, he's a big
when
fan.
we were young emo concert, but then there was a sandstorm once in a generation out there, windstorm, so he wasn't able to participate. So maybe he takes his festival vibes to the Lions game. That might change me a little bit. That might change my mind.
AJ's in that world. Is he going?
Yeah, I live deep in that world. I'm taking Dolphins at -3.5. Ninja, I'm not sure exactly what his plans are for this weekend.
Also,
hope
Dolphins
Ninja-
starting safeties out.
Who?
Doesn't
Byron
matter.
Jones,
He's out?
leading tackler, tore his ACL.
You changing it?
Jared Goff kind of doing Jared Goff stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Last two games especially.
D-Bud put that Trayvon Diggs pick.
He's had some questionable
threw a
times
go
where like
route.
he doesn't move around and shuffle up, like doesn't climb the pot, like weird things where they have decent protection and he just kind of like floats into the rush. It's weird.
Yeah, throwing lollipops off his back feet a
Yeah.
lot. Kind of just jump balls.
So we're both on the Dolphins, and then the next one is interesting because Cardinals get a big win. D-Hop's back, more practice time. Will his calm, cool, zen mentality be able to get Kyler and Cliff back on a page of good graces like when D-Hop was playing last year at the beginning of the season? I like the Vikings a lot. So I'm picking the Vikings at home. They're going to do the fucking let's go.
Yeah.
They're going to do that whole thing.
Let's go.
Baboozle
Thing.
us. Yeah.
Victor, the Vikings going to be dancing all over fucking social media. I can feel it. Give me the. I like the Vikings there.
You know what? I like the Vikings originally, but I'm going to take the Cardinals here. I don't know why. I feel something about the Cardinals. I feel like they're going to figure something
like
out.
that.
Call of Duty multiplayer came
I
out
was say, Ty,
this weekend.
What were you doing all last
Is that
night?
good or bad for us?
I was playing Call of Duty
bad
all
for you.
last night.
If Ty's
Good for
doing
me.
it,
Good for me.
I think it's
Good
going to
for
keep
me.
Tyler. That's how Kyler is going to get him dialed in. Why do we like everyone's approach is different? Why do we have to knock his approach?
Help the Chiefs.
We don't. We're not knocking it. We're just taking it into account as we make picks.
All right, Cardinals. What +3.5? Is that what it is? Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Patriots. Ooh,
It's a lot. It's a
taking
good
on
number.
The Jets taking on the New York Jets, who are an absolute revitalized that program over there. They're rolling. What are the Patriots? Are 2.5-point favorites?
Goddamn
I don't
right.
understand how we do
No
these
Brees
lines.
Hall, no Vera Tucker,
Oh,
both out
yeah.
for the season.
Who'd they sign to play running back though? Robinson.
Yeah,
They traded
I'll
for
take
him.
the
Traded for him.
Patriots. I'll take the Patriots.
Fuck yeah.
Give me the
Patriots
Patriots.
2.5 point. No, I'm taking the Jets here. I don't know.
You
I'm
buffoon.
taking- yeah.
You stupid boy.
You might be right, but
I don't know-
Stupid
I don't know if
boy.
that's true.
Last time you said they were going to win 38-3, and they got beat basically 38-3.
Well, guess what? That's because just like you and the Cowboys, I was a
no.
week early, 38-3 Pats over the Jets. on
Cowboys?
Sunday.
What about the Cowboys?
You took the Cowboys to
3 years ago to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, you
when I was
were.
forced to make a pick?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all right, well, good. I'm taking the Jets here. Well, let's see how it works out, Conman. I'll see you on Overreaction
know
Monday.
how- we
See
know
ya.
how it's gonna work
Here we go.
out.
Tennessee is traveling down to Houston. Houston, there's no Jack Easterby in the building, so I would assume that gives them the slight edge. What are you doing here, Pat?
What's the running back's name? Romeo? Damien?
Yeah,
Damian Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce.
Romeo Pierce? Damien Pierce.
Damien.
Damien Pierce. He is good
He runs hard.
for the Texans.
Yeah.
Runs very hard. I think he's, something that they'll be thankful they have in a couple years whenever they have that fully reinvented culture with Lovie Smith. With that being said, the culture in Tennessee, they're hugging each other. They're crying.
What?
They're battling.
What?
Derrick Henry is still fucking 400 pounds running a 4.6, 4.5, 4.4, 4.3 whenever he gets in the open speed. I like the Titans here in an AFC South rivalry matchup.
Yeah, I got to go Titans here, -2.5, no question. Next one, Giants traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Giants are what, 3-point favorites? Is that right?
No.
3-point
Seahawks.
dogs.
3-point dogs. I don't understand any of the favorites and dogs, but whatever.
Clearly.
I mean, okay,
January
3
1,
points because they're in
2017.
Seattle, so they give them 3, so it's like even.
Pretty much.
Yeah, sure.
I disagree with that, but all right. Giants, Seahawks, what do you got here, Pat?
So we have to. That's not real. The 3 automatic points for home. Like that used to be something.
These
that
guys
people
just
say,
shook
I
their
think,
heads
when they're
yes
talk-
at me.
Yeah, but I think it's not real for everything. In this particular case,
Oh, no.
Oh, no, he froze on us. Is he still there, Zeke?
Frozen right now.
Was it pixelating for you guys early? Like he was like choppy a little bit
going
at
in
times.
and out.
At times,
Yeah.
be a little choppy. Which, I mean, it's amazing it lasted that long. I don't know if he's going to make it back or not. What game were we on there? Did I make a pick?
Seahawks, Giants. Seahawks -3, Giants +3.
Oh boy, how do you pick the Giants and Seahawks? Diggs, what do you? I need your expertise in something like this. This is a game I'm struggling with.
The interesting one about this one, I believe, the bottom 2 or bottom 3 in rush defenses, and they're both like top 5 in rush offenses. So whichever ones you think is going to be.
Saquon. I like Saquon.
Yeah. Kenneth
Walker had like 170 yards.
All right, give me the Giants. I got to take the Giants.
Metcalf also seems as though he will not be playing. Schultz.
Patella was a
knee. Yeah,
we thought it was like a season ender. He was carted off, but he's going to be back soon. It sounds like.
Yes, much sooner than expected.
Have you seen his pictures of DK and warm up? Obviously, he goes and does like his body's not real. Like he is so big and so shredded. He's in like bodybuilder shape year round. It seems like.
Yeah, and he only eats 1 meal a day, drinks coffee, and eats candy.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
Yeah,
when does that meal come? At night?
The meal is at night. I believe he wakes up, gets coffee, works out, eats candy, eats more candy. It's
good life.
And then he
more
eats
candy.
What? And he eats dinner, and then he probably reads a book and goes to bed and does it again.
Sounds like fun. Why don't we pop the games up at least? I can make my picks, Evie, and then Pat will send his in or whatever. I would imagine, right? I'm sure he wants to make them. So here we go.
Check the Giants.
Okay, good. Washington Commanders here. Zeke just came in my ear and told me they're trying to reconnect, so we'll see if we can get Pat back here. Commanders are traveling to play Sam Ehlinger and the Colts. How do you bet this one with Sam Ehlinger in there and Shaq Leonard's back?
Before you go, so you were talking about Giants and Seahawks?
Yeah.
So you don't believe in home field advantage? Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, yeah, I've played in Seattle. Home field advantage is a very real thing. It definitely has an impact on the game. I don't know the whole 3-point deal.
No, I think that was just, and I don't even know. I think today it's like 2.2 or something like that.
Oh, okay, makes even less sense than when you put a decimal to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they came up with.
I get it. I guess I get it though. It's especially, but some places are much more. Some places should be 5 points then, and some places should be 1.
Yeah, is it the quality of a win?
And a lot of people will tell you that, like when they're handicapping games, that there are stadiums where they don't give any home field advantage, and there probably are more stadiums where they do much more.
Some places should, if it's a really good team coming in to play a real scrubby team that has poor attendance, you should go the other way. Hey, this team's going to sleepwalk. It's a JV game. Because there's games that definitely feel like JV games.
Or like the Raiders, who probably have a lot of away teams coming to those games in Vegas, or even
Rams.
Rams, like that.
All the LA, Vegas. You're right. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of. They're all playing away games, right?
Pretty much.
Miami. I mean, shit. When against Miami, Steelers were. There are a lot of Steelers.
Well, I feel like it happens.
Breaking. He's back, I think. Pat, you with us? Yes. From your phone.
Yeah, I'm on the old phone. I think there was a little bit of a glitch in a computer. No big deal. Technology. The people will be able to figure it out. But we're almost done with this beautiful segment, so I figured I might as well take it home old school on the worst iPhone that iPhone has ever been created. Did you get to the bottom of the 3-point favorite thing? Am I going this way?
Yeah.
Did you get to the...
Diggs tried to tell me. Diggs said, I think it's more like 2.2 now. And I was like, all right, well, I'm more confused than before. But I said some places should be 5 points, some should be 0.
I think that is the case. I think what you just said, I think we talked to John Sheeran, and he said, like, some places a little bit different than other places. Seattle, definitely one of those places, though, I think.
Yes. Seattle should be one of the top for, like, home field advantage. But we're at the Washington. Washington's going to Indy.
The Giants, Seahawks.
Oh, you didn't do Giants, Seahawks yet, Pat. Who you got there?
Who'd you pick?
I don't even know anymore.
Giants.
Maybe.
All right, give me the Seahawks.
Don't base your picks off of mine.
I will. I didn't know this. This one's interesting because both teams are surprising everybody. Both teams are very good. I'll take the Seahawks.
Okay. Washington at Indy. Washington is what, 3-point dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
With Sam Ehlinger as a starting quarterback. Shaq Leonard is back in the lineup and middle backer. What are you doing here?
Oh, yeah. I'm taking the Colts. I'm going to be
Colts all day
in the building.
Me. No question.
Clark Glenn's going into the Ring of Honor. Let's celebrate the guy. Okay, he's big. Let's have a big celebration. Let's win by big. Okay, let's win by more than 3.
All right, Niners taking on the Rams here. This is out in L.A., so there's no. We were just talking. There's no home games in L.A.
No,
there's no. They're all away games for these guys. So who you taking? What is it? 1.5?
Yeah, Niners are favored.
Niners favored by 1.5.
I'll take the Niners.
I got the Niners here, too. I feel like their defense, I feel like Nick Bosa will interrupt. I don't know. He'll disrupt enough. Christian McCaffrey, I hope he gets a bunch of touches. This is the Sunday night game, Green Bay at Buffalo. Buffalo, sweet new renderings for the stadium if they do build that. There will be Bildos raining from the roof if that thing is built. It looks amazing. But 10
No, Bildos are just the Patriots game. Remember? Yeah. Bildos are just Patriots.
Let's expand it to all the games.
Well, it's only for their biggest game of the year, you know.
You can't. Well, same division, obviously, the biggest divisional game. But the
Playoff
whole thought
games.
about doing it every game, I think we would kind of, desensitize the dildos. Then.
Lose
You
its
know, we
allure.
don't want to do that.
It would lose its
Yeah,
luster if it was every like, man, so many dildos again, but now it's once a year. Here we go. Like, oh yeah, I get it. All right,
You can't have Christmas every day. It's like,
That's
too
right.
much Christmas.
Amen.
It's like, too many dildos. You know what I mean?
Is
Like,
that,
we
some
want
people
like
would
50.
argue. Some people might argue that with you. That whole thing, that whole argument you have in theory. But you know,
the dildos one or the
no
Christmas
judgment. But either one, I think they go hand in hand with each other. 10.5 point dogs. The Packers are. What do you think?
Lazard likely.
You
not
think you've ever
playing.
been in somebody's house? You think you've ever been in somebody's house who had a dildo safe in there? You know how people have like gun safes that are really big in vaults. Do you think you've ever been in somebody's like a freak, like somebody gets down, like a Mr. Gray or whatever the fuck that guy's name was? You think you've ever been in somebody's house that had that?
That has a safe, like a gun safe size safe that is strictly for double headers and dildos and dildos,
Armadillos.
and all those things.
Picasso.
I'm sure Pat. I think I was in a house actually probably 4 or 5 months ago with you that had multiple safes. I think it had multiple rooms. I think it had a couple of secret rooms that where you open up a whole wall and there was sex dungeons in that place.
We're in like 2 to 3 of those houses.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, we're in like 2 to 3 of those houses, but
So many.
you never really know what's on the other side of the wall.
So I don't
You know,
judge.
could
No
be-
judgment, man. Whatever it takes for you, huh? Do your thing.
Hey, if everybody's all in on it, and you guys feel the need to hammock and poop on each other, do what you gotta do. I'm happy that I don't have that.
Smoosh it through there, right? Just smoosh it right through the hammock.
No judgment though. Do what makes you happy.
I kind of judge that. I kind of judge the smoosh and poop through hammocks.
bit.
Like I just don't know how that gets people erect.
Now you are judging then everybody.
You're right. I'm sorry.
There's a
I
lot of other
apologize.
stuff that happens.
Ty and everybody that smooshes poop through hammocks onto their face and chest. I'm sorry. I apologize.
None taken.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. We're a welcoming show. an
With that
inclusive
being
show.
said, Pat, Packers 10.5 point dogs against the Bills. Von Miller on the show yesterday seems to be dialed in, refreshed, refocused, ready to go. What do you think?
Well, GFY, in this particular
Yep.
moment, I'm taking the Packers plus 10.5. Even though there is nothing at all that says we should. Okay, and that is the only reason why I'm doing it. I think. Nah, give me the. No, I'll take the Packers. Even though I don't like it, Vaughn comes on every week too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Lazard probably not playing, and then we'll figure out if Bakhtiari is probably about 10, 15 minutes before the game.
He's not.
Okay, so GFY me then. GF me then. Yeah, give me the Bills.
Okay, I
Plus
take the Bills.
10.5.
All right, I think 10.5's a lot, and I was thinking going to the Bills, and then when I saw Aaron show some life and get upset at me, I'm going Packers here at plus 10.5. I don't think they can win. I think they can keep it within 10.5. That's the plan.
I hope me picking the other way makes them better.
Yes.
Because I've been on their side the entire time. It's been boring. So I'm doing this as a cheesehead, resident cheesehead.
You want to
Because we
lose.
got a chance to
You want to
experience-
lose, right?
I hope I get it figured out.
Yeah.
It must be me. I'm so self-centered, and I think I'm so important. Just like people that wear the same shirt every game day, same underwear. If I don't wear it, they're going to lose. Okay, you matter that
Diggs.
much.
Talking to you, Diggs.
That there's going to be a quarterback that ain't going to be able to complete a pass on 3rd and long because you changed your underwear. That is awesome. I agree, and I appreciate that amount of confidence that people have. And in this moment, I'm going to channel that. It is because I've picked the Packers all season that the Packers have looked the way they've looked. So I'm taking the Bills just so we get a little life out of the old Green Bay Packers. And also, the Bills are a fucking wagon coming off a bye week. So self-scout got better maybe. Something to think about.
I understand. I'm with you. I'll take Packers at plus 10.5. Hopefully you guys will send us our picks so we can look at when we're watching the games and have any kind of idea what's going on. I don't know if you remember your picks. I never do, Pat, when I'm watching. So thanks to the boys for all
Never.
the
I
sending
get
me to
in
them.
I get in the zone, just like you. I get in the zone.
Blinders.
And I just start, blinders in the moment, in the game. I try to put myself in the stadium. Who do I see winning? Who do I feel is going to have the best outcome? And today I think I batted 1,000. So I apologize if you disagreed on me or with me at all. Or I could have got them all wrong. And that's literally every single week of this NFL season. I'm happy we're 1-0. And I thank you for traveling to Indy every Friday to do this. I think I got to get off the set. There's a lot going
All
on
right.
around.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining us. We will make sure people tune in and watch you on game day tomorrow. We know everything. I'm sure there's all kind of weird things you have in store, and it'll be fun and organic and everything. But appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, boys. Incredible week. I appreciate you, AJ. Guys, you crushed it this week. Thank you for making my life better. And let's have an incredible weekend. We hit the Super Boost. Why not win every bet this weekend?
Hell yeah.
Why not win every bet this weekend?
Now we
yeah.
fucking
Thank you,
go.
Pat. Somebody's got to win.
It'll be us. I appreciate you all.
Thanks,
Goodbye.
man.
Have a great weekend.
Thank
See
you,
over
Pat.
there.
Appreciate you, buddy. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick 5. We come back. There's a lot of other things. A lot of things that Con types up on this sheet that we're going to get to. I know Billy McFarland's got things going on. We'll talk about our picks a little bit. J.C. Jackson, what's going on with this guy?
Probably out for the year.
Forever.
That's a shame. We're trying to tease it and come back with that after the break. But you know what? Maybe we'll try that next time.
Yeah, maybe have everybody think about it now.
Everybody think about it.
Yeah.
If he is out for the year, what kind of impact has happened if he is out with a dislocated kneecap?
Let's break down the Chargers secondary.
I don't want to make light of J.C. Jackson's injury, but just
That's what
from
you're doing.
what we are doing.
We're not making light.
That's why I'm
Same thing
getting
you
a
did.
break. That's why I'm taking a break before you guys derail the whole show.
Never would, never have.
Right? Tone might have a special presentation or something
Maybe.
here in the
Probably
third hour.
not.
We don't know.
Doubtful.
We will see how that goes. But everyone, we'll be right back in 5. Grab a seat, have some fun. We'll see you later. Nailed it.
On this piece of paper by Boston Connor this morning. Lou Holtz sent Brian Kelly several letters over his Notre Dame tenure to no response. This must have slipped through the cracks in the group text. Sports Illustrated is reporting, while talking to reporters this past week, Lou Holtz shared that while Brian Kelly was at the helm, he wrote him several letters over his tenure as coach. Unfortunately, Holtz said he never got a response. So, obviously we got to go.
Well. Looks like I wasn't fibbing when I said that Brian Kelly was a big old piece of shit. He writes this guy letters and try to tell him, hey, this is exactly what you need to do if you want to be a successful coach at Notre Dame. Okay, he didn't fucking respond to me once. You know how long it takes me to write these goddamn handwritten letters? I'm not typing them on a Macintosh. I'm not typing them on the Dell. I'm dipping my ink in the quill, and I'm writing these handwritten letters. And what does he do? He says, hey, you know what, Lou? I won't write you a letter, but I'll send some kid into a cherry picker with 85-mile-an-hour winds, and I'll kill him. And then guess what? I still won't write you a letter back. He can apologize, but it doesn't matter because Notre Dame's in the right spot. We got Marcus Freeman with 17-point underdogs at Ohio State. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Kelly gets run out of LSU because before too long, the boosters down there are going to find out what I found out. And that's that he's a big old steaming bag of shit.
Coach, isn't it a chance that you with those handwritten letters that he never got them? He was just checking his email?
No, you kidding me? If I fucking write a letter, it's getting on the head coach's desk, okay? You think Charlie Weiss ever got my handwritten letters or Tyrone Willingham? Those guys always wrote back to me. Always.
Shit. Probably just put bacon in those letters.
Thank you, Coach.
That's your buddy Brady Quinn, okay? He knows I wrote a letter before every single Notre Dame home game. Had it in his locker.
What did you say about the game where you're taking on your future brother-in-law, A.J. Hawk?
Well, I said, good luck, Brady. Hopefully you play like a guy like Carlisle Holiday. I'm sure you remember him. He was a great quarterback at Notre Dame, led them to a lot of success. Of course, you know, Brady, unfortunately, they had good seasons, and they got their asses beaten every single big post-game bowl. And we all remember the LSU Sugar Bowl where that Marcus Russell, or whatever the hell his name was, he threw it all over the football field. And then AJ and the Ohio State Buckeyes beat the shit out of Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl.
Did you see the documentary about Manti Te'o? Seems like a really good guy that the world
You know what?
really was rude to.
Manti's a sweet kid, okay? And I'm sick and tired of everybody shitting on him and making him feel like he wasn't a sweet kid, because he was such a sweet kid. Everything that you want out of a student athlete at Notre Dame. He wasn't Catholic, which I don't love, but he's a sweet kid, and he really got misrepresented in that. I still feel bad for Manti.
Did you write him a letter when all that shit came up?
Once again, I couldn't write him a letter because he's not Catholic. If he was Catholic, I would have, but he's Mormon, and I don't know about his religion as much as I do about the Catholic religion, touchdown Jesus, all that kind of stuff. But no, you know, I feel bad because Manti was such a good player. He was the highest rated linebacker recruit Notre Dame ever had, you know, and just look at him now. He's just a shadow on a beach down in Hawaii.
Did you say sad ooze? Oh my God, Coach Holtz, I did not know you had ooze in the repertoire.
Yeah, of course. I just that guy recruited. We got some bad ooses in my time at Notre Dame. Offensive, defensive line. I stole a couple of them from SC and BYU and all those places.
Jesus, man. Oh, I'll tell you, I did not expect that today.
The great Pat McAfee is joining us now.
Absolute honor to be here. One of the biggest days of my life comes in a state where everything's bigger. Wore my biggest belt buckle to show my respect to Texas. That's the dirtiest shoe I've ever seen chugged out of Reese. That guy is a stallion. Can I just take a moment here?
Yeah, this is your moment.
That cow is glorious.
Wait, is that a cow?
Let's go win this thing, huh?
Where'd you get that jacket, man? I gotta get one.
You can have this one. The best coach in the country. There's some good meat in my mouth right now. Been miserable to watch. We're talking grass grow, paint dry. I'm going to talk about this on my deathbed. It's an honor to be with you guys. I can't hear a word he's saying, Coach.
Hey. Why? Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Welcome back, Friday, October 28th. Feel Good Friday. I'm AJ Hawk, sitting in for Pat McAfee as he is down in Mississippi for game day, like always, on his normal Friday schedule. Football was played last night. Ravens.
What are we doing, boys?
Took on Tom Brady. Well, Diggs is
after the draw.
I mean, I couldn't.
Why is Diggs laughing?
What the hell's happening?
Diggs, this is a professional program. What are you doing, man?
You're right.
Why are you derailing B block or C block?
C block.
It's the last hour. Come on.
What happened, Diggs? You all right over there?
Yeah.
It's so funny. Are you
I didn't
feeling
wanna-
twisted?
He's laughing right. Yeah, what are you being twisted? You upset that we
I didn't want to say it.
He's still is he really laughing or is he faking this?
No, we got Pizza Hut before the show, and I heard like about a minute and a half ago, I think Tony pooped his pants.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. Twice, actually.
Do you have? Well, the good news is, is the showers back open?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
showers
are.
open.
Yep.
Probably you can go.
There's
Beautiful shower.
You can find a shower. In like
And the
18
hammocks are in there,
different
too.
rooms.
Oh, really? There's other shower places around here.
All over the place.
It's a full blown locker room. I know Mitt. I believe is. I don't know if Mitt has a mic near. Mitt showers here. Doesn't he have a towel in his locker, Mitt?
Well, he doesn't have a shower at his house, so
Yeah.
he has to shower.
What happened?
Yeah, I
His
got
house is
destroyed.
dumb.
Well,
The rats
and
shoot through the
there's
pipes.
a handicap shower here, which he needs right now because
Oh, you're right. He's got the boot. He's got to put a bag over it, right?
Showers are very, very nice.
Yeah, he
take
showers,
Does anybody shower here for
Oh,
real?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I got
They're awesome.
Like, when do you shower here?
After work, before work, during the show.
That would be nice to come in, get a workout. What if you had a laundry system here where you could have like a little loop, like you were in a
Thought
locker
about
room?
that. Yeah, I thought about that. Would be easier because I just can't do laundry right now. It's just impossible for me.
It's funny
Why
you
not?
say that.
I
That
just
one.
can't do it. That's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
Who does your laundry?
Nobody. I
Just
don't
throw
have
it
any
all in the
clean-
washer and put it all in cold. Don't separate, and then just put it in the dryer.
Cold.
Yeah, I'm saying people separate colors. That's dumb. Just put everything together, cold.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Do I
Express
look like
wash.
a guy that separates colors, AJ?
Yeah. I mean, do
I
you know
don't
what a
even
laundry
know.
machine is?
I don't
Do you
even know.
what a
Barely.
washer-
I don't even know why there's hot water option.
I agree with you. I
thought you were supposed to wash in hot.
For delicates, dude. What are you talking
Cold.
about?
I've been washing in
Just
hot
wash
my
it.
entire life.
You.
That's when you can
doofus.
like turn your white shirt.
I thought cold shirt. I thought when you wash it in cold, it shrinks because when stuff gets cold, it shrinks.
That's just your penis.
Oh, stack of dimes.
Clothes are much different than anatomy.
It's impossible to shrink any smaller. But I thought when it gets cold out, that's why like tires pressure goes lower.
That is
When
the
it's
thing.
cold?
That is
Yeah.
the thing.
That is
well,
true.
cold. Well, like if say your knee is swollen, you put ice on it. It should take
Shrinks
some of the
it.
inflammation down.
Yeah, when you heat stuff in your body,
Expands.
yeah,
So maybe you're onto something here, Colin.
yeah. Then why the fuck are we washing?
Why are
in cold,
colors
cold?
streaking when I go hot water and not cold water?
What?
You-
That happens?
Your washing machine's probably a piece of shit.
Probably. You might be right there.
Come on,
Ty.
dude. He is.
But guess who has a great washing machine? Billy McFarland. You know that, guys?
No.
He's on this list here that Colin put down. Billy McFarland, if anyone knows, from Firefest fame, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 different documentaries. Con, you're the one that made this sheet. Don't be sarcastic right now.
I'm not being sarcastic. I said, yeah.
This is letter K. I'm truly curious about Billy and how people are giving him a second chance. I heard he was already trying to start another credit card or something, but now Firefest founder Billy McFarland is shockingly getting back into the festival game just months after serving time behind bars for his last failed attempt. So he's out. We know that.
He is out. He had a massive party for him.
That's got to be an old picture, right? He doesn't look like. Is this him getting out of jail?
Yeah, he's yoked.
Looks like
Oh, okay.
Looks
So he
like
got some
knockoff
shape.
Ben Affleck.
I think he would take that.
Yeah, that and Peter Pettigrew combined, maybe. He's got a little rat in
Peter
him.
who?
Pettigrew. You wouldn't get it. But this actually does look like a pretty sweet festival, if I do say so.
Wait, is there a legit festival he's trying to do?
Yeah, he's
where and what?
It's like he's releasing some sort of treasure hunt.
You're joking.
I swear.
Where? We don't have documents.
There's a
of this Billy
video.
Ebby back there.
You mean like the great?
that's all we have.
You mean like
you guys
the,
good? You shouldn't have more on Billy McFarland. We
like
don't need to do that.
CBS's Great Race?
Yeah, exactly. There's a video of this scuba diver, and then the scuba diver at the end of the video flashes a phone number onto the screen, and then you call the phone number, and it has your next. What you have to do next? Yeah, your
It's a
next
scavenger
clue.
hunt?
It's like a treasure hunt to a festival.
Deposit $1,000 into this random bank.
It's genius.
Is it genius? Are you going? Did you get your?
I might.
Are you waiting
I called
for your
the number.
message?
I called the number. I'm waiting my instructions.
He really going to have another festival?
Yeah, if you choose to accept this mission, maybe.
There was a documentary on Woodstock, I believe it was, right? That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Talking about how crazy. Was that one where they just burn everything down after?
Pretty much. There was a mudslide and
Scary.
stuff like that.
What are we talking, 99 or the OG?
Oh, I'm thinking the 99
OG.
one. No, the 99 one is what they were burning all the wood and all the
They were
walls,
drinking
right?
poop water.
Were they? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the fucking
Tasty good?
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
all
Is that,
the.
something that you grow? Is that something where you develop
Yeah.
a taste for it, or
Yeah,
is it like you born
exactly.
with
Oh,
it?
they had
like
no
dark
idea.
chocolate.
Dark chocolate's gross.
I
Well,
agree.
that's what I mean. You got to develop a taste for it.
Oh, what'd you say, Zeke? I'm sorry.
They literally had no idea. Literally, the poop was coming out of the porta potties, and it somehow got with the
The
water.
drinking water?
Leaked
Yes,
into the
yeah,
drink.
it was fucked up.
That's never good.
Like you think there's chunks of turds in there they didn't notice, or just bacteria from
Well,
it?
at one point they were messing in the mud pit, and they thought it was mud, but it was not.
I could see that.
More like mud butt.
People were on a lot of drugs.
If there's turds all over there, that smells a lot different than mud.
I don't know. When you're that high, could you
Because
really tell?
because normally people who go to
are they
Woodstock
doing?
didn't shower, so
Exactly. Everything.
So do you guys, any of you guys ever go to a festival or a 3-day music
No.
deal? None of you?
Lollapalooza.
No.
Have
That's
you,
not
Zeke?
Fest, yeah.
I
Did you
have.
stay? Did
I've
you
been at Country
camp?
Thunder.
Any of you guys camp? I'm curious about if you
Yes.
camp in between all that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have in Michigan before. It was a country music festival, and it is exactly what you think it is.
literally my
Is it fun?
I mean, we had a blast. I was in college, so at that time of my life, yes, it was fucking awesome. But I could never do
That's
it
my
now.
worst nightmare.
Were you in a tent or I think even being
we
in an
had a-
RV would be much better.
We had an RV, and that was fucking huge because there are most people that do tents, and that would be tough.
Yeah, I'm past that stage of my life. I don't know
Oh,
if I
way
can do it.
past it.
Yeah.
Even
Although-
then, I was like, "Holy fuck!" this is a lot.
Tomorrowland.
We also, all of us
That
did
seems fun.
the Snake Pit.
Yeah,
What's
true.
that?
Indy 500.
Oh yeah,
We did.
That'd be fun.
That was also.
But again, RV.
Kind of.
you gotta have some kind of facilities
Kind of,
to I can get away, like an RV or something, right? Or a real bathroom
Yeah,
where
you
you're
need
not
a home
sharing with the
base.
rest of the place.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what you need.
You need a home base. If you don't have a home base in a place like that, then you're fucked.
I'm not going to that. I don't think I'm a little bit old for this. Tomorrowland.
I thought you
there's
went to Coachella last year.
You know what? Coachella looks like a place you go to if you want to be seen, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're a celebrity going to be seen.
Yeah, if you're a massive prick.
You have to be a prick to go there?
I don't know.
Well, where is that? Palm Springs? So people rent those houses and
Yeah.
then
I
they
think
drive
so.
in. And
AJ
it's-
doesn't go to Coachella. He
it's
goes to
dry.
Bonnaroo. If
True.
anywhere.
Bonnaroo for sure.
I'd go
Is that where
once.
Fish goes?
I think going. You got to experience
Where
it
Fish and
once.
Guster are. That's where
Yeah,
I'm going.
Fish.
You guys know Guster.
Who's
They used to
Guster?
open up for Dave back in the day.
I don't
When
know
was in, like,
Guster.
when
I
I was
do
in
know
8th
Fish.
grade going to concerts at Polaris Amphitheater.
I would definitely go to a Toby Keith Fest tomorrow.
Yes.
And I'd just lay in a field.
Do they
I
have
don't
that?
even.
Do they have a Toby Keith
Country
fest?
Fest?
There should. I don't want a country fest. I want a
Keith.
Toby Keith fest where I'm just seeing
him.
Toby 3 days in a row, and he's playing a different album, different set of hits every fucking night.
That'd be sweet.
I'll do that tomorrow, and I don't need an RV.
If Toby hears this, tell his manager to set this thing
Think
up.
about it.
I bet you're not the only one, Ty.
I'm definitely not the only one. What fucking half the country?
Who do you think is Toby Keith is most likely for country singers, the most likely to play professional football, right? Or you take Sam Hunt, who's the guy that played college football?
What's
Who's
his
a
name?
Big
No.
singer.
Jake
North
Owen?
Carolina.
Chase Rice.
No, Chase Rice, North Carolina.
That's right. Okay, so out of all of these guys that are big time country,
None of
music
these
singers,
fucking guys want to see Toby
Wait, I
Keith
thought-
in the B gap.
That's what I'm saying. Toby Keith in Oklahoma drill. He's from Oklahoma.
Time out. I thought-
Good luck. He's
Maybe.
running his forehead through
Wait,
your brain.
Did Kenny didn't start?
Kenny played.
Kenny was a slot receiver. Slot receiver, Tennessee. Yeah.
Yeah.
He caught. I think he's freshman year. He caught like 14
I thought
touchdowns.
he was a
Maybe
5-star
Kenny.
quarterback recruit, and then Peyton came in and he said, "I'll move to slot."
Yeah, that's why I said he caught 14 touchdowns his freshman year, and then I believe he had a knee injury that kind of hobbled him the rest of the time. That's when he developed a love for the guitar and music.
Garth Brooks. I mean, he could probably.
He still plays. I heard he plays every once in a while. Bill Belichick wants him to come play for the Patriots.
Trace Atkins is like 7'4". He'd be a hell of a left tackle.
He's a giant. You're right. He had to have some kind of football background, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe he was nose guard for a little bit.
For Falcons back when Bill Goldberg was playing next to him at tackle.
Well, and he had to retire because he wore his cowboy hat instead of a helmet. He wouldn't put a helmet on.
Yeah, and it
Things
led to a
understand.
lot of other players getting hurt.
Yeah,
unfortunately, not
'Cause
him.
he
though.
hurt. He did. Oh yeah, he would hurt him with his bare skull, right?
Bingo. You fucking
remember when Witten had Witten had at least
Wait,
one
Sam
play
Hunt
where his
played
helmet
at
came off and he was still running stiff arming people with no helmet on.
Yeah.
Didn't he played like an entire season with like a broken or dislocated jaw because Bill Parcells told him like, "Hey,
Whit.
yeah, like you gotta fucking play."
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
crazy. He came in like Bobby played for Bill Parcells.
Yeah.
He came in
Is
with
that
Bill,
right?
and Bill was a coach. His dad played for Bill, so he was drafted by Bill Parcells and that whole regime. When did Sean Payton get the New Orleans job? Was that 06?
Yeah,
I think it was that. So I think Bobby just missed Payton, maybe.
05, 06.
Yeah, I think it was the same time McCarthy got hired at Green Bay.
Okay.
Or 1 year apart. But yeah, Parcells, you talk about no nonsense dude. I mean, Eddie George was there with Parcells for a little bit in Dallas. Who all is from the Parcells coaching tree other than Sean Payton that's still out there? Do you
Belichick?
know? Yeah, Belichick, I guess,
Bill.
is a big one.
Yep.
Sean Payton, which a lot of people don't put him with Parcells for some reason.
No, so I guess you could then say Dan Campbell is part of the Parcells coaching.
There we go. Yeah,
I didn't know Sam Hunt was a college quarterback.
I told you, Sam Hunt, right?
Trace Atkins did play in college.
Yeah, nose guard.
Where at?
Louisiana.
9 feet tall. It seems like he'd be out leveraged.
Louisiana Tech. Looks like he was a center.
Oh, Law Tech. I called a few Law Tech
He
games.
might have been fucking Terry Bradshaw center.
Wait, Toby Keith?
Terry Bradshaw. Might be a couple years
Toby
older.
Keith played in the USFL.
Goddamn right he did.
Did he really?
It's the only league he's playing in.
Yeah, he ain't playing in anything that doesn't have the United States in the name.
Fucking Garth could. Eric Church.
Yeah, Eric Church was
Eric
a baller.
Church,
North
yep.
Carolina.
Fucking Tim McGraw.
He's a
How does
target.
anybody believe anything they hear on the show ever?
What do you mean?
Like, there's
with a
no
grain of
way.
salt.
I'm reading from a list
No,
right
I
here
can't
on
take
the
any,
internet.
not even one grain of salt with half the stuff coming out of con man's
If
mouth.
you want to believe it, fucking Google it.
Because I
What
think
did you say?
You're
I'll
like,
check it.
You're at the point.
Jake Owen was a fucking dog. at
Jake Owen's a
UNC.
golfer. He plays golf. He's a big time
think you're
golfer.
thinking
Sorry, I
Chase
was thinking
Rice.
Eric Church.
Eric
Chase
Church is definitely
Rice.
smaller than Jake Owen, I think, isn't he?
I'm thinking of Luke Bryan then.
Big
That's
and
who it
rich.
was.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Luke Bryan, yeah, he
What
played.
about John Rich, right? Isn't that from Big and Rich?
Yep.
Oh,
What
yeah.
about Cowboy Troy? I met him once.
Cowboy Troy's
Big
a dog.
Kenny?
Kenny Chesney?
No, just from Big and Rich. Big Kenny.
Oh, yeah. He's
Kid
good.
Rock was wide out, right? He could catch a fucking pig.
Kid Rock's a little older than we think. He's in his 50s, right?
I thought he was in his 40s.
I think he's like his low 50s. Kid Rock came on the scene like in 94.
Oh, yeah, you went to his 50th birthday party 2 years
I
ago.
did not go to his birthday party, but I heard he has a house like the White House in Nashville with gold toilets and stuff.
He does.
Kid
done
Rock's
that?
51.
I have
51,
nothing.
okay. 51 years old, man.
Yeah.
Lived a hard life.
Well, actually, people on the internet have been trying to dispel those rumors.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
He kind of came from a hoity-toity life.
Oh, he might have. No, I'm saying he's lived the rock star life.
Yeah.
Is all
Yes,
I'm saying.
of course.
At least he's giving the impression he's living like a rock star still at 51. Right?
Just like you.
Yeah, I'm living like a rock star.
Is that where he rides the giant dong to space? Or no?
Oh, Nickelback probably
was-
has
yeah.
a couple players on
We
their
the
team.
people. Those
Chad
guys
Kruger?
are from Canada. So
Chad Kruger?
Nova
Yeah.
Scotia State, maybe.
CFL maybe.
Forced a lot of two and outs.
Nova Scotia.
He was married to Avril Lavigne, right?
Ooh. Yep.
Well,
Are they-
her
they're gone?
cologne.
Yeah, you don't want to know what they're saying about Avril Lavigne now.
What are they saying about her now?
Dawn's from, the University of Antarctica.
Avril Lavigne is part of this whole
Oh, yeah.
situation that you
And Katy
delve
Perry?
into.
Well, Katy Perry's from a different situation.
Also,
and
Con,
I
you-
will not speak on that.
Okay, he don't want people to strike him down. But Con, so you
Not people.
You talked about this whole birds being fake conspiracy. Other than what? What are the three?
Crows, eagles, and hawks.
Okay, Ravens.
All eagles or bald eagles?
Bald eagles only.
I'm okay. Good. Okay. So all the rest of them are just robots, right?
Just bots.
And they
fucking
land
watching
on
us.
power lines to charge.
charge.
What about when they're flying over the ocean? That's one question I have.
Okay.
And two, why wouldn't you build these little guys just with little solar deals in the top? I have an owl that I sit in the front yard to keep those robotic birds away.
Those things
And he has
don't
a
work.
little solar thing, and every like 30 seconds, his head turns like this to keep him new so the bird stays scared.
You're
Why
part
didn't they
of
put
the problem.
Because those would be too easily identified. You can't identify them. And plus, when was the last time you saw a fucking bird fly over the ocean, pal? When was the last time you saw a bird when you were in a fucking plane? How about that? Not, let alone the ocean.
Many times.
Okay, when was the last time?
There's bird strikes all the time in airplanes.
Yeah, that's
Bird strikes all the time in
Sully.
airplanes.
Sully, dude.
Sully did it.
Sully?
Talk to Sully.
Okay, Sully, the guy they made a movie about to make everything with flying seem real.
Hocus flying's not real.
You never know. Not all flying.
This is what gets exhausting at times when you're around people like you.
What are you talking about?
We're
I'm
not-
just-
when I say, okay, has anything ever happened in the history of the world? And then people are like,
I don't know.
better
Has
look
it?
into it. I don't know. Has it? Okay, cool. This is
Who are you
exhausting.
talking- I mean,
We're not
the year-
going anywhere here.
Who are you talking about?
Year 2022
specifically?
is a perfect example. Who sat down and said, "Hey, this is year zero"? Who decided that?
These are the kind of questions. That's not a conspiracy. I ask those questions all the time. Like,
Yeah.
when did it start? When did it boom? Like what?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a real question. That's a little different than saying all birds are fake.
I didn't say all birds are fake.
Okay, all but the 3 classifications you made.
Yeah.
3 species are fake.
Yes.
I don't think. What about swans? Is that a bird?
No.
Penguin.
It's a creature. Penguin? No, penguin's not a bird. It can't
Have you ever
fly.
seen their legs and kneecaps?
Who, penguins?
Penguins, like their kneecaps go all the way to their belly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have any visual evidence of that, but I'm curious to
Bone
see if
structure.
Evie
Oh,
can
it's
find
a
it.
pull up a
Bone
penguin
structure.
bone structure. It's magnificent.
I've
But
seen
no, they're not
penguins
birds.
up close and personal at the zoo.
Have you ever?
Oh man, the zoos.
They
You
take
never
out
watched
dumps.
Morgan Freeman's Penguin documentary?
March of the Penguins.
March of the Penguins.
Is that a documentary?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have not. I heard that was good though.
It is
It's
awesome.
no Planet Earth, but it's good.
Well, no, nothing's Planet Earth.
Planet
Morgan
Earth is
Freeman's
fake.
around still, right?
Oh, yeah.
What did you just say?
Planet Earth is fake, guys.
See, Planet Earth's the only thing that's real. If you want
No.
to see animals, you just mentioned the zoo.
This guy's such a
Nothing in the
mark.
zoo
Nah,
is real.
it's fake.
So what is happening here in this conversation? I'm trying to wrap my head around how many different. There's a lot of different topics or avenues.
Since we're on
of
this topic, though, dinosaurs are the fakest things of all time.
So what were they? Just big animals?
So, big museum always creates a new dinosaur every other year. Hey, kids, come look at this new dinosaur. Come spend $14.99 and come in here.
Yes, Zeke has really, from the beginning of hearing this,
Just put some bones
conspiracy a couple
together?
of years ago,
Yes,
to
yeah.
now, he's really changed my view on it.
I was just watching a thing on the La Brea tar pits out there in the LA region.
Oh,
Yeah.
they found some dinosaurs
There's
over there?
tons of dinosaurs
Oh,
in there. Zeke. Like 30,000 they
interesting.
found or
Have
something.
you watched NBC's new #1 hit show, La Brea? Actually,
I have. Is it
It's
good?
fascinating.
Wait, what's it about?
it's about a pit that opens up in the middle of LA, and you fall into it, and then you're like in a prehistoric
Like the La
time.
Brea tar pits.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh, but they're saying you fall in.
Boom.
Wait, so what are we looking at here?
As penguin.
So what about their
What's the-
kneecaps?
So what's the you thought like you thought
I
it was
thought
only
their legs were just like 2 inches, but they actually go up like more than a foot.
They do look more. They're like their skeleton looks more normal than I thought. I guess.
Really?
What is that big old breastbone in the front? Is that what
That's
that
what they
is?
slide
that's an
down,
armored
yeah.
plate.
That thing's got to be like
thick,
bulletproof, basically.
Yeah,
right?
it's a rib cage.
And that's their spine coming down the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Into a little. They have a little baby tail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
look at it.
You guys crop the tails of your dogs. You're cruel if you
I don't
do.
have a dog.
I think mine came.
I am the dog.
I didn't know that. A lot of dogs' tails are cropped.
What's that
Like
mean?
already when
Like
they
they're cut off.
or they
What?
no, they don't even cut them off right away. They like put a thing around it so it falls off.
There's a reason they do that, though, right?
Why?
Like an umbilical cord?
I don't
Why
know.
do they do that? I don't like it because I think exposed buttholes on dogs are sick sometimes. I think it's gross. The thing's sitting on the chair right there and that's butthole's right there. Like, give me a tail that plop over top of that.
Is that like why Australian
It's real. For
shepherds
real.
have
I've had to argue with
hardtails?
people for years.
Put pants on the dog if you're that worried about it.
Yeah,
Then I
you
got to
should
clean
be.
the pants and there's streaks all day in those things. No, I don't like when the exposed butthole is touching furniture. That's what I'm saying. I guess you could
Yeah,
put pants,
put pants on.
That I have kids. I don't want another kid. Like, if I want another kid, I'll have another kid, not a dog.
Obviously, you're not fit to raise a dog, then.
I had 3 of them. I know. You're right.
Those poor animals.
R.I.P. Kevin.
Well,
Love you,
Kev's
Kevin.
actually still alive.
Love you,
I
Kevin.
thought Kevin died.
He's an outside dog, right?
No, Kev's alive. Kev, actually, my brother has him right now, my oldest brother. Yeah, because he's
you
good. And we're in the.
Talking about someone who's not real, by the way.
Who?
This mythical older brother you have.
Yeah, he would love
Yeah,
that.
he's
He
on
is
the farm
mysterious.
with your oldest brother.
Oh,
Is that
no
what you
farm.
told the
He's not on the
kids?
farm. He's writing. Oh, my kids know about it. They're very hurt. Yeah, we were in the process moving. He's a puppy, eating things. He's watching for a while, and he'll probably adopt him.
How is the the house coming? Are you back in it or no?
No, we're not going to be back for a while. We're kind of in between spots. Place we're renovating is not. It's going to be done eventually. Who knows? We're in no hurry.
Does that
So
get
when you
old?
go in the attic, there's just like a bunch of construction people in there?
Oh, I hit mute all the time because I hear huge dong 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 like hitting stuff right down the stairs from me. Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass, it feels like.
It's a lot, but it's all relative.
Is this the first time you rented another house?
I know it's all relative, but it feels like
I
a
could have
pain.
to walk 3 miles to the river and carry water on my head back to my family. Like, I'm okay.
True. Why don't you just like fucking rent out the top floor of an Embassy Suites?
Yes,
that'd be sweet. I don't like living top
Dustin
floor because then if
checks
I
in.
leave something in my car, here we go, elevator, do that again. I like to be able to walk out to my car.
Okay, then do it on the third floor.
Yeah. First.
Maybe I'll think. No, it's good, man. I don't love having random workers all around the place at all times asking me questions that I don't have answers to.
Smelling your underwear.
Sure.
You think they're doing that because when I go in the attic, they know like I'm locked away up there, and if they have any idea I'm doing the show, I'm not coming down for a while. You think they're just cruising through all my stuff?
Yeah, that's how they got Pam and Tommy's sex tape.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I don't have any of those laying around, luckily for me, but
They're probably like, this is AJ Hawkstrom.
I don't want them touching my stuff. Probably.
They're thumbing through every drawer.
Teabagging my pillows.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
We'll make sure we wash
You
those
don't
before we
bring
stay
your
in the house again.
Probably
You don't
smart.
bring your pillows?
I don't bring my pillows anywhere. No.
So every time you do this, you
Wait,
sleep
where do
on
you
a
bring your
different bed
pillow?
and a different pillow?
No, we're staying in a different place.
With
that
a
we
different
flipped.
bed and a different pillow?
Yeah.
Man.
Then my primary. Yeah, I'm not a baby. I can sleep anywhere.
I am.
You got to bring my binky?
You don't have a go-to pillow?
I do have a go-to pillow, and if I don't have it, then I just sleep on that pillow, whatever is there.
So you don't have a go-to pillow? is
No,
what you're saying.
I have a pillow that's I like a hard Tempur-Pedic.
Oh,
I don't
yes,
like
You have a brand.
You go to hotels and they wrap all the way around your head because they're so soft and terrible.
The
You
worst.
Put 10 of, I despise those. That's
Yeah.
the time when every moment where I'm like, man, I really wish I would have brought my Tempur-Pedic.
Yes, I have a Tempur-Pedic
I know. I've
pillow that
traveled with
stays
you.
cold.
I've traveled with you. You brought it.
Yes, it's unbelievable. So
Didn't
that's
you
why
I
I'm
can't make that
asking.
commitment.
Didn't you say you won't put your head on anything other than a MyPillow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's that guy's name that sells those? Those are good. I think I tried my head on one of those. I don't think I like it was prepared right. It was garbage. It
That
wrapped
guy's
right around my
story
head.
is insane.
Who?
The guy who invented MyPillow.
My pillow. What's he doing now? I haven't seen him in a while.
He's still doing it.
He actually made shoes. Pretty comfy.
My shoes?
I
Yeah.
thought.
Are you serious?
Eating out of a dumpster.
Yeah, they're like clogs.
He really has shoes? Who's eating out of a dumpster? This
My
show's
Pillow
off the
guy.
rails.
This
What's
guy-
the side
MyPillow.
conversations I'm picking up? I can't even focus on.
No, the MyPillow guy, the way he found this is a real story.
What is MyPillow, real quick?
MyPillow is like one of those infomercials you see on TV, kind of like a ShamWow.
He's been
or something like
politicized
that.
as
He's
of
been,
late.
He's been politicized as of late.
Oh, he's politicized himself, I should say.
But yeah, he makes pillows, and the way he found out about it is that he was either a meth addict or a crack addict, and he was doing it.
I didn't know that.
Yes, he was high on meth or crack, and he thought of the idea, and he wrote MyPillow all over the walls, and then he passed out. When he woke up, he saw MyPillow everywhere, remembered the idea, started MyPillow, and then like 10 years later, obviously it was massive, had another, that is not the guy, but
SNL sketch.
does the SNL sketch of him, and then 10 years later, it was massive, but he thought of it while
Is
he
that
was-
real? That
that is a real story. That is
I didn't know
actually
that.
what happened.
It's like the American comeback story.
Pretty much.
But now a lot of people hate him.
Yeah,
Obviously.
he relapsed and then he went through a few things, but he's good now. He's on the straight and narrow.
Oh, good. Good for him. What'd you say, Zeke? Were you saying something?
Oh no, just the shoes. He made shoes now, and they're pretty comfy. But
See, I don't know. I never know if Zeke's telling you the truth. You can never
My
tell. I can
shoes.
barely see you through the glass, but there's no chance anyone has any idea. You may not even know if you're telling the truth.
I kind of know.
No, good for you.
Bingo.
He's right. They got slippers, duvet covers.
Oh yeah.
They do everything now.
Good for him. Tone, you were holding up your sheet of paper like you wanted to show me something a minute ago.
I have to get twisted.
Ooh.
Oh, you're gonna get twisted. Okay, hold on. This is a big moment. So, Tone, last week we did it. It seemed like it was a smashing success.
Sure.
Did you present all the what was twisted in your top 10 last week?
I haven't yet.
Hold on, real quick before I'm gonna clear the stage and let you take this.
Okay.
Please explain to us what this segment is.
Okay.
Why you love it.
Okay.
What your favorite sport growing up was to watch
Okay.
and play, and then tell us about this whole twisted situation and why you're the greatest spokesman alive.
My favorite sport
flavor
to
of
watch.
Twisted
Were you talking at the same time?
Sorry. I said favorite flavor of Twisted Tea, too.
My favorite sport to watch up was Global Guts with Mike O'Malley and Mo. They used to climb the aggro crag. That was my favorite sport growing up. Last week, the two twisted teams were I had Georgia at number 1 and Ohio State at number 4. They were twisted.
What?
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, Ohio State number 1. Okay.
Georgia at 4?
Well, that was last week, okay? Each week's different. Okay. Time for Tone's Twisted Top 10 presented by Twisted Tea. Twisted Tea.
Twisted!
Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because guess what?
What?
It's made with real brewed tea.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, it's got a kick. It's got 5% A, a B, and a V.
What?
That's alcohol by volume, in case you didn't know. Perfect when you want to get a little twisted, okay? This week. Now you got to use hashtag Tones Twisted Tea Top 10. And guess what is twisted for a chance to win $500?
Wow.
Okay, Tone, here we go. What are we looking at here? So this is your new top 10, obviously.
Yep, and there's two teams that are twisted.
I mean, Ohio State number 1. Does anyone else have them at number 1?
Everybody, I think.
I think they're number 2 in the actual
I
pool.
think most people have them too. Con, how you wear that helmet so low and look down. That's kind of how I wore my helmet in high school, especially. It was real big, and I liked it low, and you look out of the very top.
Exactly. Tilted. You want to have a good tilt on your helmet.
Yeah.
That's
You're
what I
bringing that
got
thing.
right now.
Everyone knows you're bringing that thing downhill.
Exactly.
Hell's coming with you.
Forehead to chin.
Boom.
Just like how football is. But
Tone, where's your twisted gear?
My twisted gear, I slept in it last night, and I accidentally forgot it at the house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you like to sleep in your gear.
So
Okay.
you got to look at these
Let's see
top
what
10,
happens.
and you got to figure out which two teams are twisted. Use hashtag Tones Twisted T Top 10, and guess which is twisted for your chance to win $500. Also, Twisted Tea's partnering with FanDuel.
Oh no, it's too good.
They're doing
like
a free
that.
college football pick'em contest with $20,000 in prizes. You just go to the FanDuel Sportsbook or FanDuel Fantasy apps, and you pick 6 outcomes, and you get a chance to win $20,000 in total prizes.
All right. Hashtag Tones Twisted T Top 10.
Yeah,
correct?
what's
That's
twisted?
what they would use.
What's twisted, AJ?
What's twisted here? Is Illinois at 10 in most polls? Do we know?
No,
That's
is.
a lot.
I like to throw a
Kind of a wild card.
yeah.
What's
little,
their record?
6-1, I believe.
So you never. That could be.
And
real.
they lost. What was it? Week 2.
What about Oregon? What's their record?
They only lost 1 to Georgia.
Michigan. Michigan's undefeated, right?
Undefeated. The top 4 there are undefeated. Oregon, USC, Bama have 1 loss. TCU has 0 losses. Clemson has 0 losses.
This is a good twisted top 10. I feel like today.
Goddamn.
Thank
right.
you.
You didn't throw in like a random school that we knew would be twisted.
Yeah. It's good luck.
Yeah, I tell you what, you got me stumped. I don't know. A lot of it comes down to like who you're rooting for. Who you
I think
think
last
is good.
week you actually guessed that Ohio State was twisted because they were number 4, and you're like, "That's what."
I think you may have Ohio State twisted here, and you're throwing us off, and you have them at 2.
No,
and Georgia.
I
at
will
1.
give a hint. Ohio State is not twisted. I respect the offense and defense for the Buckeyes.
They
this
play
year.
Penn State tomorrow.
Yes, they do.
Feels like Clemson might be twisted. I mean, they don't even know who their starting quarterback is at the moment.
So you think they should be lower?
Yeah, probably. But if Cade Klubnik's starting, are they higher? You know,
Good
that's
question.
just a twisted situation.
Or could it be something like
that's
Illinois
why
and
they
Oregon? Or
have Tone do the
potentially
segment,
twisted?
right?
Oh, Illinois number 5.
I'm
They
gonna
could
say
be.
Oregon and Alabama.
Wait, it's Bielema, right, at Illinois?
That's right.
What a hell of a job that guy's done at Illinois. 6-1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dog.
Who gave him a chance? I know he's recruited. Don't they have a lot of good? I'm sure you worked
Good
the
run
transfer
game.
portal.
Big boys. They
You
got
can
big
run it.
boys. Good run game. Great defense.
Bielema.
Yep.
Getting back to the roots, his Wisconsin roots, ground and pound, right?
Well, technically Iowa roots, but neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there, right? All right. Anything else to put a bow on that for us, Diggs?
Hashtag
Do we need to make
Tones
any call to
Twisted Tea
action?
Top 10.
No call to action for people?
No call to action. That's it. You just got to tweet it. Hashtag Tones Twisted Tea Top 10 with the 2 teams you think that are twisted.
Tell you what, we might see Penn State in that Tones Twisted Tea top 10 next week if they
Maybe.
get the job done versus Ohio State.
You think they'll beat Ohio State?
I think.
Are you going?
Any given Saturday.
It's at Penn State.
You ever gone to an away game?
I played in away games.
I figured.
I don't think I have attended an away college football game.
Yeah, you never the big. You
scared?
never gone to the big house M Ohio State game?
I never got to. I never sat as like a fan at Michigan. No, I've never really been in those stands. Been in other places. Why'd you say Con?
Because you said Michigan, not Michigan.
Well, that's before my time. I'm grandfathered in. I think
was an
Urban
Urban.
came in and didn't say M's and crossed them off, which I understand. I get it. You're building up the whole thing. But Coach Tressel, we said Michigan.
You guys were expected to win.
Still do.
Much different.
It was when I first got to college, like Coach Tressel got to Ohio State and they beat Michigan his first year, and they weren't supposed to. And it was a big deal. And then that's kind of started Coach Tressel's like run against Michigan. And then Urban continued that. Boom, Ryan Day, boom. Like it's then last year Michigan was legit. They beat the hell out of Ohio State.
Finally.
Did you ever play at Wisconsin?
Twice.
I heard it's fun there.
Very fun.
Did I do
Awesome
that
place.
intro then too?
Jump around.
Jump around between third. My first experience there was my freshman year in college. We went 14-1 at all. C. Grant, I was backing him up. He got hurt at the very end of halftime, very end of the first half, and I had to go in and play against all those Wisconsin monsters, all those offensive linemen. They had like 3 fullbacks that were killers. They legit had 3 tailbacks that were all killers, and
Ron
they just
Dane.
pounded the ball. Well, it was a little after Ron Dane, but guys with huge quads, and that was my first like true experience as a college athlete was against that Wisconsin team. We squeaked out a victory there, and they played jump around between the 3rd and the 4th. And I remember looking around, even with our coaches, we're like, "This is sweet, man!
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome." I had no idea. I guess it was.
That's Big Ten football, baby.
That is. That's like what they do at Iowa with the wave, right? Same thing.
Basically.
They're still doing that, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Even though they're not winning games, I hope they still keep waving at the kids.
Stop waving at the kids because you're not winning.
You better not. I don't know. Sometimes football people get weird.
It's always for the kids.
They better not fucking do that. FTK.
What's that?
For the kids.
Yeah,
Come on.
of course.
See,
Dance marathon.
He wouldn't get it.
Can the camera go to Con? Is that how you wear your helmet that low? Like over? Can you see?
Yeah, I can see.
Show me. Look up.
Hold up a finger. Oh, that's gross.
One finger. What's wrong with it? Oh, there you go. Now you can see me. You got to look up. We can't see anything. You got to keep it on the rest of the show,
on
Con.
a chin strap.
You got to keep it on.
When I'm on the bench, I just wear it like this because I'm locked in.
Well, okay, Con. I ask you this every Friday, I feel like, right?
Sure.
Are you legit on board with the Patriots, Bill Belichick, and what they're doing? And do you really think that Patricia is a top-tier offensive coordinator? Tell me the truth.
I mean, I don't know what a top-tier offensive coordinator.
My bad. You speak for all the massholes and people that have been diehard Patriots fans for a while. I guess you can't speak for them, but what do you think the collective voice of those people are right now?
Of the New England fans, I think the collective voice is everything is on fire and in shambles. I do not think the vibes are very high, especially with how good the AFC East is this year. I think this week, you never want to say, oh, it's a must-win game this early in the season, but it is a must-win game because if you fall to 3-5, then you got the Colts bye week Jets. Like when you're looking at the season as a whole, after that bye week Jets game, it is primetime game against the Vikings, then the Cardinals, then the Raiders, and the Bills. Like there are a lot.
Do they care who the quarterback is, or they just want someone to win?
They want whoever's going to win. That's all Patriots.
And they just trust Bill to figure that out.
Some of them do, some of them don't. I mean, I think we've talked about before about how like the overall vibe towards Belichick hasn't been great the last 2-3 years, especially with draft picks. That's been a conversation. But I mean, I obviously have the utmost faith in Bill. Let him run the whole entire franchise into the ground if he wants to, because it's his right to do that.
He has earned that.
Exactly, and he won't. But I think this week is a massive game. And Mac, who
they're playing again?
They're playing the Jets. It is a 2.5-point spread. We are favorites at MetLife. I feel good about this weekend just because. Matt came back probably a little too early last week. I think some of us could say that or think that, but it definitely should have been Zappy. Mac's completely back. The Jets are missing, one of their better offensive linemen and, Breece Hall. James Robinson should be pretty good for them, but I don't think week 1 coming into a new team he's going to play every single snap. But, this is a massive game. If they don't win this game, then, the season's definitely officially over. 3-5 in the AFC just isn't going to get it done. But, if you win, you're even 500, 4-4. Definitely going to beat the fuck out of Sam Ehlinger and the Colts because it's a Bill Belichick coach team. Sam Ehlinger, it'll be his second game of all time.
We thought that was going to be the Chicago game, too.
Yeah, well, we did. Also, I think I should have took into account the defend Papa George Halas motivation game.
Thank you.
Which I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I thought of it the other way. I should have thought about it the Bears way.
Thank you, Papa.
Yeah, shout out to George House.
Papa Bear, I
With
love you.
Ehlinger, you got to think about what Bill's record is against rookie quarterbacks. And yes, Sam Ehlinger isn't a rookie, but I mean, it will be only his second game, so he damn near is. But yeah, we get the job done this week, and I feel good. And when you look at that 5 seed to 10 seed in the AFC, like some good teams are going to miss out on the playoffs, and I guess that happens every year, but you need to get 10 wins because you get 10 wins, you don't make the playoffs, so be it. You probably don't deserve to be there then. You make 10 wins and you somehow sneak your way in, then hey, made it to the dance. That's all you want to do, AJ. I've been invited to damn near no dances, so when your team makes it to the dance, it means more.
Good synopsis of what's going on. Diggs, you popped your little head up. You had something.
You
want to talk about the Steelers? Is that what you wanted to do? Because I'm going to ask Ty to give me a state of the Packers here in a second.
State of the Steelers.
Ty's going to speak for the fans of the Packers. You're going to be the voice of the Packers, and let me know exactly how they feel in a second. That's why I'm going to give you a second to think.
Okay, thank
Let that big brain work.
Disappointed so far this season. There's a lot of games that could have been won that weren't won. when TJ Watt goes out, I mean,
Wide.
the whole season crumbles.
Is there hope this year?
This year, no.
No?
Until Matt Canada's fired.
Are they going to fire him after the year? Or during the season?
I never wish someone to get fired.
Mm-hmm.
However,
with that being said,
maybe demoted. Okay.
What do you want?
Quality control.
Quality control.
I'm sure that'd be a fun transition for him.
He'd
Go from coordinator to quality control.
Like he could draw up the cards, draw the plays on the cards.
That would go well, I'm sure.
assistant.
And like he can, in case the
Snake the
Steelers,
toilets, maybe?
in case the Steelers are going to play a high school team
Mangino.
1 week, he can draw up the cards for the scout team that week. But no, I mean, I think I like Kenny. I like what Kenny's shown. He has had some bad turnovers, whatever. I mean, he's a rookie quarterback. That's going to happen. And I like the pieces, but, it's just without TJ and with that guy calling the plays, there's just not a lot of hope the rest of the year.
Well, unfortunately, a team that I think does have some hope, Ty, the Green Bay Packers. Like, do you have hope for them?
I do. We'll see. I mean,
okay, so if they lose this game, what will the record be? They're playing the Bills Sunday.
3-5.
3-5 doesn't sound great, but it's not that you can't come back from that. And if they win this game, it should jumpstart the whole season.
Absolutely. And the NFC is not the AFC. So, I mean, you'd think 10-7 would get you in the NFC. And the year you guys won the Super Bowl, you were the 6th seed,
We
right?
snuck in.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had to win our last 2 games.
So I always kind of think of that. I think just the big thing, just can't get the doors blown off this week. Yeah. Can't get embarrassed in Buffalo. If they don't win because they don't have Lazard, so... I mean, this might be need to rush for 275
need
yards.
To look good. You saying you don't have to win, but you need to look good. You got to show that there's something here.
Yeah, or just play with some emotion. Because
Yeah.
they haven't been quite as bad as the Bucs, but it feels like it's been kind of similar. Where it's just like you're watching them. It's just like it looks like these guys don't even give a shit. I mean, Rodgers is getting pissed. You can tell he obviously doesn't want to lose, but. They're just kind of going through the motions, and it seems like they're just resting on the fact that, hey, everyone thinks that we should be really good, and we have a lot of talent, so we should be
They're just
able
waiting for someone else to make the play.
Yeah, exactly.
That can happen too, especially when you have a guy like A-Rod, where it's like, okay, who's going to make a play? Like we play with Charles Woodson. Like we knew Charles was going to make a play probably in crunch time, at third down. We need it. Charles is probably going to find a way to get a turnover, create a turnover, do something to turn this game around, and maybe sometimes teams can look and be like, oh, this guy make the play, they'll make the play, and then everyone's waiting for somebody else to make it, and they're not going to go make it.
And I think big thing, too, national TV against arguably the best team in the NFL. I'd like to see Matt LaFleur kind of step up to the moment because McDermott and Leslie Frazier, that's going to be a tall task. They're going to have those guys ready to go. I'd like to see him because that has kind of been his MO is hey, they win a lot of games, and then you get in these big moments, and he does I think he gets kind of blinded by the light a little bit and shrinks a little bit. So I don't know if they're going to win.
That place is going to be on fire.
It is.
Sunday night, they know, and the Bills fans are so smart too. They know, hey, we can't let these guys even have a second of hope. If we let them get out to a fast start, we got to be on them from the jump and let them know, no, this is not going to be like a normal year where Aaron Rodgers comes and torches us. We're not going to let that happen.
Well, and I think it goes back to you always said it, and Aaron said it when he's been on the show. Packers are getting every team's best shot every single week. It doesn't matter that they've played like shit and that they don't have a winning record.
That's a real thing, too.
Now.
That is a thing. That's real. It's a big deal when the Packers, because Aaron Rodgers is coming to town. So you are going to.
So they're not.
Everyone's going to be amped up and ready, no matter what the records are. This is a big game.
Yeah, they're not looking at their record. You're treating. I assume every team is treating the Packers like they're undefeated coming in because you know that if you kind of let up on the gas and treat them like they're a shitty team, then that's when they're probably going to embarrass you. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're going to win. I'm more confident for sure than I was on Sunday or Monday of this week. But they just need to look better.
Lazard's out?
Lazard probably isn't going to play, yeah. Man. So we'll see. That's the other thing.
That's the problem. How many guys are getting separation out there for him to throw
to?
None.
Next to none.
Hopefully Tunyon, I know he trusts and he likes Tunyon, and hopefully Tunyon can make some plays or do something.
They got good backers that can cover.
I know.
They do. Well, I think the big thing is, especially with that offense, need to run the ball well.
Yep. Yeah. I need I think a healthy dose of both the backs.
Aaron Jones needs to have 25 carries.
And some screen passes,
yeah,
all that stuff.
25,
A.J. Dillon needs to
25
let him
touches.
Go and punish him. After Aaron Jones carries the ball twice in a row, throw Aaron Jones in there if you got a first, or throw A.J. Dillon in there, boom, let's go pound them and wear these dudes down. That's what you have to do.
Because they need to keep the Bills' offense off the field.
Yeah,
they both could have 25 touches.
Yeah,
A.J. Dillon
exactly. Or maybe some of those two-back sets where they're both in on the field at the same time, which for whatever reason we haven't gotten a lot of in the last several weeks. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to win. Like I said, I'm definitely more enthused than I was earlier. But at the very least, you just can't go up there and like at the very least need to cover the spread.
Yeah.
Need to lose.
The good thing is expectations are down for people.
Are they though? I don't think that's the thing. Is
from fans and the general public. I guess people wouldn't be shocked if the Packers go in there and get beat by 14. People are like, okay, that's what I thought. But normal years, that would be somewhat of a shock.
Yeah, for sure. But I think even with the fans, like, you bitch and you complain, and yeah, they've looked bad. But by the time that week is over and you're to the next game, like, I still expect them to win every game.
So do I.
You know what I mean? It's it's almost like you kind of wash everything out of your brain, and it's like, okay, hey, new season starts today. Maybe we'll get the Packers team that we've expected to see the entire season. So, like, I don't think the expectations have changed at all. Right. And in the league, they definitely haven't.
No, because everyone's like, I think Vaughn even said it yesterday. He's like, that's Aaron Rodgers, man. Like, yeah. Like he said, they're going to figure it out, but don't let them figure it out against us. We don't want them putting it together against us. That's what every team is saying going in there until the Packers do have that breakout game. I feel like where, hey, this dude's going to figure it out eventually. Let's sure as hell make sure it's not against us, not in this game. And also, I would imagine if you're a team that we're talking about fast starts yesterday and teams that start fast, or this team doesn't end well, like. If you're the Bills, you absolutely want to get out to a fast start and jump on them early because you want the Packers playing from behind where you can let Von Miller and the rest of that D-line tee off. But if you're the Packers, you need to get out there and somehow get out to an early
lead. Need to score
lead.
on the first drive. Have to.
Just have just get some kind of point. You need a touchdown. You're right. You need a touchdown.
Get the Bills.
You can slow the Bills down, but I feel like eventually Josh Allen and them, they're going to do
field goals
thing.
isn't going to beat them, and I feel like that's what the Packers have done. Like they'll start the game, they'll have a nice drive, they'll go all the way down the field, and then they just stall in the red zone. Can't do that against the Bills. Have to score.
Do they go for it on
drive.
fourth in the red zone? You think early? Fourth and short, 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and they're on their own 25. They're going in. They're on the Bills 25 going in.
I don't know if
kick a field goal, or they.
I don't know if I don't know if I'd say that. I think in that situation you probably have to kick the field goal, but they
need points.
Need to score a fucking touchdown on their first drive. Yeah.
What about you, Diggs? What were you about to say?
I would say like if the Bills is the type of team like if you do go down on your first drive and you kick a field goal, they come down, score a touchdown, you punt. And then they score a touchdown again, and you're down 14-3, and the game's fucking.
That just looks bad. 14-3 looks tough, doesn't it? Especially early first quarter against a juggernaut of a team.
It almost happened.
Well, unless you're the Commanders.
It almost happened last night. The Ravens almost went down 14-3, but instead they stopped them. Bucks had to kick a field goal. It's 10-3. 10-3 is much better looking.
Yeah, feels better.
And you're within a score, obviously.
Yeah, those middle eight, right? Those middle eight. The
last
4 of the second and the first 4 of the third quarter.
Yeah,
and we'll see. It's not win. I wouldn't say that Sunday night's a must-win, but if they lose on Sunday night, like running out of time very quickly.
Who do they play after that?
I think it's the Cowboys the week after that. Their schedule the remainder of the year is very tough, and then they have a Thursday night game, I think, at home against Tennessee.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. It's like the Vikings maybe haven't looked great week in, week out, but they're winning. Yeah. So it's like if the Vikings keep winning games and that division lead just keeps getting stretched out, like you cannot afford to just keep losing. Like you have to start winning.
I don't know what this year in the NFL. I know every year we probably say this, right? That this is weird. Like, is this unprecedented? Or this is unique? Is this unique this year? Like that we don't really know going into each game. It feels like, hey, what is the identity of a lot of these teams? I can't figure it out. I mean, is it different though? Is this unique, or am I just looking at it? Am I like overanalyzing it? I feel like this year. I guess because of Tom and Aaron both with their early struggles, that's what is unique to me. But I feel like I don't know who's going to win anything.
I was thinking about it earlier. Like, remember before the season, we were like, oh, there's like 12 teams that's going to win the Super Bowl. And then we are, 8 weeks in.
Yeah.
And we're like, 3 teams. Like, before the season, we thought a lot could win. And then it became real quickly that we now think 3 can win.
Well, and also you look back to like last year. Like, there's so much time. Some of these teams at the top are going to fall off. And some of these teams that are middle of the pack, like we were talking about before the show, some of the teams that are middle of the pack are going to make a run. Like, it's inevitable. Like, you look at where the Bengals were this time last year. You look at where the Cardinals were this time last year. Cardinals were the 1 seed at this point last year. And the Bengals,
Giants and Jets need to be thinking about that. Like, now it gets to the point where they're like, all right, hopefully you don't let the anxiety or nerves kick in because you got to keep this thing rolling. And the way you're doing it, it's not the easiest way to continue to win how they're doing it too. I feel like.
But the Giants have given themselves enough leeway where it's like, hey, should we be 6-1? A lot of people are saying we probably shouldn't, but we fucking are.
And we're learning how to win too.
Exactly.
Like, you do have to learn how to win, and even though their wins may be like, hey, we're out hustling these dudes, we have more discipline. Like that's kind of how they're doing it the old school way, and it's fun. Can you make a Super Bowl run doing that? I don't know.
Yeah, like the learning how to win thing makes me think of the Raiders too, because the Raiders, there's that stat, they've outscored opponents by 13 points, but they're 2-4, and then the Titans have been outscored by 13 points, and they're 4-2. Like the Raiders feel like one of those teams where if they click and all of a sudden everyone's kind of on the same page, like that team could go on a run. Now I don't know if they can catch the Chiefs in the division, but it feels like they could probably make the playoffs, and then the Chargers are the exact opposite of that. Like the Chargers have so many injuries, they're 4-3, they're still in it, but like if they don't
feel like it though, right? They're 4-3. I feel like we don't even talk about the Chargers much.
No.
I know the whole West Coast, but we don't have that in the NFL really. But Herbert and them, I expected them to be much better.
Yeah, well, and they have
been banged up,
terrible injuries at some of the most important positions. Like that is bad luck, sure, but also you got to kind of scramble and figure it out. And it feels like they're one of those teams that might start slipping a little, whereas the Raiders might have taken a little.
They
bit
should be going.
there.
Yeah, it does feel like the Raiders steady incline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Chargers.
And you look at the Raiders too. That Cardinals game. How different does their season look if they, hold on against the Cardinals, and same with the Cardinals? How different does their season look if they're 2-5 or whatever the hell they would be?
And I still think McDaniels, whether people can say that he may not be a great head coach, the dude's an unbelievable play caller, and he's calling the offensive plays for Derek Carr and that squad. So I think eventually that's gonna start. Like once they understand more of the scheme, and he understands, hey, this is what I can ask of these guys. I've told you, like. McDaniels has had some brilliant game plans on how he'll call a game and just put every single possession, every single play, put multiple guys in bad matchups. Like the defenses are a tough matchup where quarterback has his choice. Hey, I have advantages multiple spots here because of what this coach has done.
The Raiders lost by 1 point to the Chiefs. They lost by 2 points to the Titans. They lost week 1 and week 2. They blew it because they blew lead against the Chargers in Arizona, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the thing. If you're going to look at a team that could possibly make a run and have a much better second half than the first half of the season, Raiders would be one of the first teams you think of. I thought coming into this year the Raiders could make some noise, and then they started out slow, and I have to chalk it up to a new system, new coach, new everything, right?
Well, you also forget that like the Chiefs and Mahomes were sitting back and listening to everybody talk about all these other teams possibly going on a run and them losing Tyreek Hill and how they're going to fall off, and then right away they come out and Mahomes throws for 5 touchdowns against the Cardinals. Like, it's they're ridiculously good. And I think that's why we aren't talking about so many Super Bowl teams, because it feels like them and the Bills just at any point can hang 40 on any team.
Yeah, it's just like what Carolina did to Tampa Bay last week when they go there and just beat the hell out of them. Like, I get it now that we're another week. Like, Tom and the Bucs haven't figured it out still, but that was. I mean, I think when we made that pick, we're out of Tampa Bay. Like, we didn't even think we just go right past it.
Tampa Bay was 13-point favorites.
Third-string quarterback for
And
Carolina. Coach is fired.
18.
They were 10-point favorites against the Steelers.
10 point, yeah.
And now Carolina is 1 win away from being the first place in their division. Mm-hmm. That's how crazy a world it is in the NFL right now. Matt Rule was fired, 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's how fast it can change, right? That's how fast one game can. And we always talk about overreacting, like winning or losing. Like, hey, we crown them or we say they're garbage. And it kind of is that way right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
If you look around, the NFC South is that way. Every game matters, right, Tom?
Yeah.
Every game every play. We'll roll the ball in the parking lot. We don't care.
It's a game of inches.
Is it?
The inches we need are everywhere around us.
What's that from?
Any Given Sunday, dude.
Come on.
That's Any Given Sunday. Do you know the whole Al Pacino? That's a great.
At one time, I did. Yeah.
Peace with Inches speech.
Is that part of that speech?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, I didn't memorize every word. I just memorize. Like, I remember his passion.
Gather around, Joe.
Lawrence Taylor's in that movie.
Lawrence Taylor. Cameron Diaz is like the GM. Or
LL Cool J.
Yep. Jim
LL
Brown.
Cool J got in a fight with old buddy I heard on set.
Mm-hmm. Brett Favre.
With Jamie Foxx. Brett Favre's not in that movie.
Dennis Leary, whatever.
No, Dennis Quaid.
There it is.
Come on.
Cap Rooney, dude.
Basically the same
Hold on. Dennis Leary and Dennis Quaid are both the same as Brett Favre.
Dennis Quaid, yeah.
Dennis
Quaid
Leary's
is Brett Favre.
Boston comedian. Dennis Leary is.
Yeah, from
Actor on the
Firehouse
Fire
or
Show.
something. Yeah, there it
But
is.
he's a
Rescue
comedian
Me.
too.
Rescue Me. There
Yeah.
it is.
Also the dad in Sandlot, Scotty Small's stepdad.
Oh.
Also the voice of Behind the Beat, Bruins show.
Boom.
And then Dennis Quaid, the brother of Randy.
Yes.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year.
Yes. Throw the heat, Dad.
No
Rookie Rangers.
one's ever referred to Dennis as the brother of Randy. Okay?
Why not? Randy's in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah,
He is.
I know, but
And
I know he
Vegas
has.
Vacation.
He's
And
he's
Independence
wild
Day.
at times.
And Independence Day.
yeah, he actually saved.
He's
the
great in
entire-
Independence Day. Remember, he said, "I'm coming home," and he flew his thing right up into the alien
Yeah.
spaceship.
Yeah,
That's right.
Where do you think he went?
I think he said I'm back.
Space.
They sent him back.
It
No,
blew up.
in the movie. I think he said
I thought he lived.
back.
Oh,
Yeah,
he did.
that's what he
Oh,
says,
so he's saying
yeah.
he used to be with them.
right after talk about great speeches. Right after
Bill Paxton. No.
Bill
Oh, you
Pullman,
son of a
Bill
bitch.
Paxton.
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace,
Bill
Paxton.
Piece
Paxton.
of shit.
Bill Paxton, Twister, right?
Twister too.
Also in that same movie, Philip Seymour Hoffman, another great one,
Rest in
gone
peace,
too
Phil.
soon.
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace.
The guy could do comedy and drama, which not many people can do. Can anyone else do what he did?
Yeah.
Funny and
God.
super serious.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know they're
Other than God,
remaking. You know they're remaking Twister, and Melissa McCarthy's the lead role.
that's not true.
I don't know if I believe
Now
that.
Mel Mac
Mel
could
Mac?
carry the lead role, but
Who's
I don't-
Mel Mac?
Melissa McCarthy.
You
Oh.
fucking watch.
Which
your mouth.
okay, can you remind me which one Melissa McCarthy is? What movie?
Think of the best movie you've ever seen.
Identity
Top
Theft.
Gun.
She's the main character.
Tom Cruise?
Yep.
Okay, so she has many hits like Bridesmaids and Identity Theft, and
I'm just trying to there's an Australian she's not Australian, right?
No.
that you're
Thinking of
no.
Rebel Wilson.
No, that's not no,
That's-
I'm not.
Boom. There's Mel Mac.
Yeah, I know her. She's married to the one funny guy who's another actor.
Ben
Bridesmaids.
Falcone.
I don't know about that.
That's his name.
Maybe I don't know who she's married
It's a
to. I'm thinking
sweet
somebody
name.
else. But yeah, she's great. She's very funny. She could be in Twister.
She is actually in the new Twister.
I
There's
believe-
not a new Twister.
I believe it's
Yeah, there
supposed
is.
to be.
There is a new Roadhouse.
I
know
believe
that.
it's
they're
supposed to
making a
be
new
rest
Twister.
in peace, Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt's child, who's going to be the lead in the new Twister.
Now, if there was a Twister 2, that does make for a real storyline that I would believe, but it's coming out of your mouth, Diggs.
it
and
came
so
out,
nothing is
the
true.
news came out this week that
Yeah.
they are making the
Yeah.
second.
The Melissa
so-
McCarthy
Sequel called
is-
Twisters.
It's all too real, my friend.
What's it called?
The Mel
Twisters.
Mac,
Plural.
the Mel Mac part.
That
That's
is
wishful
false.
thinking.
Who is playing the offspring of Bill Pullman and
I personally
What's her name?
was hoping that Rooster would play.
yeah, well, wouldn't Rooster? Well, he's probably not big enough.
What?
Is he already filming other movies?
Oh, shots
I mean, he's
fired.
like I'm sure he's at offers only. He's the dude, man.
You don't think Twisters is a movie that
Twisters plural number 2?
Yeah,
Icon.
Twister sequel to start filming in spring 2023. Do we know anyone who's in it?
No,
Or anything about
hasn't been reported.
Like who's going to be the main character? That's a big part.
I know that
Coach Yost.
now
Bill Yost.
who could be a
guy's
part
around.
of the team,
That's wishful thinking.
and
again.
unfortunately,
Giamatti was another name that was thrown out there.
Yep.
unfortunately,
Giamatti going to be the son of Helen Hunt and Bill Pullman?
No,
Yeah.
he's going to be the old timely,
the old
professor.
grizzled vet.
That's
The
Bill
old grizzled
Paxton, you
chaser.
son of a bitch.
Bill Paxton is in Twister.
listen.
We
as-
really,
as long as Jonas
putting my
Miller's
brain
in
to
it
pretzel
in
here.
some sort of fashion, the film will be fine. Jonas.
Jonah Hill.
That
Jonas
Nightcrawler,
Miller.
Jonah Hill.
he died.
Fashionably late, Jonas.
Oh yeah, my bad. There's so many characters in that
Fashionably
movie.
late.
So many movies.
Actually, I
so
believe
many
Jonas
actors.
got a radio tower through his chest.
He did.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
The one lady though, the grandma made the real cool wind things.
You mean Aunt May?
Yep, there she is. She made them all food, right?
Yeah.
And then she made like her outdoor decorations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember they thought they were where are they, Oklahoma?
Uh,
They thought they were close and they all got all
They
juiced.
filmed
and
it in
started-
Iowa.
Actually,
they
they
started
were
chanting.
I
to go to
believe
her
she
house.
was in Wakita.
Oh, really?
Wakita Forever, they say.
I haven't seen those. I know the Dwayne Johnson's new movie is smashing success, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Is it? Zeke, did you go see it?
I love
In the
it.
theater, the lay down seats?
Yeah, and you press a button, they bring you a milkshake.
There's just a milkshake button?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just says milkshake?
No,
Does it
but
tell
I
you the
trained.
flavor?
I was like, I want a milkshake, and they brought it.
What flavor, Zeke?
Milk and cookie. Or cookies and cream. sorry.
Milk and cookie.
Cookies and cream.
That's a good choice. I agree. That's a great taste.
I could go for a fucking milk and cookie milkshake.
I can go for just a milk and cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But has Zeke really seen the movie?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he told us he did.
Zeke?
I have a photo. You want to pull the photo up
Of what?
of me in the theater
With
my
The Rock.
milkshake?
Oh, did you do that just to prove to everybody that this is real?
Well, I was actually waiting. Whenever The Rock goes on a retweet frenzy, I always try to get in there.
Yeah, because he's got you at least once.
Oh, he's gotten Z 10 plus.
Oh, does he
times.
keep getting you, Z?
I've got it down to when he actually is like down to his last couple retweets.
Rock thinks it's Z to Oos, so
Yeah.
Shut up. Are you
Thanks, Big Oos.
Said,
That's all I
thanks,
say
Big
to him.
Oos. Yeah.
Thanks, Big Oos.
I love this. This is a whole development I'm just learning of. I knew he retweeted you one time and I was pumped
Young
for
Rock
you.
is the easy one to get him, but I've not got the Black Adam one yet.
Good for you, Zeke. I had no
Got the
idea.
Zoa one.
Oh, yeah.
It's Zoa. I get
Oos,
great
oos,
product.
oos.
That's a great product that dude has. I haven't found Zoa since the watch along when I bought it.
Oh, you should just
5
let me
minutes
know.
from you.
I have a whole pallet.
Do you really?
In
Oh,
his
Dwayne
garage.
sends them to you, right?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Do you think he'll give you a spot on his staff in the White House when
That'd
he's the
be
president?
awesome.
Well, I was actually hoping for Black Adam too, but I'll also.
Oh,
take
you want to
that.
roll?
Secretary
Yeah.
of Defense Zito.
Yeah, that'd be
Can
pretty
you
cool.
imagine?
That's
Don't
nice.
sleep on.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
I can't believe I cut you. I cut off one of my favorite lines.
He could take. We know what Zeke's good at. He could probably take Mayor Pete's job. He could be
Transportation?
Yeah, Zeke fucking if
Supply
you need
chain?
Supply chain. You
Yep.
Yeah, I can hook it up.
We need you a hire. I think, yeah. Secretary of State.
Speaker of the House.
Foreign
that'd be
relations.
good.
is
Sup,
exactly-
y'all?
Can you imagine Zeke sitting behind whoever's speaking, standing at like the State of the Union, yelling at other people?
Clap it up!
Yeah. Zeke's in a 3-piece suit with a bow tie on.
Yep.
The
I
cane.
love that.
The cane. Why does he want to? Why is it a
That's
cane?
just
Just
who
to
he
be
is.
sweet.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Cane.
Actually, it's a flask cane, like Sanchez brought to the Derby, the one where he unscrewed it and you drank
yeah.
it.
Mark.
Mark Sanchez.
There you
Yeah,
go.
he had one of those. I guess Evil Knievel walked around with one of those, full of like whiskey or something.
Of course he did.
We criticize people sometimes. I like Mark doing games.
Mark Sanchez. So do I. I do. I like Mark. as
Did
a
I hear
human.
Brady do it in game one weekend? NFL.
He usually does a couple NFL games after
thought
the
he was
college
good, too.
season is over, but he is not. Now that he's on the big noon thing, I don't know if he's doing any NFL games this year. He used to do a whole slate of college games for Fox, and then he would do like 2 or 3 NFL games.
I haven't really looked into it. Is he getting murdered for his preseason Jets take?
That's you guys are the one that brought like someone reminded me. I don't know. Is he?
I'd assume, so.
By Jets fans. I
Said
mean,
they
no
were going to
one
be 0-9 by their bye week. They are.
After
Far from it.
After they've been rolling, I have not asked him. Actually, today's his birthday.
But we, but
Is
then
it really?
Yeah, today's his birthday.
But then we-
yesterday.
But then we pulled up the schedule and we were like, probably right.
Yeah.
Today's his birthday, I think.
Happy birthday, Brady.
Happy birthday, Brady.
Happy birthday, Brady.
Ty, you had a giveaway, didn't you?
Yes, we do have a
Todd,
giveaway.
please tell us about the giveaway. Hey, today is Brady's birthday. I already texted him happy birthday. I wasn't sure if this was yesterday. Today's the 28th, correct?
Jeez, you never had
It's the
CTA.
28th.
I don't ever deal with dates. I know it's Friday. I don't never know the date.
Hell
It's
yeah.
Time is relative, right, Hawker?
I guess, isn't it?
It's a flat circle.
I mean, we created time.
We
so
did.
Exactly.
Well,
I don't know if it's relative to where you
It
are. I
is.
guess maybe. But
It's exact. What do you think the past, present, and future is relative
Yeah.
to where you are right
Yeah,
now?
it's actually very relative.
It
It's
is.
a
Yeah,
social
that's kind of
construct.
how I was talking about. Like, yeah, like all of our situations. If we want, it's easy to complain about whatever, but like relative, it's nothing compared to what's really going on. But it's true. If it's your life, it's a big deal. So, Con, I understand. I feel for your pain.
I don't know where you just took that. I was just.
It
talking
doesn't matter.
about
What's the
time.
giveaway, Tone or Ty? What do you have to say?
Yeah, you guys know the drill. We do it every Friday.
What is it?
This week we have hashtag PMS NFL Week 8.
Ooh.
PMS NFL Week 8. The number 8. Don't spell out 8.
No, don't be a fool.
Hashtag PMS NFL WEEK 8. All you got to do, pick a winner from this weekend. Don't worry about the spread. Put your cash tag in the tweet, and we will pick
So fast. How many?
10 people,
Well, here we go.
and you'll win $500 if you have a correct winner this weekend. And I believe Hawker is going to shoot a couple basketballs, maybe throw a football. If he
Ooh.
makes it, we'll also give away 10 merches.
Here we go. Here we go, Hawk. Make it happen.
Hashtag PMS NFL Week 8.
It's all right. You got another ball right there. Got another ball right there.
I got this.
Coat.
Well, it's all right. Code helps me.
Yeah, there you go. Like T-Rex arms. Ooh.
Give me another.
Coming at you.
Football.
Get the
Football.
football. Get the football.
You guys all been draining these footballs lately too.
In the hole.
Oh, Hawker.
Wow, that's the one.
Oh! I'll throw my shoes again.
Yep.
Okay.
Come on.
Good legs.
Jesus.
That seemed to be the spot,
Did
though.
I hold this side or this side last time?
Probably the backside.
Heavy
right?
side to the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Sure.
Nope.
Ooh! Oh!
This is starting to make me mad.
Yeah,
good.
It's right.
should.
Hey, it's fine. Just no merches.
I'm gonna make my shoes next time.
Yep,
There you
unfortunately, no merches, but once again, that is hashtag PMS NFL Week 8. Put a winner in from this weekend. Don't worry about the spread. Also include your cash tag in the tweet, and we will randomly select 10 people to win $500. Hashtag PMS NFL Week 8.
Hashtag PMS NFL Week 8. Thank you so much, Ty. Tone, 15 minutes from now, Hammer Down will be on here?
Yeah, we'll do it actually 3:25.
3:25. Okay, so what? About 11 minutes from now, we're gonna be doing?
Sure.
You always, no matter what, you're not gonna do the time I tell you.
Nope. You cannot put me in a box.
I
my
respect
friend.
that. I respect that about you, Diggs.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Good for you guys. Appreciate you guys having me here today. Everyone behind the scenes, everyone back there. I don't want to single anybody out because I don't want to forget anybody.
Yeah.
You guys know how
Smart.
that works. I can barely see through there.
Very
there you
smart.
go. Whole shakas from everybody. I can kind of see.
Perfect.
Nick Moraldo. Boys, thank you so much. I can't wait. Monday, Overreaction Monday. There's no watch along Saturday, though, obviously.
No watch along, no.
Right? What are you guys doing? Big plans?
Huge plans.
Yeah, I think I might.
You having a rager?
Might get out of the country.
Huge rager.
Country? Where are you going?
Ecuador.
Is he serious?
Yeah, Galapagos.
What's going on?
Big fucking banger.
Just a quick
Got a
weekend
wedding.
trip?
Yeah.
He got a wedding.
You got a wedding in Ecuador?
Yep.
One of my cousins.
Can't re-enter the country, so
Why? What happened?
Italian stuff.
I don't think that's really the case, but either way, whatever you guys are doing this weekend, I hope you have fun, okay?
You too, Hawker.
Enjoy
You too,
yourself.
Hawker.
Enjoy the games on Sunday. Everyone out there, enjoy it. I'll be back Monday for Overreaction Monday. We're going to take a little bit of a break. Make sure you tune in to Game Day tomorrow. Pat is down in Mississippi for Jackson State with Deion Sanders taking on Southern.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
9 to
12.
9 to 12.
yeah, the 6 to 9 the last week West Coast scenario got me
9 to
messed
12
up.
Eastern always.
9 to 12 Eastern every single week. It is an institution, the program of Game Day.
Goddamn right.
Tune in. We will see you guys on Monday. Thank you. See ya.